My dad and I have started a challenge versus each other on Football Manager using the Youth to Gold method. This is a way of managing your team where you're only allowed to sign teenagers and you're not allowed to play players 30 or older from Season 2. So this is all about developing cheap young talents and selling players for their highest value. And for this challenge, we are beginning in the second tier of Spain with Levante and Huesca. To decide who wins this challenge out of me or Dad though, there will be two methods to be victorious. The first is that this challenge will end after 13 seasons and we can accumulate points each season through these methods on screen to decide a winner. We can also, however, win points for selling players we have purchased for a set amount of profit. But the second mode of winning this challenge outright can happen at any time, and that's if one of us lifts the Champions League trophy. So strap in for a wild ride of Wonderkids and classic father versus son competitiveness. Subscribe to the channel because Youth to Gold is back and you do not want to miss this. Right, Dad, it's Youth to Gold time.
Yep.
We've got 13 seasons to accumulate some points, or of course, like the last Youth to Gold series we did, somebody wins the Champions League, which automatically wins Youth to Gold.
Yeah.
We've picked two teams in the second division of Spain.
Yeah.
We've picked two very similar colours. The trouble is, when you go through the teams for Youth to Gold, if you're wanting to start one yourself, which I implore you to do, you got to kind of look for a team which doesn't have too many players over the age of 30, and there wasn't a lot in Spain's second division. We ended up finding two teams which only had 5 or less. You've got the 5 here, and I've got the 5 here, and you'll notice that they have the same similar type of badge colours and kit colours. So as confusing it is for us, it might be for you too, but we'll help you along the way. So I am at Huesca, you are at Levante.
Yes.
So two teams that have been in and around, kind of yo-yoing between the two divisions in the last sort of 10 years in La Liga, but by no means powerhouses in Spain.
Nowhere near, are they really?
No. We are going to change that, hopefully, through the method of Youth to Gold. You know the rules, you know the points, how we're going to accumulate them. Let's have a look at the squads then. So you brought in one player. I didn't bring in any because I didn't have any money whatsoever. I went for a couple of free transfers. None of them decided to join me. So for this first season, I'm just going in with a 4-4-2, lower league 4-4-2 kind of style, and just seeing how it plays out. Because in the second season, there's a few players in my first team that I've already got to ditch. I've already got to get rid of, including Silvela. I think there's a defender, Delgado, the keeper as well. So I'm sort of looking at, all right, next season's going to be a busy one. This season, let's just keep it quiet and focus on the tactic itself. You did have a tiny bit of money, not too much.
I managed to bring in one player, didn't I?
Yeah, Jamil Najjar, and you've loaned him out as well to Marbella.
Well, I brought him in because I'm the same as you. I'm looking at next season. My two centre defenders are 30 plus.
Yeah.
This guy's a centre defender, so I wanted to play, so I sent him back.
Left-footed as well.
Yes, they're usually the hardest ones to get.
£1.2 million, loan him out to Marbella, which he is getting first-team football.
Yeah, even better.
Yeah, because right now he wouldn't. And tactically, you are set up.
Always the same.
Identical. To be fair, I didn't know that, but very similar type of tactic. You've got an advanced forward, pressing forward, centre midfielder, defensive midfielder. Yeah. We're both kind of thinking the same thing here, by the looks of it.
That's right, yeah. You just try and survive in this league with what you've got. Hopefully, you might even do a little bit better. I'm gonna get fortunate as well. I've looked at my strikers and they're quite young, so
yeah, you got Romero, who's decent, and he's only 22. He's very good for this division.
I could be a little bit lucky here with strike force. I might have to just concentrate on my defence next season. Yeah, and just leave the strike force as it is, and just get players in to sort of like make my defence a lot better than what it is. So, well, I'm not saying it's good now, but they're 30, aren't they? Yeah, so they won't be playing next season.
You have a better team than I did to start off with, I did notice. And if you go and buy season preview, you can see you're actually third favourite, where I'm down in 17th. So there is a bit of a gap, but the reason why we didn't do any of the clubs in between, because I know a lot of people will go, oh, why didn't you do Deputy? The amount of 30-year-olds or worse is astronomical in comparison. Look, so you'd have to get rid of every 28-year-old next season. And look how many just in Deportivo's side you would have to get rid of alone. That's a stupid amount. That's 15 players in their first team. So it's unachievable, unfortunately, through the Youth to Go rules to be a club like Deportivo. We've gone through and picked 2 good teams. In terms of what we would have to get rid of, that'd still be kind of a challenge. So with Levante, Dad, you started off the season rather well, and you've stuffed me already 4-1.
Get in. Hell of a result that is.
Yeah, so you've gained a point straight away.
Yeah, I mean, I'm well over the moon with the start that I've had, not dropping it. Well, I haven't lost a game yet. I've dropped 2 points by drawing 2 games, or 4 points. So I'm pleased with it, though.
Yeah.
Unbeaten. Got to be happy with that. Got to be happy with that, I'll tell you.
My schedule, obviously I've lost to Dad. I've also won 1 game, and I've drew a couple as well, so against Albacete and Cadiz. So difficult start for me in terms of points, but I think there's promising signs. The fact that I'm predicted to finish so low, and I don't think I've started that bad, to be honest. I think I've been quite unlucky. It's going to be an interesting one. So, Youth to Gold, we're off to the races. Make sure you are subscribed, because Youth to Gold is always the most fun we are going to have on Football Manager. Signing what we hope to be Wonderkids, developing them into stars, gaining points against each other, and hopefully not stealing it at the end with a Champions League win. Of course, we get money if we sell players on as well, so there's that added aspect. There's lots of stuff to look forward to with Youth to Gold, and I think, well, last time we did it in France, one of the reasons why was because of PSG. We've got 2 reasons this time. Real Madrid and Barcelona is going to be very difficult. Real Madrid and all their money, Barcelona and their unbelievable academy. There's 2 aspects to this.
Yeah.
And that's kind of Youth to Gold in a nutshell.
I mean, you could say coming third's going to win.
Yeah. Yeah. So, let's find out what happens in season number 1. Will any of us be taking the trip up to La Liga in season 2? Ironically, Dad's next fixture was a loss to Racing Santander at home, but this was just a bump in what turned out to be a fairly smooth road for the first half of the season, as his Levante side went into the new year top of the league and 9 points ahead of second place. My Huesca team, though, was clearly not as strong as Dad's Levante, but we were shocking a lot of teams in hopes for a playoff push. However, we really let ourselves down against Levante in the second fixture at our home ground. That terrible mistake in the 13th minute helped Dad pick up an easy 3-0 lead that we could never come back from. Dad actually went winless in March and ended up giving away his top spot to Almeria in the table with 1 game left in the season, needing to win that to guarantee automatic promotion while I secured a playoff spot. And in a shocking display on the final day, though, Dad was losing all the way to the 93rd minute after being behind against Eibar until Alvarez equalised and Clemente scored in the 94th minute to win the game. Ultimately, though, it wouldn't have mattered. If I wanted to join Dad in promotion, though, I would have to come from behind myself after losing 2-0 in the first leg of the playoff semi-final. Thankfully, the second leg was a much better outcome and we won 4-0. That set me up for a final against a fallen giant Deportivo La Coruña across 2 legs. And again, we would have to come from behind if we wanted promotion after losing 2-1 in the away fixture. This time, though, the long season finally caught up on us and we couldn't mount any sort of comeback, losing on the night 2-0 and 4-1 on aggregate. Oh, well, it wasn't to be. I won't be joining you up in La Liga this season.
Get in.
In a way, I'm kind of pleased with it, though.
I could be there too early.
It's a daunting task.
I could be there too early, because especially like I said earlier, I'm going to be losing half of my defence.
Yeah.
So
and you got to replace them with teenagers.
Yes.
That's the biggest problem.
That could cause me a lot of problems.
But 93 points. You're only 3 points off Almeria at the top there.
Yeah, I'm pleased with that.
You've got a top scorer in Alex Forks, who's done quite well. 29 goals this season. He's only 23.
Good as well, doesn't he?
Yeah. It's weird. It was like catch-22 for me. I was like, oh, I'm gutted. I haven't gone up. But then I was thinking, I don't think you're ready to go up, Luke.
No.
I do not think you're ready. I had Jordy Martin there, who had quite a lot of assists for me out on that left-hand side.
I mean, you could look at that as your first season. You've overachieved compared to where they thought you were going to finish.
Yeah.
I finished 1 place above where they thought I was going to finish.
Yeah.
So I haven't overachieved by that much. But have I come too quick? Am I getting into that league too early?
Yeah.
The only good thing about that league is it's like it's in 3 parts, and it really, you got the top 3 or 4. Then it's a good middle table, and then it's a fight between the rest of the.
I won't even say it's a mid-table, is it?
No, not really.
It's like 6 teams under Barcelona and Real Madrid, and then the rest of it is like anybody can go down.
Yeah. So if I survive, then happy days.
Yeah. All right, well, let's have a look a little bit more in detail. So we're on Huesca there, obviously. First round, I was knocked down the cup, but I'm not too worried about that at all. I had 23 goals from Diego Aznar, who actually not bad for a 21-year-old. I'm happy with that. That gives me a bit of promise for next season.
Yeah.
But as I mentioned, there are a lot of players now that I've got to ditch, and I did put a few players on the unwanted list, so it does look like one of them's gone already. There's 4 players I have to get rid of for next season. And if you're looking at the appearances, 39, 32 and 36, that doesn't look good.
No.
Yeah, that's first team players that I have to get rid of.
Yeah.
And at the minute, I've only got £300,000 to do so with a very low wage budget. And if I'm going on what I was able to offer free players or like free agents, last season, it's not a lot that I can offer in terms of wages. You're looking at maximum 1.7 grand a week. So that's not going to be great for me. Let's have a look, Dad, at Levante. So you should be a little bit better financially. In the Cup, of course, you got to the third round by Girona, but we're not worried about that yet. 32 goals from Alex Flores, which was amazing.
Very good. Yeah.
Morales
really
of 18 as well. Romero with 15.
You look at the two at the top. Well, the one at the top there, 23, 38 goals, and then you got the next one, Romero, like you just said. 23 again, and he got 33. No, not 15 goals. So them two there, I think that's my strike force next season.
Yeah,
don't have to worry about it, like I said.
You have to obviously get rid of Morales. He's 36 now, but he was sort of the veteran of the team.
I think he's wanted as well, so that's ideal if someone wants him.
Yeah. He's quite good still, isn't he? For 36.
It's a shame that I've got to get rid of him, but for 36-year-old, he would never be in my team anyway.
No. Also, look at this and appreciate that this is probably the last time you'll see Levante's team with a whole Spanish side.
I can guarantee it'll be the last time.
Yeah. Because you never look at anything to do with the nationality, even if it means you have to be focusing on the non-EU rules, which there is some in Spain. You're only allowed 2 in this division, 3 in the division above. Non-EU, which I guarantee you'll forget at some point.
Yeah.
Transfer budget, you've got 11 million. Not a lot.
You say it's not a lot, but it could be a lot because the young players coming up, 18 and 19, if they're not developed fully yet, you can pick them up for 1 million, 2 million. 5 players there, isn't it? 10 million.
If they're good enough.
If they're good enough, yeah. But you got to get. It's that sort of little bit in between. They're not quite developed, but you can see it. Yeah.
The best thing about doing it in Spain is minimum fee release clauses.
Yeah.
A lot of the players that have come through, which we are then obviously being we can get, or they're more attainable, the fact that we're in Spain, because obviously we are scouting Spain in terms of being in Spain. They have low minimum fee release clause of like less than $1 million. Sometimes you can pick up the best players from that.
Yeah, definitely.
That method. Finding going maximum minimum fee release clause, 1 million, and then just scanning some of the players. That's a really good way of doing so. This player here, by the way, Dad was already coming to Dad's team. He is a centre defensive midfielder. So ignore that he's joining. For some reason, he joins in January.
Yeah.
Don't know why. But there we go. So £11 million to spend going into La Liga next season, which is going to be an interesting one, which was also won by Real Madrid. Barcelona finishing second place.
By a long way.
Quite a far, 18 points behind. Valladolid, Espanyol and Leganes also going down. Yeah, going to have an interesting summer.
There's a few teams that you think I've got a good chances, of being better than them next season. So, go for it.
All right. All about recruitment then in the summer of season number 2. But we're looking at obviously points for season 1. You finished above me, plus you beat me twice, which already gives you a huge advantage. 2 points for finishing above, 2 points for beating me twice, 4-0 going into season number 2.
And you can't beat me next season.
I can't, no. But which means you guarantee to get another 2 points because you finish higher. So technically, I am 6-0 down unless I knock you out of a cup or win a cup. So we'll see what happens. Dad's struggles this season stem from players opting to go elsewhere, although he did get the left back he desired in Borza. He shockingly also managed to pull off a fantastic double sweep for goalkeeper Dennis Seaman and Nathan Zeze at left centre-back from Nantes. My main struggle was trying to offload my 30-plus-year-old players from my squad. 3 of them being first-team starters last season too. Whereas Dad managed quite easily to get rid of them, and his last one, Miguel, was sold way before the season even began. Eventually though, I got them out of my club right in time and could start focusing now on my new exciting players to help me gain promotion this season. Dad, on the other hand, had the honour of playing Real Madrid in his open fixture, and considering they conceded from kickoff, only allowing Xabi Alonso's side to score 1 more goal in the whole game will actually seem like a bit of a positive. Right, well, it's a difficult summer for me trying to get rid of all those old players, but I did manage to do it. My oldest player is now the goalkeeper at age 28, so I don't have to worry about that for another 2 seasons because he's 28. He was turned 28 in July, so I've got 2 full seasons of him before he turns 30. Lovely stuff. Don't have to worry about any players now until then. Which did mean that I was able to accumulate a nice little chunk of cash there. I also brought in a free transfer in Cortez at the back. But then I spent £1.3 million. A lot on free transfers. There's a lot of loans as well. Alex Luque is one of them. There was a couple, and it's weird because the registration rules, some of them was like, yeah, you can't register them unless they are making a certain wage, which is really frustrating because the reason why I loaned them is because they had really cheap wages. So I think it's Alex Lozano that I'm struggling to register because he's got 140 grand per week, 140 pound per week, yeah. Which I thought, oh, bargain. And he's probably go straight into my first team. And then I couldn't register him for some of the games. I've no idea why. However, a couple of the loan players that I did manage to get, Unai Hernandez, unbelievable player, ex-Barcelona, come through the academy. Look how good he is. Yeah. Arguably the best midfielder in the division now. And Kim Ji-soo, South Korean centre-back that I've picked up, that I have also loaned for 2 seasons. Smart. That's smart. Yeah. You can tell I've done this game before. So Kim Ji-soo, although I would never be able to afford to actually buy him outright, loaned him for 2 seasons. Happy days. Both footed, looks quite decent, 6'4", great defender. Then we've got our free transfers, a good run of free transfers coming in here that I've managed to pick up before we've actually spent tiny bits of money on some players. Like this man I picked up from centre midfield. He's very good from the Danish division. Silkeborg there, 33k. We got a left back in there because I had to get rid of one of my left backs in Pau Fernandes. Arias, right back again because I lost my right back. There was also a centre back who just went out of contract and just refused to re-sign, but was happy continuously taking the money until I just outright released him because I couldn't actually register him. He had to be under contract. So he had to leave, and then I spent 500k finally on Marco Esteban to replace him, who I think is a decent defender, to say the least, at 18 years of age. Now, some slight changes into my tactic because of that. With the midfielders coming in that I've got, the 2 loanees. You can see I've got 4 loanees in the first team with Luque, who is also a right back that I've got on loan, who can also come and play quite a lot. He's been playing quite a lot as well. So, very different to what I was playing last season. 2 centre midfielders on attack, quite attacking there. And I've also changed the player roles up front to suit the actual strikers that I've got. And it started well.
Yes.
Currently top of the league. I have dropped some points though. I've drew 2 matches, but I have beaten the likes of Malaga and Leganes. So some good results so far.
Yeah, you haven't lost yet, so that's a good sign.
Yeah. In the division, the season preview does stick me still down in 17th. So a long way to go yet.
You was in the playoffs last season.
Exactly,
yeah,
but
they don't know what to talk about, do they?
I'm here to prove them wrong.
Yeah.
Don't worry. Dad, let's have a look because you made some unbelievable signings this summer.
Yeah, I did, yeah. I got rid of all the old guys, and I was fortunate, really. I got money for them as well. Yeah. So it worked out quite well. Rather than just having to release them, they all agreed to go, which I was surprised about because sometimes getting at that age, they don't want to go, do they?
No, they don't.
So so I had a bit more money to spend. So yeah, and I was a bit fortunate on the transfers. Straight in with this keeper. As soon as I seen this keeper was available, straight in and got him. That's my keeper, 18 years of age. My keeper I've got now, my first time keeper now, he's better than this keeper, but I might gamble and lock this keeper in.
Yeah, he's one of the best in the game.
Yeah, you gamble on him now. 1 season, 2 seasons, you know you don't have to replace him at all then.
Yeah.
So I'll probably lock him in.
Nathan Zeze as well is really good.
Oh, very fortunate. I've done the Nance. Me and Nance were like that.
Well, that's who you did the last Youth to Gold with.
Yeah, well, there you go.
It's Nance and Lorient.
Yeah. So I was fortunate to get this guy as well. And he's left-footed as well. So, 19 years of age, good centre-back, left-footed. That's me done for him as well.
Good positioning. He's decent on the ball.
Yeah.
Half good physicals. Yeah.
Got it all ready.
Player.
Yeah, it's going to get better.
This is arguably my favourite signing for you, though.
This was another good signing. Left-footed again. So on my left side of my defence, I'm sorted.
Yeah.
He is very good. Only get better again. 18 and he's that good already.
Yeah, and for £3.5 million, you could sell him for 35 plus, and that's an extra 3 points straight away.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And then finally we've got, actually it's not finally, there's another player here, £6.5 million. Lenich, right back.
We were just talking about how good my left back is.
Yeah, he's better as a right back. Yeah.
So really, I've only got one position to sort of replace now, and that's the right side of my defence.
Yeah, but you've also got Kasper Karlsson who's come in. £2.3 million. He was the last deal that you brought in.
Yep.
And plays centre middle, right mid.
Two positions that I'm actually playing, so ideal.
Well, you say that. Tactically, you have changed it around ever so slightly.
Yep, just a little
from
bit.
From the 4-4-2.
Yeah.
Push one player forward.
One player forward up into the winger, yeah. So hopefully I'm going to be a bit more attacking. That's what I wanted to be in this league. Don't think I can afford to sort of sit back too much. I could be punished too much. So
yeah.
I need to be punishing other teams. So I'm just pushing one player a bit further up the pitch, just be a little bit more attacking. And I can see my defence is looking good. I've got the right-hand side of my centre back. I think he's 28.
De La Fuente.
Yeah. Is he 28? Is he?
25.
25. So I'm more in for a couple of seasons with him.
Yeah.
So I haven't got to replace him straight away. But the rest of my defence looks really good, really.
Schedule then to start the season. You've actually put off a couple of shock results here.
Yeah. So, that's what it's all about in this league, isn't it? Like we were just saying, there's a couple of teams that you're going to get a couple of results against. Real Madrid done me 2-0. I expected that 2-0.
At the Bernabeu as well.
I'm really happy with that, just 2-0.
Yeah, especially when they went 1-0 up within a minute.
Yeah.
So, oh, God.
And when you look at the two guys that scored against me as well, to keep them two quiet for the rest of the game, I think, well, I'm happy with that. So, and then Real Sociedad 1-0 the next game. So,
yeah,
I'm really pleased with that.
Yeah,
good result.
Alaves as well, a nice little 2-1, even down to 10 men. The main like rivalry for Levante is Valencia, which is an interesting one because I do believe Levante is based in Valencia, as you can see there. Yeah. So there's your derby that you need to look after.
Yeah.
And then myself, I'm actually in Huesca. Now, I don't really know the rivalry, whether it's a local one. We got Real Zaragoza, of course, who was in the league with us last season. I think they still are, actually. They are. Yeah. So, yeah, that's a couple of interesting ones that maybe we will have to look at going forward to make sure we're doing all right in terms of our rivalries. But let's have a look then. Season number 2. Can Dad stay in the division, and can I join him in La Liga for season 3? Dad's first contest with his arch rivals Valencia turned out to be a great one, as he caught them on the counter and Flores scored the only goal of the game. My match against Zaragoza had 4 more goals in it, but had the same outcome, as we managed to win 3-2 to take all 3 points. And we look very capable of earning an automatic promotion spot this season by the halfway point, as we currently sit top of the league. Incredibly though, Dad was defying all the odds and was sat in the top 4 with 11 wins from 18 games and 7 points clear of 5th going into the new year. My Huesca side continued to win games in our attempt to join Dad in the top division, and we ended the season as champions with 97 points. But how was Dad doing? The second half of the season included some defeats, with one of them being a 3-1 loss to Valencia. And although that meant they finished above Dad and out of the Champions League spots he dropped, he must be buzzing with this first season. Right, Dad, what a season!
Wow. European football in the first season, get in. What a start that is. I'm really pleased with that. All. Yeah, definitely. Right beyond Valencia, so I pushed them all the way as well. So
that's typical, isn't it? After we highlighted them.
2 points behind them. So, they only lost 11 games. I lost 15 games, so they deserved a bit.
Did beat them.
Me, but, even better.
Yeah.
So, we got to be happy with that, Christ. And when you're getting into 6th position, we're in Europe next year. Chuffed to bits with that.
Yeah. Especially when you're looking at the clubs that you're like, I should be finishing around about 14th to 17th, hopefully.
I would have been happy with 15th, 16th, definitely, first season.
Yeah.
So finishing 6th, wow. just got to build on it now. When you look at the names in that the corner there, I mean, you're
just a couple of familiar names, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
I recognise some of them.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Right, but I will be joining you because I did pick up the league title as well, the second division league title. Let's go. Who dared put us down in, what was it, 16th your season preview?
They were talking about, do they?
Get out. 97 points, winning the league by 4. We did lose to Real Zaragoza though, but did we draw against? No, we did beat him at some point, but there we go. They finished all the way down in 9th, nowhere near us. Champions, lovely stuff. No disappointment in the playoffs this time round. Funny enough, we didn't have any players in there though. Well, you got Unai Hernandez, which is a loan signing, but we did dominate the yellow cards. You could tell how we played, right? 4-4-2, battering team. We played like Stoke. Just absolutely battered people. Right, so going into next season, we got Diego Aznar, who was 21-year-old striker, getting 20 goals and 10 assists. But a lot of the top goal scorers and top performers, as you can see, was the loan signings. Good and bad in a way. Yeah. Because obviously it means that we can replace them quite easily. But obviously bad because, well, they were cheap to bring in, but bad because we have to kind of replace them with somebody who's probably not as good or cost us money.
A lot of goals.
Yeah.
You've lost a lot of goals there.
We still got Kim Joo-Soo though, for another season. He's in there, so that's fantastic. But transfer budget-wise, £14 million to go into the top division. Not too bad. I'm looking at basically my staff, 6 scouts. Maybe I can up that in some way. The training facilities I'm all right with at the minute. To be honest, a lot of people always say about the youth recruitment, by the time that you keep upgrading that to make it substantial, you're better off just buying players from other clubs that have got better youth recruitment coming through. Yeah. I never really worry about youth recruitment in terms of youth to gold. I mainly focus on the training facilities because once I buy the players in, I want them to be better. So that's mainly what I focus on anyway. But hey, you play the game how you want to play the game. Dad, looking at your side then, who's very much overperformed. 15 goals from Romero in that top division, 14 from Carlos Alvarez. 2 players under 25 scoring almost 30 goals in the league.
Got to be happy with that, haven't you?
Very good indeed. Yeah. You got one player that is 28.
Yeah.
Who might be shipped off, especially if he's coming in with £11 million. I know what you're like. Because transfer budget, you've been given £20 million to build a team in Europa League next season, but with a very good wage.
Yeah. So there's a little bit more in it. Yeah. So, I mean, that's to be fair, I'm happy with that budget. I can add to it a little bit by sending a couple of players. There's going to be a few players there further down the list that are just not cutting it. So I could trade in them as well. And
your training facilities is quite good already, as well as the youth facilities. Yeah. You got 6 scouts as well, so maybe think about up in that. But yeah, going into next season, I will be joining you, but you've got the added distraction, I guess, of Europa League football at the minute, because I wouldn't say you're going to be one of the favourites to win that competition.
I'm pleased that I'm in it, but I don't expect to win it. So it
just adds to your budget, doesn't it?
It does. It's going to give me It's going to give me a bit of money for next season probably, because especially if I go a long way in it. But like you say, when you come to buy a player, if you're playing in Europe, got a little bit of added bonus in it. So,
absolutely. All right then. Well, make sure you tune in for the next time that we come back with Youth to Gold. Make sure you're subscribed so you do not miss when we come back with Youth to Gold, because this series is about to get a whole lot more interesting, especially when the new gens start appearing, because that is when Youth to Gold really ramps up. Of course, points-wise, you're hammering me at the minute. You finished above me, which means you are 6-0 up going into season number 3. And with promotion, I was making sure to add to my team off the pitch too, requesting for more scouts. And I was using a classic method to find new players to sign for my side in the top division. But with my new strike force that I somehow managed to assemble, I felt confident going into this season, as although results wasn't going my way straight away, Matkovic and Esposito were both scoring goals. Dad, on the other hand, had to face Real Madrid in the opening fixtures. However, despite being smashed 6-0, he could be very happy with his team's start to the season. Dad, you had a few players going out.
Yep.
making about £10 million there, but a lot of players coming in. Of course, now that you've got European football to contend with, you're going to need some players.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
So on this whole page, obviously you had that guy come in the January, which you didn't sign yourself.
No.
But you've got this amount of players who have come through the door. So Eddie Sanchez was a free transfer left back option. We've got Luke Carroll there, who is a centre back.
Good centre back, yeah.
Yeah, we got another centre back option there. He's still 19.
You gotta grab him when you get a chance when they come up as well. Yeah.
Dusan Jovanovic, and you can see the prices around about that $5 million mark.
Yeah. And some of them you're taking a chance whether they're going to be that good as well, but he was definitely worth the chance. Striker there. So
he could
be a good
midfielder
as well.
Yeah, he looks good.
Yeah,
he looks very good, especially for £4 million for a Molder.
Yeah.
Then we got Thiago Helguera for £1.5 million. Again, another midfielder, very cheap from South America. Good natural fitness, pass and tackling, that kind of stuff.
And he plays that defensive midfielder as well, which is I've been finding is the hardest position to find a good player.
Yeah. Absolutely, for 1.5. And then finally, arguably your best and most expensive, Jovan Mijatovic.
I'm getting to that stage now where I can afford to buy that sort of more expensive player now when they do come up. So, I'm hoping this guy will be another good striker for me as well.
There we go. Right, so tactically, you set things up in a 4-2-2-2, but with, actually, to be fair, it's not 4-2-2, it's almost like a 4-4-2, but with one attacking winger and one that's dropped back a little bit. That is your best 11. Not locking anybody in.
No.
There's no a lot of the new strikers going in, so they've got to work for it.
Yeah, I think I want them to work for it rather than just sort of giving them the natural position. I know I'll pay $14 million for him, but I'm sure he will get into the team.
Well, there's a lot of games that you've got to play now.
Yeah, it's definitely,
With Cup and obviously Europe on top of your 38 league fixtures, which will include me this season. I'm back in the same league in the top division now. And let's have a look. Yeah, that's it. There's I might actually earn a point. I might finally get my first point on the board. We'll see. So, I had a fairly busy window as well. I only sold one. Well, actually, I didn't. I actually lost a couple of players there through loan. I just brought in as many players as I possibly could with the money I had. And you can see a lot of them did come through the door. So all the way up to here was what I did sign. And I got it done early as well. Some big names. We've got Ed Hart there, who I've actually locked in to left midfield. I think that left midfield spot needed somebody of his caliber, so I've brought him in. Then he costs £2.5 million, not that bad. They got this guy here for 725k, good goalkeeper. We've got Kalemba, 195k, not too bad for a centre midfielder. Di Benedetto, 350k, not bad at all. Efe Sarikaya, 19 years of age, centre back, straight away. My best centre back, and he's left-footed. Very good player. Yeah. I'm happy with this one.
Yeah, he is good, yeah.
From Grenoble as well. He wasn't even playing in Turkey. They bought him for 170k last year. That is very cheap.
Yeah.
Cost £3.6 billion for me, which is still not bad considering how good he actually is. But I would say the creme de la creme, the best signing that I made, Francesco Pio Esposito. Yes. He was at Cosenza. Went there on a free transfer last season. You missed that one.
I did miss. When I see you got him, I thought I've missed a big player there.
Yeah.
I was so disappointed in myself. I didn't up for him.
He got 18 goals last season. All right, he was in the Serie C, but still got 18 goals.
$3.2 million for me was as cheap as chips.
Yeah.
So.
2 goals and an assist for one of your ballers. But I'm very happy to bring him into the club. He is absolutely fantastic. He's not the last one, though. We've got a few players who have snuck over the line as well. And his strike partner this season, Anton Matkovic, Croatian, 19 years of age. He is even better. He is even better. He is fantastic. He's left-footed. Picked him up from Osijek. He is absolutely fantastic. He got 8 goals last season, which is not a lot, but he's already got 2 in 4 this season alongside Francesco. And then finally, we've got this man here, who is a right-sided midfielder. Not bad option as well. 19 years of age, Mercicek. So with my 4-4-2, it's looking quite good now, and I've changed it ever so slightly. You can see some of the player roles and stuff and positions have changed, but if I did go best 11, that's the reason why I'm locking in Ed Hart. The rest of the team I'm kind of happy with. I reckon the right midfielder will just sort of bed his way into the team naturally anyway, and I think we'll be looking at that as the team that we end the season with next season, and I'm very happy with that, to be honest. I think it could earn me my first couple of points. Who knows? Matkovic and Esposito up front, deadly combination. However, not started the season very well. And it's not because of the games we played either, because we've played Cadiz and been battered 6-2, although I did go down to 10 men at one point. Villarreal picked up a nice little point there, which was great. But then I lost to Girona and lost to Osasuna, which is 2 games really you really want to win. Ed Hart has been sent off twice already for me. In just 2 games, he's been sent off twice. That's some doing.
It's a bad record.
Yeah, that is some doing. If you have a look here. He's actually played 3 La Liga games. I don't know how he's got away with 3 La Liga games when he got sent off. Maybe a red card is just 1 game suspension, but there we go. But yeah, 2 red cards in 3 appearances. That is disgusting. He does have 15 aggression, but still, that is mental. Can't believe that.
The lad, haven't you?
Yeah, that is absolutely crazy. We've got each other coming up very soon, which is interesting. And you can see there, Dad is already sat in 3rd place because your signings have worked wonders for you.
Yeah, I'm
all right. You did lose 6-0 to Real Madrid, but that's absolutely fine.
I can handle that when I'm beating Real Sociedad 6-0.
Yeah, that is insane.
Yes.
Very good result.
100%. Yeah.
Also beating teams that I'm losing against.
Yes.
4-1.
So it's all looking good for me now at the moment, I think.
Yeah, Celta Vigo 3-1 as well, another good result. And of course, you've got Europa League this season. Now, you do get 7 points if you win Europa or Conference League.
Yeah.
It's your first season in the competition, though. So it's one of those ones where it's like, all right, we'll just see how we get on.
Yeah, I mean, I got a couple of hard games there, Celtic, Sporting and Dynamo Kiev. So I think I'd like to think I can go through the next stage.
Yeah, Lille is in there as well. That's another difficult one. All right, well, let's have a look then. Season number 3 of Youth to Go, back in the same division. Interesting stuff. Can I pick up my first points? The answer to that question came the next game when Dad and I faced off against each other and Mijatovic was given a straight red card. And my Huesca side took advantage to score the only goal of the game and to snatch 3 points. Despite me winning, picking up my first point in the challenge, we were at very opposites of the table. And Mijatovic redeemed himself to score a brace in the second fixture against each other in a 3-2 win for Dad. Things in the league table were about to change though, and I even got myself a 1-0 win over Real Madrid at home. And we were closing the gap in the league with Dad distracted by Europe, and it was a lot down to the goals from Pio Esposito. You might say the distraction of European football let Dad's Levante side down as he prioritised fixtures and went unbeaten in the league phase. And in the knockout playoff round, he won both fixtures against Portuguese giant Sporting to progress. To then go on and defeat Aston Villa 3-0 in the home leg of the round of 16. Only to then be knocked out by losing 5-0 in the second leg too. But with Europa League out the way, it allowed Dad just enough time to make sure he stayed above me in La Liga table. Well, my first season in La Liga, not too bad at all. The leading goal scorer with 30 goals,
making it worse for me
and
now.
the 3rd goal scorer with 20.
Yeah, very good.
Still finished below you, which means obviously you get 2 points for finishing above me. However, I did go and beat you in one of the fixtures, and I think I lost against you in the other one. So I do pick up my first point. Hurrah! Amazing. I'll probably end up picking up some more points this summer because Esposito scored so many goals, it wouldn't surprise me. Oh, actually, no. Not when his value is only 13 million. Let's hope nobody comes in for him then.
Yeah.
Because obviously we don't get money on the selling players until they make £30 million profit. That's the what we've got there, which is 3 points. Then 5 for 50 and 10 for 100. So, yeah, not a bad start.
I think that's a good,
in the division. I'm happy.
First season for you in the top league.
Yeah, I'm happy with that. 49 points, way away from Cadiz, who got relegated there, considering they beat me at the start of the season as well, which is quite funny. But Dad, you had a nice little run in Europa League.
Yeah.
Got to the round of 16, knocked out by Aston Villa, which 3-0 up first half.
Yeah, it's just
first
a shame,
leg,
really.
5-3 in the second. That's unfortunate.
I'm happy with that. I mean, Villa, one of the top teams, must have been in that. You got Chelsea there as well, so yeah, definitely.
Chelsea went on to win it, in fact.
They? Yeah.
They went on and beat Monaco in the final there after extra time. So you played the knockout playoff round and knocked out Sporting as well. So you had, you had a good run.
Yeah.
And only just finished unbeaten in the league phase with 5 draws
Definitely
there and 3 wins. With
got to win your own games.
And beating Sporting 3-0 in that one as well. So he did very well over Sporting in this competition. So not a bad season whatsoever. 4th round in the Copa del Rey, but losing to a team maybe a little bit lower. I got to the 2nd round against Numancia, but my main focus was the actual league itself. Real Madrid picked up the title by a point. Ooh. That was a close one. That was a close, and just one of the draws that was the only difference in their actual. I beat them. Go on, get in. Look at that.
I mean, I'm looking at that. You got your 2 leading goal scorers, 1st and 3rd, and he was average rating Espetito as well. So you got a good pair there up front.
Cito.
I knew you were going to pull me on it again. I wasn't going to say his name at first, but I thought I'd try it.
I'll try it. Still get it wrong.
Esposito.
Nope. Esposito.
Esposito.
Nope.
Right, let's crack on. I hope you lot are not fucking laughing at me.
They definitely are. Because I am. Right. If you just put it in half. Esposito.
Esposito.
There you go.
Hey.
Yes. Amazing.
Right. Jude Bellingham's there as well.
yeah. Really hard one, that one. Oh, but yeah, speaking of Esposito, he got 10 player of the matches as well, which is more than Kylian Mbappe. And the guy who got sent off so many times, 15 assists. So my wingers are picking up assists, which is great. That's exactly what I wanted from this formation. Get your wingers down. As you can see, they're on wingers. Get them down to the byline, cross it in. I've got 2 big boys in the middle. And that's their job. Matkovic and Esposito, who scoring goals. I mean, Esposito is 6'3", good in the air, can finish as well if it's at his feet. Great composure. Matkovic exactly the same. He got 20 goals, so nowhere near as many, but he's good in the air, strong, can jump, good heading ability. Not as high as finishing. Maybe the difference between why Esposito did get more goals than Matkovic if it was going to his feet.
2 good young strikers to look for, though, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it. Both 20 years of age. So it's a fantastic start there. It's just how long I can hold on to them is the big question. So I've got a transfer budget of £17 million, but with a very big wage.
Yes.
Now, the trouble is with that, they haven't given me much to go off of increasing that, so I'll probably have to stick around for that. And I've only got £6 million in the bank. I'd like to have seen more in the bank so that I could have actually asked for more scouts and stuff like that, and the training facilities and stuff, which is obviously important to this. Yourself, though, Dad, if we're looking at the goals, 17 from Ivan Romero, Flores got 15 as well as Carlos Alvarez.
Yeah.
So just consistently across 3 players, to be honest.
Not too bad, but I would have liked one of the strikers to be a bit more than that.
Yeah, and coming off the bench, Dusan Jovanovic is maybe the guy that would, if he had been given more time, would have scored more. He got 11 with 18 starts.
And he's unhappy about it. So
yes. And Mijatovic as well. Maybe you should have started the 2 Serbians.
Yeah, that's right. Front. Yeah. So they get on together.
Yeah. The transfer budget for you next season, though, is £25 million, but a lot less in the wage. So I reckon we've roughly got about the similar amount of budget next season.
Yeah.
Your finances are also very similar too. So in terms of the scouts and stuff, you've got 6 scouts there. Asking for extra.
I'd be definitely asking for more coaches, more scouts, and definitely training facilities.
That's it.
That's
it's just whether they can actually get it.
You've just got to keep asking every season, haven't you?
Yeah. By the way, Real Madrid won that on the final day of the season.
Oh.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Right. All right, so let's have a quick look at the points then before we go into season number 4. Points check then. Omega Luke picks up his first point this season, but Dad finishing above and winning a game gains 3 points, which means the total points now are Luke with 1 and Dad with 9. Once again, I started the summer trying to build up my scouting team, and they were already finding me bargain players from around the world to add to my lineup that might actually get a chance this season. They continued that throughout the summer, finding me gems from the Ivory Coast or Eastern Europe, players who I genuinely think might get into my starting lineup this season. I wasn't alone though. Dad's stint in the Europa League has made a move to Levante very attractive, and to young prospects who could be breaking into his first team as well. Although the season started well for Esposito, results for Huesca was not where I wanted it to be. Dad began the season once again getting absolutely battered by Real Madrid, and this time we're actually starting the season at the same end of the table. All right, going into the next season then, Dad, a couple of transfers have been made.
Yep.
On your end, quite a quiet one. But what you've done is bring in first team players.
Yes.
which is not normally what you do. Normally you spread it across loads of players and everybody's telling you off.
Well, I'm learning, aren't I?
So first off, we've got Dave Shute. That's come in from AZ Alkmaar. Good centre defensive midfielder.
Like I said, when you see these players, you've got to grab them as well because they are quite hard to get the centre defence and midfielder.
Yeah. Dutch, left-footed as well, so it's kind of nice. Like, it's not like a necessity, but it's just nice to have a left-footed centre midfielder to then go on the left-hand side. Then we've got Milija Soljelevic. Nailed that one.
Yeah, good centre back.
Another Serbian.
Yes, I mean I could push him forward into that defensive midfielder as well. He's quite capable of going
Should you need to, yeah.
Should I need to, yeah. So that's another reason why I bought him as well, yeah. So.
Yeah, and the potential's high. 5-star potential, according to your scouts. Luca Andrade, though, this is a bargain. £2.5 billion for a very good winger.
He is very good, yeah. And he's quite quick already as well. So and he can play right across the front three type of thing as well, yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm pleased with that.
Yeah, and then the final sign-in that you've made, arguably the best. Oh, actually, is there one more? No, there isn't. Is Adriano Onyekbule from Basel.
Yeah.
£15 million seems a lot until you see how good he is.
Yeah, he is really good. And he's another player that I can play in the 3 different positions as well. I mean, he's a good winger as well. You can see that as well by his pace and all that. So, and he can go up front if I really need him. So.
He's also a bit of a physical monster. He's 6'2", 15 strength, can jump. He's not just good as a player on the ball because his dribbling's high agility and balance, etc. He's very good going, like, pushing forward.
This player could be in my team for a long time if I can keep him.
Yeah.
So that's I'm pleased to getting hold of this guy.
Yeah, well, as you can see, he's just turned 20, but the deal was done beforehand. The confirmation date was confirmed, and then obviously they joined the 1st of July, which is within the rules of Youth to Gold. Not a lot of players went out, though, and tactically, you've switched it round to have him in the team.
Yeah,
that centre attacking midfielder.
Straight in, so yeah, I'm pleased with that.
Drop down a striker, though.
Yes, I'm taking a chance, but this guy could be just as good as having a second striker in there. So
yeah,
I mean, Romero, who was the other striker, has gone out in the wing, so I haven't actually lost him really. So yeah, I'm pleased with that.
And Mijatovic seems to be the new number 1 going up front.
And which is what we did say. I might have to lock him in, but I don't have to lock him in. He's got better, and now he's winning his space in the team.
Okay, well, we haven't played each other at the start of the season, but you can see Dad has lost 5-0 to Real Madrid. You like playing them at the start of the season, just
and
giving them an easy 3 points. Yeah. Osasuna was another loss, though.
Yeah, disappointing with the next 2,
and
really.
Real Betis, but a win against Girona.
Starting to pull it back now, so yeah. Good.
Hard couple of fixtures coming up.
I mean, I'm not expecting. I mean, the easiest game coming up be against you, I reckon.
Whoa, fight talk. No European football either for you this season.
No, not this season, so a bit easier this season.
Okay, well, let's have a look to see what I've been up to in the transfer window. A lot of loans going out and making use of loaning out some of the players that won't be getting first-team football, as well as bringing in some new names. Now, I think I've spent quite well, but there's a couple of gambles in here. Now, gambles are good, but sometimes they don't pay off, and that's the big trouble. And we've got Lassine Traore, who could be one of those gambles. An ambitious personality doesn't necessarily say that they will have a high professionalism, which is what we know gets good development. So he's a decent centre-back. Ivorian from Norgeland, which means he come through the Right to Dream Academy, which is what I like to see in the game actually happen, because that's what happens in real life. And he does look decent, just not amazing. And I think I might have to stick him in straight away to see if the gamble pays
so
off.
That's a good thing as well.
Yeah. So we'll see if that one plays out, but it's £9 million, quite a lot, considering I did start with a big budget. But Pavorov, who I brought in from Spartak, decent striker there, Russian, 18 years of age, good potential, left-footed. Yeah, that's a guy that could potentially be in a rotation spot at the minute at 18. Then we got Luka Kosic on a free transfer, not bad from centre midfield, again, good potential. We got a guy here from Thailand, 18 years of age, decent centre mid, not bad at all, especially when he only cost me 500k.
Very good.
So not too bad at all. Noah Mikic from Dinamo Zagreb, good right back. I needed a decent right back. He's a good right back.
I did look at him as well, yeah.
Yeah, happy with that. But then my final sign-in, I could be my best, and I've done this on installments because I could not pass it up when I seen him. Iriarte, 18 years of age. I think this guy could be special. He looks very good. My only concern was his low natural fitness and overall low physical attributes. but I think he could be great.
Mental isn't all there, and
yeah, straight away for an 18-year-old.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Great decision maker, flair and determination, with a resilient personality, which is a good one.
I like
the work rate's high as well.
I like the off the ball and positioning as well. At that age, that's vital to be that good as well.
It's almost like a Frank Lampard. He's good at going forward, can also help at the back. So I'm gonna take a gamble, and I'm playing him and Traore in this season, locking him in. I've had to move him slightly forward to play in that box-to-box midfielder role, but I think he can do it. I really do. With Traore, hopefully, keeping things out at the back. My start of the season hasn't been pretty. Very much like yourself, Dad, I won one game, but this was my first game, 7-1. And I think, here we go. We're top of the league. We're off to the races. We beat Mallorca 7-1, and then we lose 3 in a row. Yeah, he did. So, and then we go and lose 3 in a row. With Esposito being the positive, he scored in every game. So that's not too bad at all. We'll see. Right, so season number 4 then. Dad, you took a bit of advantage in terms of points, but can I start clawing them back?
The match between us in October time was a barn burner, with 9 goals being scored and multiple down each end. Ultimately though, it was Dad who took away the 3 points with a 6-3 win. And it was Dad who at the halfway point, with the obvious Youth to Gold points banked from the win, is also higher in the league. In February, I was hoping to win a point back in the second fixture, but again, Dad's team was far too strong for mine. However, my main concern is to avoid any trouble near the bottom of the table and focus on the development of the players I have got. Points-wise, I know I'm behind Dad, but there are plenty of seasons to go.
Right, that was a bad season for me. Very bad season for me. Although I finished 9th, which is top half, great for our second season in the league.
Very good.
Yeah, you battered me. Beat me in both fixtures, finished higher, got European football again, just in 5th place there. Yeah.
Good season for me.
I also don't have either of my 2 goal scorers in the goal scoring charts again, but Onyekbule, the centre attacking midfielder, is in there with 24.
Come through, didn't he?
You predicted that one.
Yeah.
That was a good prediction.
Very good.
So he is unhappy though.
I don't like seeing that. Because the worst thing is, when you sign them on so young as well, they put a release clause in and it's not very high, is it?
No, Spanish, you have to have a release clause in Spain.
So you've got to try and play them like 1 or 2 seasons without losing them, and then give them a new contract and then whack it up.
That's it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we got Cole Palmer in the league already. Look, Cole Palmer's at Atletico Madrid. So there's some big names coming over to La Liga, but that's a difficult season for me and a fantastic season for you, although you did do very well in the Cups. 3rd round there, I think I only got the 4th round knocked out by Andorra, which is, that's great, isn't it? They're in the 2nd division. Not fantastic stuff for me in season number 2. Matkovic was the top scorer. Mercevic got 13. Francesco Esposito unfortunately picked up a big injury. Damaged his cruciate ligaments, was out for 6 months.
That's just badly done.
Big time. Yeah. No wonder why I dropped off so much, because he had 12 goals in 16 games. Great. But when you lose it for the rest of the season, it's not going to be good. My main positives, I think, are the successful story of Iriarte. Development-wise, has been great. You can see.
In 1 season.
Yeah, the natural fitness is already going up. The stamina's going up. Off the ball's getting even higher.
Yeah.
So there is positive, and his valuation as well has gone up a lot, up to £80 million. Remember, I only spent 10 million on him. If I sold him for his minimum right now, I would get 3 points. If I sold him for a little bit more, I'd get 5 points. So not that I want to. I want to keep hold of him and see how he does. Lassine Traore, a little bit opposite, if I'm honest. Hardly any development. A little bit gutted by that, to be honest. So I've got some decisions to make, whether I find somebody better for next season. We'll see. Another guy that did come in for me last season, I think it was because he just turned 18, was this guy here, Ayman Kandil. Very good right back from Egypt that I picked up for 500k. So I was waiting for him to turn 18 before he moved from Wadi Degla, but he looks great for me at right back there, as well as Noah Mikic, who of course is my main right back. So we'll see. But transfer budget, I've only got £12 million next season, and the finances are looking very grim, with a 55% transfer revenue already. So
I'm not making any money back.
You got to try and get that up before you start selling your players.
But you need money in the bank for them to even accept that. That's right. Yeah. So, right. Let's have a look at yours, Dad. 24 goals from Onyebuli was the top scorer. A little bit disappointed, I would say, in your striker.
Yes.
Mijatovic, 9.
Don't understand that. Don't know what
9
went wrong
goals.
There. 33 games, 9 goals. Really, really disappointing. Because when you look at that, he's my top striker.
Yeah, he's easily the best one.
Yes. So
that is poor.
Don't know what went on there. Have to have a look into that.
Yeah. The transfer budget for you next season, £16 million. But finances are rough. Yeah. And you still got 100%. Mental. But I'm guessing it is because of the... you might be doing something to the stadium. You can see their mortgage loan.
Yeah.
Might be up in the stadium because right now the stadium is a 26,000 seater. Are you maxing that out? Can't be. Surely not. I haven't got the attendance on there, but I don't know why you got a mortgage loan. Maybe that's something from before. But yeah, you've got 100%. I have not. However, you do have European football next season, so maybe that's the reason why it's still at 100%.
Yeah.
The fixtures against each other, though, obviously weren't great in my favour. You beat me twice, which means points-wise, yeah, it's not fantastic. Let's have a look at it. Season 4 points. Vega Luke got 0, meaning he still stays on 1, and Dad got 4, which means he is now up to 13. Well, there we have it. 13-4 going into season number 5. But we're just getting started. A lot of these players are just getting into what I would say early prime years, where their valuation and reputation go through the roof and you start bringing in some money. So you'll have to stick around and find out how these teams develop. Will Dad do well in Europe? Will I find some hidden gems to bring me back up and make me start competing again? Subscribe and you'll soon see. So far in our journey, Dad has been by far the better team, getting the better of me in the results and finishing higher in the league. With season 4 ending with both of us in the top half, but with Dad's Levante side yet again in the European spots. Points wise, I haven't had many, and I was about to lose my best centre back because of a very low release clause. However, with a bid coming in for striker Matkovic, I would actually score 3 points for £30 million or more profit being made if the transfer goes through. And I was almost certain he would leave when Bayern Munich matched the same bid of 40 million as well. Therefore, we're off to a fly and I'm scrambling around trying to find a replacement striker for this season. Meanwhile, Dad had no players stolen and was enjoying welcoming in 13 new players. That is classic youth to gold. However, I feel like I replaced the players that left very well, and I'm loving my new signings, and they started amazingly. I've had some transfers going out from my club because of minimum fee release clauses. Sarakaya's going out for £12 million there, which is not great because that's a low one. Yeah. But Matkovic, I mean, it's a shame because he's a quality player, but I do gain 3 points because it's £30 million at least profit, which means I get an extra 3 points to that. So points-wise, lovely stuff. Yeah. Unfortunately, I just lose arguably my best striker.
That's right, but this is what part of the game is, though, isn't it? Is selling the players on for a big profit like that as well. Yeah. And
it's also just a shame that I only had 55 at the time and now 30% of the transfer revenue from that signing. So that sucks. Anyway, let's have a look at who I brought in to replace those players, because I had to do some deals here. And I already had, obviously, because the signings didn't happen until like midway through July, so I was already planning ahead for this season what I was doing. And I tell you what, it wasn't replacing those players, so I had to think on my feet after that. So beforehand, before that happened, De Ladler came in from Stellenbosch, who I'm going to use as a striker, left-footed. And you'll see my plan and reasons why in a second. But physically, very good. Yeah. Left-footed as well. Good determination, good flair. He's only 18, which is great. And he cost me 325k.
Very good.
Brilliant. Scouting-wise, I basically set it to world range and put a high scouting budget. That's how I was able to find players like this man at Stellenbosch. Then we've got Narciso from Tondela in Portugal. Arguably an even better signing. This guy is fantastic. Now I've got 2 really good attacking centre midfielders here, and this Portuguese guy is absolutely insane. And he gets into opposition's area. With 15 off the ball, he is going to make some late runs, and he's very good at finishing. So I am happy with that. £2.8 million. He's got 2 goals already from doing just that.
Good start then.
1 assist and a very high average rating from Narciso. Very good. We've got Jacob Olai Horns, 18-year-old Norwegian goalkeeper. Could be my new number 1.
Good signing for $1 million.
Yep, he looks great. And then we've got Jules Zavine, who is a decent left back. I needed a better left back. I think this guy could be the one. I did a dad, and I went and bought some players from Serbia, from TSC for £1.8 million. Again, I think that's a bargain. Hasn't started the best, but it's okay. He's all right. Then looking at things, obviously when I lost the centre-back and knowing that Anton Matkovic was going, I had to think on my feet and go and find some replacements. So Lucas Luque has come in from San Lorenzo. Good centre-back option from Argentina, which means he already speaks the language. A benefit, obviously, playing in Spain. He's 6'5", and he's still quite quick and can jump. Good determination, driven personality. Hopefully he can develop into a quality player. So I'm happy to bring him into the club. And with him being obviously Argentinian, it means he counts as a foreign player. However, he only has to do 2 seasons and he'll be classed as a Spanish national as well, which means then the foreign player rule will not count towards him. So that's absolutely fine. Whereas I think the right back I got, Candle, is the opposite. Because for some reason Egypt is not in the realms of what Spain want you to be there for 10 years before you're classed as Spanish national if you're from Egypt, which, well, I don't know the rules. I also don't make them up. So there we go. Then we've got Nelson Benitez, who is the same as Lucas Luque, where he only has to spend 2 seasons, and he is a decent striker. Right now, he's not going to be the best, but I think I might try and loan him out if I see that they don't use him a lot this season. He hasn't started to get the season with many games, so I might loan him out maybe next season. But then we've got Thiago Vargas, which is probably the reason why he hasn't played any games, because Vargas is simply better. Cost me £10 million, but I think the potential and the base attributes that he has, and he's left-footed again, could be the reason why. Also, he has funky hair. Now, tactically, I've switched it up to my 4-3-3 narrowed with a few alterations because of my centre midfielders that I've got coming in with, of course, Iriarte and Narciso, who go straight into the lineup, which I'm very happy with. Now, of course, I would like it to be more like this because Vargas I want to start and Deladla is arguably the better player out of the other 2. So that would be my lineup, and I'm very happy with that. So my midfield, I think, as long as nobody pinches them from me, I'd be happy with that midfield to carry on with.
Midfield and strike force.
Yeah, the strike force is great. I just need them obviously to develop a little bit, and if they don't, then we might have to change.
I'm interested as well. You're the first one to go straight up front out of us.
Yeah,
oh yeah.
But I do enjoy the DLFs because they act as an almost a winger, but they're a little bit further up the pitch. So we'll see how that one plays out anyway. But schedule at the start of the season has been very promising since the switch as well.
That's your best start
to this.
So far.
Easily. Which wasn't hard, let's face it. It's being honest. A 3-1 start in La Liga to Burgos, but I think they've just been promoted. Then Elche 4-2, they might have also just been promoted. Girona 2-2, which is still good. And Cadiz 2-1 with an 89th minute winner, and we were 1-0 down as well, so Narciso and Deladla getting the goals. Lovely stuff. Dad, you've had a very busy window.
Yes,
very busy.
I couldn't find a player that was like outstanding to spend a lot of money on, so I thought, right, if I find any decent players that I'm willing to take a chance on, get them in, and you never know, 2-3 seasons in the row, make a lot of money on them. So
yeah,
that was my sort of thinking when I couldn't get a really decent players in.
You sold quite a few players as well. Yeah. Just obviously players that we're trying to make sure that either we are going to use or they're just slightly old. I mean, there's a 29-year-old there because sticking with the youth to go rules, making sure.
Yeah, I didn't really want to get rid of him, but I had to get rid of him. So
and another £1.6 million here. We've got Hector Ramirez, £2.5 billion, who is a centre-back option. Then we've got all of these players here. So let's start. Chris Atherton was a free transfer.
Yeah.
He's a real player as well on this database from Northern Ireland. Pedro Silva, £2.4 million from Chavez. So he is a striker who can also play out on the wings. Terry van der Ven, is that Mickey's brother?
Yeah, it's got to be in it.
He's Belgium. He's not as quick as Mickey, but he plays up front. He's also a real player too.
It's quite easy to find the wingers and the strikers on this database at the moment, or coming through at the moment. So I was just sort of picking them a few up and then sending them out on loan and things like that, really.
Youth to go, you always find loads of strikers, loads of wingers, and then you really... And to be fair, centre attacking midfielders. I think you can always find centre attacking midfielders.
Yeah, it's the...
But CDMs and fullbacks...
There's a nightmare. And
goalkeepers as well.
Yeah.
Nightmare for Youth to Gold.
Definitely, yeah.
Really hard. Because you find loads, you put time into their development, and they just don't do anything. You got this guy here, though, who plays centre-back, and he looks all right. 6'3", some good attributes there, and heading, determination, and leadership as well at such a young age.
That's right, yeah. That's what I was looking at. So he could come good, yeah.
£6 million. Arthur Arends, who is a right-back from the Netherlands.
One of those positions you just said when you do see him, you sort of go take a chance and grab him, really.
Yeah. Then we've got Jose Ochoa, £4 million, who is again a good winger.
Yeah.
Left-footed Colombian 18-year-old that we've got there. Aldenheim from Starbake, £1.7 million. He is Norwegian real player.
Yeah, both-footed as well. So yeah, he looks very good.
Then moving on, we've got a couple of players. Legia Warszawa. £4 million.
Scouts are doing really well in there. They're all over the place at the moment.
Yeah, 19 years of age.
They get a load of air points.
Then we got a German centre midfielder. So again, I don't reckon these guys will go straight into your team. But
no, they
you're
won't.
Building up a bit of a squad here. Martin Dorr from Austria. So if you don't do very well, you can show him the door. And then £3 million for Abbas. Again, another striker.
Who can look. He could get really, really good, but
he's Lebanese as well. So a lot of different nationalities. And Laszlo Varga, finally, a centre back, Romanian.
Yes,
and he is arguably, I think, the best signing.
He's the best one I've made so far. Yeah, so that was ideal getting him in. Usual injury problem, but only a couple of weeks, so I'm not too bad with that. 2-footed, he could be very, very good for me.
Great physical attributes, the natural fitness, obviously pace. Strength at 19 years of age, of 14 is very good for the height of 6'2".
And he's another player that could go into that defensive midfielder area.
Yeah.
Being that strong.
He can pass, 13 for passing.
Being that strong as well, I could just train him in that position, and I can see him pushing forward quite easily.
Well, he does go into your team, I would say, and there he is, playing at centre-back, and you have slightly changed it. You're playing two up front. You've got
gone back
Romero
to two up front.
Still there, Andrade on the left.
I felt that I've got two good strikers there to use if Romero would still be in there, because he's a good striker as well. So I'm taking a chance. Gone back to the two strikers again and just see what happens.
Is that going to be a mistake, though? Because Onyek has dropped out of the team.
Yeah, but he will be competing for a striker's role or the winger's role, because he is just as good as a winger as what Romero is as well. So I'll let them fight it out between them. It's a chance that I'm taking. Just felt that I didn't get enough out of my strikers last season, so I'm going to go back to two strikers.
Okay, well, schedule at the start of the season.
Not working.
Bit ropey. Yeah. Won the first game against Girona 2-1.
I'm pleased with that because you drew with them 2 each, I think it was. So I was pleased with that, and I think I lost to them last season. So
drew a couple of games and lost to Las Palmas.
Yeah, so it's not a great start. So no. But I've got Europe to look at as well as I think this season as well, haven't I? So
let's have a look at the fixtures. You've got Sarajevo to kick things off, but then Genk and Feyenoord with Zagreb right after. 3 tricky games in a row.
Yeah, I think I'm a bit fortunate again where I feel that I could go through to the next round again.
Yeah, Benfica near the end there, away from home, will be tricky. But AEK, Karabag, HJK, and Sarajevo. That's 4 winnable games.
100%. Yeah, I should comfortably go through, I think.
Yeah. Okay, well, let's see if you do. And of course, let's see if I can finally do something in this La Liga table, because I've started off quite well. Celta Vigo are running things at the minute, but I don't think they're going to stay there either. It's going to be Real Madrid and Barcelona probably at the top, but will be one of us joining them. Let's find out. Once again, when Dad and I faced off against each other, it was certainly an entertaining battle, and Esposito picked up a hat-trick for me to win the game from 3-1 behind to 4-3. And this time around, at the halfway point, I was ahead between our two teams. Dad was, of course, contending for another European campaign, and this time his team was battering others. Only losing 1 game in the league phase, drawing to Feyenoord and winning 6, finishing second place. Even in March, Dad wasn't worry too much when I won the second fixture between us to take my tally this season to 5 points so far because of the European run. And that's because the semi-final tie against Spurs went to penalties, where on the second go around, Mijatovic finally won the game 10-9 in the penalty shootout. Dad was in 11th, but with a huge chance of silverware if they could defeat Juventus. Where in the Europa League final, another penalty shootout took place, and after McKennie missed, the Lebanese striker Abbas scored the final penalty.
Well, I can't believe after having a decent season, you go on and spawn and win the Europa League.
You spawn a best team in the league.
Penalties. Nobody really
Beat
wants
Juventus. I mean,
penalties.
come on.
Dennis Seaman was your hero there. Two
Did say he would come.
great saves in the penalty shootout.
Did say he was a good keeper and I got him, didn't I?
But yeah, you've beat a very good Juventus team in Frankfurt to win the Europa League after finishing down in 11th place in the league.
I put all my concentration into the Europa League to get a first trophy.
Well, Copa del Rey was a semi-final exit as well, which isn't too bad.
Against Real Madrid, you're happy with that?
Yeah, you had a decent run as well. You beat Tottenham on penalties again.
Yeah.
Quarter-final, Dinamo Kiev, which isn't bad. Round of 16, knocking out Rapid Vienna, a team from the other challenge we've done recently. And then in the league phase, finishing second place. Only losing to Zagreb and drawing to final. Winning a nice little 6 games, including Benfica away.
Yeah.
So... fair play. You had some tricky fixtures in there, especially that semi-final, a 5-4 on aggregate draw with Tottenham Hotspur and winning on penalties and then beating Juve in the final. As soon as I seen that you were in the semi-final with Tottenham, Villa and Juve, I thought, well, I don't have to worry about it anymore.
That's right.
And then you go on and win it. Unbelievable. Fair play. Well done. La Liga, though. I have got the bragging rights in La Liga. Esposito is back.
He's back, yeah.
32 goals.
Average
the season, obviously, he had mainly off because of the damaged cruciate ligaments. He can still run, thankfully. It didn't ruin his career. Pace might not be what it was, as they always say, but he's still scoring goals. Had the highest average rating, the most player of the matches. He is back, baby. 6th place, 65 points, not too bad. And guess what? No losses to Omega Dad. Very happy with that. So we can pick up some points from that. I'm happy. I'm all right. I know it's really frustrating that you've gone on and won the bloody Europa League, but still, I've picked up two wins and I've won, highest 2 more points for finishing higher. So
you're in Europe next season.
4 points.
And I'm not
and I'm in Europe.
Yes, well,
exactly.
It's the money side of it as well that comes out of that.
Yeah, and you're in the Champions League, which means you get the first shot at ending the challenge as a winner.
Ooh.
Because it's either done on points or whoever wins the Champions League first just wins automatically. But if it doesn't, after 13 seasons, it's whoever's won the most points. That's what we're aiming for. So not a bad season there from you at all, Dad. In terms of the cup, from my perspective, I got knocked out by Barcelona in the quarterfinals. So obviously the semi-final, if you got to there, you were either facing Barcelona and Real Madrid because the draws are fixed and they had to play each other in the final. And Real Madrid won. So they actually picked up the double there because they won the league as well. Quite comfortably, only losing 2 fixtures. So I'm happy with this season, but it's just I'm unlucky because you've had a bit of a baller season there.
Yes.
Thiago Vargas, only 12 goals. That's being locked in that centre position. That's not great. That might be a failed experiment as well there. But Iriarte, oh my God, what a player he is turning out to be.
He's looking good, isn't he?
He is insane. I also stayed and locked in Lassine Traore. To me, I think the experiment is over.
See ya.
And I've learnt something from Youth to Gold. When I don't want to actually use them anymore, I then change their name to Failed Before. And it might be harsh, but sticking Failed in before, just so I know, because there's so many names you come across, that's not the player I need to stick into the team. I've tried it didn't work. I could try and get rid of him. So new nickname for Lassine Traore is Failed Lassine Traore. Narciso's also had a good season as well, decent in that centre mid position, but transfer budget, it's getting lower. Only £8 million. Finances are at 15, but 30% of transfer revenue in. They want me to sell somebody big, so to up that, it seems.
it looks like they want me to be a bit of a selling club. We've got a lot of debts and loans that are there as well. But the good thing is we are doing the perfect method to get rid of debts and loans.
Yeah.
The Youth to Gold is the perfect method. It's the most fun method, I think, of playing football, and it's the perfect method of getting rid of debt, and hopefully in 10 years' time, this club will be rich. That's the idea of it. Dad, on your side of things, though, let's have a look. After winning a European competition, surely Levante's finances are a little bit more better than mine are. 25 goals from Alex Flores, who's 27, though.
Yes.
27.
And he's not worth a lot, neither, so
No.
it's not so I'm going to break the bank with him selling him. But, all right, I'm happy with it. I put 2 up front, and it worked for me this time.
Yeah.
I didn't get so good in the league, but the trophy still came in. But
Mijatovic got 19.
yeah,
It's all right.
so he's back to scoring goals again, so I can work with him again now.
Yeah. Onyekbule still play 45 games.
Yeah, see,
So-
I didn't panic. I knew the other one was Romero, didn't it? So
Yeah.
that was the 2 I thought, and Romero played 42 games.
Yeah.
So they were mixing it about there somewhere along the line up front as well.
In terms of like players developing, though, Vargas seems to have really developed there. 4-star player. If we're going off, obviously, the best players in your team.
Yes.
Vargas is the standout of her most
We
recent
did say when
signing
we
you made.
bought him that he was a good signing for 1.9 million.
1.9 million, and
he's
already
worth,
is that
yeah,
good.
he's getting close to the 56, 57 million already
Yeah.
now. So, yeah, a couple of seasons, he could be the £100 million player.
Possibly.
In that position, it's a good position to be.
Yeah, he's got a minimum fee release clause of 55.
Yeah, I've got to look at that soon, and I.
Yeah, but there's a couple of players in there that have started developing very well, and that's the best thing about Youth to Gold as well, is going through and having a look, and we'll do that more often soon when we don't have real players. I think it's a bit boring when it's like, oh, let's have a look at Mijatovic. We know he's never going to be world class because everybody would know his name. It's the ones that are new gens that come through that we need to look at and focus on and see whether they develop and become world class. And you've got a couple now that have started to come through that do look really good. Amugu, which is the other defender that possibly plays alongside him. He played 10 games, 15 off the bench, so he looks quite decent as well.
Yeah.
He might be one that in a first team for a full season would really develop quite quickly.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So ones to look at for sure, possibly loan deals, but finances.
I mean, when you look at one or two of those players, you just sell 1 or 2 of them, and then that changes completely.
Yeah. But you still have 100%.
I know.
They're
I'm
still
lucky there. Yeah,
giving
so.
you 100% despite having really terrible finances compared to me. And that makes me upset. But what upsets me even more is the points tally. Let's have a look. Yes, the season 5 points are Mega Luke with 7 and Dad also with 7, which means the total points now are Omega Luke with 8 and Dad with 20. Season 6 began with Dad finding some unbelievable talents, but then he found the best Wonderkid I have ever seen, and he paid less than £1 million from him. Fabio Duarte from Cape Verde is going to be playing for Dad this season. I, on the other hand, was looking for a new centre-back and signed one that's not exactly very good at jumping. Dad was doing something unexpected too. He was changing his tactic, but it was to put Duarte in a deeper position as an attacking midfielder. There was points up in the air should I wish to take them. However, bids coming in for Uriarte was just not good enough for me wanting to sell him. When the season finally began though, make no mistake about it, everybody was talking about Duarte. And so they should. Not only does he look absolutely outstanding, but he's scoring some banging goals as well. Right, Dad, a couple of transfers have gone out. £18 million for Alex Flores. We mentioned him at the end of last season.
Yeah, 27. I know I could have got
Scorer,
probably
but
another season out of him, but when the offer come in for that money, you've got to take it when you can, really. So
I mean, his current ability is nowhere near the other strikers that you've got. He's just been outscoring them, which is weird. Another one there, Algabioa, who was 29, also going for 12.
I had to get rid of him, really. So
yeah. But you've done well to get money for them. That's the thing.
That's the good thing about it. And I was a bit more fortunate than you. I'm getting the 100% as well. So when I'm getting that type of money from, I can use it again.
And you did show Martin door the door.
Yeah, sorry,
already
gone.
After one season, getting £2 million profit.
Stuck him out on loan. Then sold him for 2 million.
Yeah,
Yeah,
gone.
happy with that.
Let's look at the signings on the ins, though. There's a five in total. Jack Porter came in on a free transfer as a goalkeeper.
Oh, good keeper coming from Arsenal. I know you're going to say it, so I'll get it in first, but I couldn't let that go for freebie as well. So yeah.
We'll leave the outstanding wonder kid till last, I think, because Mick Balogun was next. Equatorial Guinean, which is one of my favourite nationalities just because of how funny it is to say. But he is a right back from Villarreal.
He could come great. I mean, he can play left back as well, so that's good grade as well. Yeah,
a lot of money though, £20 million.
It is a lot of money, but then I was finding that to get an half decent player in these certain positions, you got to pay a little bit more.
Yeah, okay. And then we've got Tugrul Çelik, who's Turkish.
Both-footed as well. He looks very, very good, I think.
I agree. Natural fitness is high as well.
Yeah.
The only downside, he's got a fickle personality, which is not a good personality to have on Football Manager.
This guy here, though, I could be putting him into that position in Varga.
Yep.
I could be pushing him forward then. Where I was saying earlier that he pushes forward. This could be help me to do that, get this player going forward.
Okay, or just play alongside him.
Or play alongside him, yeah.
Victor Azon is joining the club as well, centre defensive midfielder, so that gives you another option in there. One for the future. He's £8 million. But yeah, the creme de la creme, 900k.
Oh, what's a parking this guy is.
Fabio Duarte.
Yes.
From a Portuguese side. Unbelievable. Cape Verdean as well, which is again a nationality you don't normally see a lot of. Unbelievable.
Scouts are doing well. Pick this guy at 900k.
From the third tier in Portuguese football.
I'm going to make a lot of points on this guy, I think.
I think you will too. Genuinely, he could be a £100 million player if you play your cards right.
900k and he's already worth 40 to 60 million.
Yeah, there's a £60 million release clause in there.
Yeah,
I would be trying to up that.
Yeah, definitely, yeah. 1 or 2 seasons and then bang and run up.
I mean, obviously, 20 flair, aggression for a striker. The technicals alone is world class in terms of a striker. Mentals do need some work, but not a lot. It's just the physical attributes that you need to work on. Natural fitness is the only thing there that I go, that's a shame.
Yeah.
If he has got like 13 or more natural fitness, you'll look at it and going, there isn't a weakness.
No. But he needs time on the pitch. So get him on the pitch, lock him in, and that could just go woof right up.
What a player.
Yes.
Weirdly, though, you're going to lock him into the centre attacking midfield position.
Yes.
And I actually think this is really smart. And I don't normally say this about your decisions.
Oh, thank you.
I know. This is a compliment.
I feel better now.
So, I mean, what day are we on? We need to write this date down because it's a compliment from me to you, Dad, in terms of I think you've done something very smart here. Now, Fabio Duarte, is a striker that you have locked in as centre attacking midfield. Why do I think that is very smart? Player trait, comes deep to get ball.
Yeah.
You're playing a one-striker formation, which you can't change. You just won the Europa League. If you changed it, then everybody was saying, why have you changed it? You just won Europa League. If you put in Fabio Duarte up front, he comes deep to get ball. You then haven't got a striker up there.
Yeah.
So playing him in a centre attacking midfield role, I don't know whether you did that on purpose for the reasoning that I said. You're going to say yes. I'm going to say you didn't. It was an accident. But I think that is incredibly smart. That's exactly what I would have done. That is an Omega Luke play. I would have seen that come deep to get ball and go, he's a centre attacking midfielder in my eyes then. Because he's still unbelievable at passing.
Yes. With
great vision. The off the ball and flair is perfect for a centre attacking midfielder. He's very much like Mateus Cunha in terms of that type of role in the game. What a player. We have to keep our tabs on Fabio Duarte because I think he's going to be one or two seasons.
You'll see how good he is.
Yeah, playing for Real Madrid.
It's the problem, isn't it?
Probably.
If they come in for 80, 90 million, then he's gone.
Yeah, that's true. Let's have a look then. Let's start the season. We have actually played each other, which was a 3-1 win for yourself, down to 10 men as well. We haven't even had a look at my players yet, but you have lost against both of the clubs.
Yes.
But one of them was in the UEFA Super Cup. So it's not something to worry about.
I mean, that's a good game. I was close in that game.
96th minute as well.
Yeah, so I'm a bit disappointed with that.
Yeah,
but Real Madrid give me a tanking again. I can't scorecast it. Early games.
They love playing Levante at home in the first game of the season.
Guaranteed 3 points.
Yeah.
Get the crowd in. See how many goals we can score.
Couple of wins, though, against Bilbao, Celta Vigo, which was nice. Duarte obviously scoring. And then a loss, unfortunately, to Sevilla. One of the hardest places to go, though.
Yes.
Sevilla, away from home. Obviously, it's one of the hottest places as well in Spain. So, yeah, not bad. Champions League fixtures you have, though, Dan, obviously. After winning Europa League, you've gone straight to the Champions League. Fenerbahce in Copenhagen to kick things off. This is easy until you get to the end.
Barcelona
and both the North London clubs. Well, you've already beaten Spurs. That's easy. Then you actually got to play the hard team from North London.
Oh, get out of it.
Who haven't won a trophy. Guess who else, though? Tottenham. Yeah.
Come on, the pride of London.
How about Arsenal fans? Right, let's have a look at my transfers before I enrage the comments too much. Now, a couple of players did leave, and I've also loaned out Ayman Kandil because right now I don't have enough foreign player spots. But my thinking is, there's a couple of players who are on their second year in Spain where they will gain the Spanish nationality, which means then they won't count towards the foreign player spots, and I can play Ayman Kandil, who right now is getting first team football at Cadiz, which is obviously in Spain and in the same league. So I'm all right with it, to be honest. I've got Noah Mikic. I'm absolutely fine with him getting out and getting first team football and hopefully coming back better than Noah Mikic, which is the idea. Nelson Benitez is one of those players who also counts as a foreign player that I could not fit in, but I managed to find a loan deal for. Again, at Real Oviedo, so it's in Spain. And as you can see, he'll stay in Spain, which means he'll keep completing the nationality days that he needs to do to hopefully gain nationality for that as well. Smart moves, I think, there. And actually getting some money for them too. Now, the money that I did bring in, obviously Matkovic was the season before, was all just from loans, didn't sell any players, which meant I didn't have anything really to spend. And obviously we've seen that I didn't have anything in terms of the budget. Anyway, I know you have to sell players to get rid of that. Whatever it is, 30 or it's gone up to 55%, whatever it is, you have to sell players to get rid of that. I know that. But when there's nobody coming in with big offers outside of your best centre midfielder that right now I really don't want to sell, I ain't going to sell. So I've stuck basically with just buying a couple of really cheap players and then going big on one player through installments, and I'm kind of chucking all of my eggs in the basket for this upcoming season. We'll see. So, Paul Janovic, or I can never get Paul Janek, even from Sevilla, 19 years of age. I've tried to loan him out, but nobody's really bit the bullet on that one yet. As a half-decent striker, but just can't finish. He's more of a centre-attacking midfielder, like Duarte, like comes deep to get ball. He'd be better in that position, I think. So maybe that's something to look down in the future. Then we got a centre-back, Tekdel, 19 years of age. He might be going forward a better right-back in the future, but right now, he is a centre-back, and I'm actually going to try and lock him into there. Now, he's only got 7 for jump and reach, and he's only got 11 for strength. But what I'm hoping is that strength training him on double intensity will increase both of those next season, because you can see if you go on strength, it does actually increase both the strength and jump and reach. Well, that's the two that I wanted to increase, so that's perfect. I can't help, though, that he's only 5'11", so hopefully he'll grow as well. That's very tall for you. You're right. Both-footed, though, so he could be good on the ball. Finally, the man that I spent my money on, Guilherme. Brazilian, 19 years of age. Naturally, he's a winger. I want to play him up front. 6'3", good stamina, great composure, physical attributes are fantastic, can finish, and can head. To me, I think he'd be better playing up front than he would on the wing, because his crossing's only 8.
It's 8, yeah.
So I'm locking him in. I'm going to lock him into that centre midfield, that centre striker spot actually as well. And Poiraz is going to go in that left-sided centre-back because he's decent with both feet. So next to him, I can obviously have Lucas Luque, who is not quite as good with his left foot. He will play on the right-hand side. That's what I'm kind of thinking there. Obviously, we've lost to Dad at the start of the season, but that's fine. I went and beat Sevilla 4-0 right after. Iriarte got good 2, result. As well, or 2 penalties to be fair, as well as Guilherme getting 2. He also scored 2 in the next fixture as well. He started very well against Almeria there. Cadiz, another 2-1 win, and then a 2-2 draw, unfortunately, against Alaves when they scored in the 86th and the 88th minute. Typical.
Love a late goal.
I am in Europa League though.
which is great. Hopefully I can win it, and we'll get back-to-back trophies, and I think I'll progress, although I do have Juve, who you beat in the final in the league stage, and Ajax, so I've got a couple of tricky fixtures in there as well. But yeah, I stand a good enough chance as what you did, although I have Monaco, Juve, Villa, Man United in there, Sporting. Some tricky games maybe in the latter stages should I get there. So let's find out. Can I also win the Europa League and win that 7 points? A lot of these players now are starting to be worth a lot of money. Dad's got Duarte, though. Dad and Duarte is a combination that is scaring me.
Yes.
Let's find out how he does this season. He might have Duarte, but unfortunately for Dad, his side was struggling this season in Europe and domestically. He was eliminated from the Champions League in the league phase after only managing to get 1 victory. In the second fixture against each other, Dad was however picking up a point for beating me 3-1, and Duarte even scored the first 2 goals of the game. He was trailing me by 5 points and 5 league positions too in La Liga, but that might be down to my new acquisition in the transfer window, Guilherme, who has adapted very well, as he is currently the top scorer in the Europa League, and in the league phase he's helped us power through unbeaten with 7 wins, as well as being the La Liga top scorer at this point too. Our journey, however, was ended by Sporting in the semi-final stage of the Europa League after putting up a great fight in the first leg. And Dad and Duarte were on fire in the second half of the season, trying to catch me up in the La Liga table, taking things right down to the wire, meaning if I wanted to stay ahead of Dad, I had to win on the final day of the season. Right, Dad, well, a final day victory meant that I did stay above you in the league and finished in 4th place.
By a point.
Oh, come on. Love that. You do have Europa League fixtures.
Yes.
Well, Europa League football next season, though.
You're in the Champions League.
Yeah. I mean, it might change. That might change. You might end up getting Champions League football depending on where the extra spaces get chucked out to. It normally does get done within like the middle of July sometimes, so we might end up change at the start of the season and you'll get Champions League football. But for now, I have Champions League, you have Europa League, which is actually kind of scary for me because you might go on and win it again. Especially with the likes of Duarte, who might get better and better. But Guilherme was up there.
It's good.
Come on, 23 goals. The experiment kind of worked. He is now a natural striker. I'm not looking at him and thinking, what a striker either, but the development has been there. The pace is getting a little bit better. Off the ball's not too bad. Finishing is 14. I'm all right with it. He's had a good season, and I'm happy with that one, to be honest. Dennis Seaman, though, got 12 clean sheets, which is not bad at all. Narciso got 11 assists. Again, development from him is, look at that. My centre mids are fantastic.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm very happy with the centre mids. So I'm unfortunate in the Europa League, 6-4. The second leg was really poor, but I would have faced Man United, and they've got a great team, as everybody knows. They've got a great team, so I probably would have struggled in that final anyway.
Didn't they lose in the final?
Don't remember that.
Oh no, they didn't.
So let's have a look.
But
then.
you shocked with the end of the country to get away from me, didn't you?
Stop trying to derail the. 40 goals from Guilherme in 57 appearances. Very happy with that. 30 goals from Esposito. So, again, good season from
I
him.
think that's the best season that our strikers have had for a goal-wise. You got 70 goals and 2 strikers. That's the best. So well
and the
done.
third one, 22.
22, yeah.
And he's only 20.
Yeah.
And the development on him looks really good.
Yeah.
So now I think I have my 3 strikers going forward.
That's looking dangerous now, isn't it?
So I don't have to worry about strikers and I don't have to worry about midfielders. Should I not lose any, because there were some big offers coming in from Iriarte.
He's bound to be in there.
Yeah, and he is getting better and better.
He's getting close to that 100 million as well, isn't he?
Yeah, money-wise. I mean, the £84 million release clause, I paid 10 million for him, so I would get 5 points, but I don't want the 5 points. I want to keep Iriarte because he's so good. He's Spanish as well, which means he doesn't count as a foreign position in the registration, which means he's just even better. It just helps because you only get 4, so it is annoying when one of them is, when you're taking up that slot. But yeah, the finishing ability, everything about him, I just love. And Narciso is slowly becoming one of my favourites too. I mean, look how good he is. Gets into opposition's area. 11 assists and 7 goals. Beautiful stuff. Locking in the defender though, and
putting him on a training regime to up his strength. 13 for strength, 10 for jump and reach. We'll keep that going, I think.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
Keep that going and see how he does. Plus, he gained an inch as well. Not where you're thinking, you dirty buggers. He's now 6 foot. Lovely stuff. Happy with that. So I think they grow in the game until the 21, I think. So maybe we'll get to 6'1", 6'2", not 6 inches. The rest of the signings, it drove your red, didn't it?
What did?
The 6 inches.
Don't know what you're on about.
Then the time midfielder as well. Decent. Very good centre defence midfield. So a lot of these players now I'm happy with. Lucas Luque, I wish he was slightly better in terms of the heading ability, but everywhere else, I'm starting to really enjoy this team now. I've got a couple of players who will then become Spanish nationals soon, so foreign spots might come up, which I can then fill with more signings with my 16 million. I was expecting less. £16 million budget.
I thought that was good when you started.
Yeah.
But wow, 16 million. That's
For
good.
the Champions League, though, that's quite worrying, isn't it?
Well, if you do well in the Champions League, you'll have a bigger budget next year.
Yeah. £13 million in the overall. I don't know how the game works. £13 million in the overall balance. 55% still of the transfer revenue. That's my biggest concern right now.
So your bank balance is looking quite good, really. You're still in the
positive.
Yeah, in the positive sort of, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I want up this. That's the trouble. I want to up the training facilities because your players just get better very quickly.
I have been doing that, and I don't know whether you've been doing it as well, but I've been improving my coaching staff as well.
Yeah, and the scouts. I've been trying to get as many scouts as possible. I'm up to 11 scouts now.
So you got 8 coaches there. So I think you need a few more coaches. I've got 14.
You got 14 coaches and 13 scouts, but you've had more money to burn.
Yeah.
Whereas my board's been a bit more frugal, I think, with their money. Even though I've had more in there, they're being a little bit more careful with it, I think.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
And not giving me as much. But let's have a look then at your squad. Even Romero was a top scorer. Again, it's not one of the newer players.
No.
He's 28, but wanted by Al. Where's that value come from? This is what I mean. When they get to 28, they're at the highest value.
Yes.
If you get anywhere close to that, even £30 million, you are laughing because that's an extra £30 million and you get 100%.
Yes.
So frustrating because that is straight away something that
and
you
I feel
can
that I don't
spend on.
really need to replace him neither. I could take that money and just leave it in the bank, really.
Yeah, I mean, you got Mijatovic, who can play up front or on the right, like both players there. You got Onyek-Bule, who plays from the right-hand side as well, probably looking for more game time.
Yeah.
And of course, Fabio Duarte, everybody wants to know. We're going to leave him to last because that's how sinister I really am. Now, let's have a look at some of the other players in the team that have been getting better and better. Arthur Aarons has become your new number one right back, and it's been very good. You can see 41 games that he has played there, which has been great. I think maybe Nathan Zeze needs a replacement because he ain't getting any better.
That's what I'm surprised with, because when I bought him, I thought honestly he was going to just get better and better.
Yeah.
And he's just stayed at that level,
He's
really.
stagnated, isn't he?
But he's still playing games, and that's the thing. I'm buying
46 games he's played.
I'm buying some really good centre backs. And he's still getting the number one position.
Because you got Laszlo Varga, who is obviously, I'd say you bet. He looks like he's been playing CDM.
I pushed him forward in the CDM, and I changed his training regime to be in for that. So.
And as you can see, he's played defensive midfielder pretty much every single game there.
I got the other centre defender in, which sort of allowed me to move him up, really.
Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, I think, obviously, which is this man here who's been playing centre-back. And very good as well. He's developed quite nicely. So, yeah, I think right now, I would be looking, if I was in your position, obviously, that centre-back position might be the one that I would be looking at getting with the Ivan Romero money.
Yes.
Because if you get anything out of Ivan Romero, you could, I mean, centre-backs is one of the ones that I find in Youth to Gold, they cost the most.
Yeah, they do, yeah.
I don't know why, but they do cost the most. I think you can always pick up good strikers for cheap, but the good young defenders, they cost the most. Let's have a look then. Fabio Duarte. He is now considered, as you can see, the best player, and he had a good season of 21 goals and 11 assists in all appearances. The Cape Verdean 20-year-old. Oh, my God.
Oh, look at that.
That's unbelievable. How is nobody wanting him? That's mental. How is Al Hilal, by the way, who want Ivan Romero? Like, they're going, right, who should we get? Romero? Yeah. or Duarte? Nah. Like, that's crazy.
I've got to change his contract really, really quick.
Yeah, and get him on a bigger minimum fee release clause.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
That'll be the idea.
What a lad, though, eh? Good
Some player.
Yeah.
Some player. Let's have a look at finances then. You got 7 million. Oh, definitely be Romero's gone, isn't he?
Yeah.
That he is gone. You'll probably have to wait for the transfer window to open because the Saudi clubs normally wait until the middle of June before their transfer windows open.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the overall balance is catching up, to be honest. And to be honest, it was a bad run in the Champions League, which probably caused that.
Yes, it did, yeah.
Getting knocked out, only winning one.
You've got to be one of the top teams to do well in the Champions League. I mean,
yeah.
I'd like to think I'd been in the league sort of basis, really, but yeah.
Getting to the knockout
Let myself
stage.
Down there, really.
Yeah.
But then you got that next season. So see
that's true. Yeah, we'll see. And you might even be joining me. That's the thing. But yeah, all right, let's have a look then in terms of the points, because I finished higher, but Dad actually beat me in both fixtures this season. 3-1 in both as well, which means it's 2-2. Yes, the season points are Mega Luke with 2 and Dad with 2, which means the total points now going into season number 7 is Mega Luke with 10 and Dad with 22. Yes, so you've got a bit of a lead there, but now that I've got Champions League football and arguably a better financial situation, although the selling of Romero could flip that on its head, I'm fancying my chances. I'm really excited of how this is developing now. It's getting very interesting.
We've got some really good players in our teams now.
Yeah.
And this is getting frighteningly good now.
Also, already we're at the halfway point. We're about to hit the halfway point.
And I'm surprised we are this close to Real Madrid and Barcelona.
Yeah, I mean, we say we're close. Points-wise, nowhere near.
No,
but position, we're there.
We're there, yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, we're going into season 7 out of 13 seasons, which means we're already going over the halfway point. It's going to get very interesting. So make sure you are subscribed, you don't go anywhere, and you maybe even turn those notifications on. And of course, YouTube channel members, you might even see the next episode early as well. So that's something to consider on the £5 tier. I'll see you for the next one. And season number 6 ended with me just finishing higher than Dad for the consecutive second season, and with my new winger turned striker Gilherm thriving and scoring goals. However, staying above Dad when he has Duarte, who he's recently signed in season 6, is going to be really tough, as the £1 million man got 14 goals and 10 assists in his first season. I began looking for my own superstar, and I found Ronaldo Jr., who might be out of my price range for now, but I'll send a scout anyway. Dad might be in trouble though, because Duarte has a £60 million release clause and won't sign a new deal at the minute. Could he be out the door with the likes of Hector Ramirez from Levante? I was trying to lock down my star players too to deals with bigger release clauses, but came across a problem where the contract would make the total salary exceed our limit. The board have allowed me though to up the transfer revenue from player sales. More exits for Levante as Dad finally sells Ivan Romero for £15 million. And when the season got underway, I was playing Real Madrid in the early fixtures, and somehow I was sailing away with 3 points from a 2-1 win where both of my centre midfielders scored absolute bangers in the process. Dad actually opened the season yet again with Real Madrid and couldn't replicate my success. But then deadline day came around and I was unlucky enough to lose my centre-back to Manchester City, again on a release clause. However, I did manage to creep in a replacement just before the window shut. Right, Dad, some players have left the club. One of them was on deadline day. Damn you, Man City. I mean, I did replace him quite well, to be fair. I think I have replaced him quite well. Also replaced him from another player from Turkey, which is hilarious how things work out. You find another player, and it's from the same country. And it's obviously not a country that we are always buying players from in Youth to Gold. But Tekdal, who was the centre-back, of course, that had very low jump in reach that many of you probably laughed at, went to Manchester City. Now, I didn't get much for him, only £9 million. It's still a profit. Yeah, that's the main thing with Youth to Gold. But I did replace him with Alper Sari, an 18-year-old. And to be honest, when you look at the two players, I'm happy.
Yeah.
I'm happy with that.
He can jump.
Yeah, that's the thing. He's the same height, but he can jump. Even better. 18 years of age, he's 2 years younger. Cost me just a fraction, a third of the price. So Alpasari, welcome to the club, my friend. He is joining a very small amount of players who join me this summer. We've got to the point now where not a lot of players are coming in, and we're just sort of building for the next generation, I think. That's what happens in Youth to Gold. You kind of, you get your first generation, then it's kind of scrambled in with your second. Then when you get you're comfortable in your second generation, you start building for the third. I think that's the stage that I'm at now. Mercevic has also left 2.5. The failed Lassine Traore. Didn't get much money for him, but yeah, he left the club for a lot less than what I paid for. Yeah,
it was a big loss, wasn't it?
I mean, that's mainly on him.
Oh, yeah, he failed, didn't he? So no one's going to buy him, really.
Yeah, so we'll blame him.
Yeah.
So Vivovic has come in, £3.1 million. Another centre-back, Croatian, 18 years of age, not too bad. He can also jump as well, but not great natural fitness for his age there, 18. So he joined in the middle of July. But then we've also got Fabio Ferreira, £2.7 million. A good centre midfield. Obviously, I've got a couple of unbelievable centre mid. Honestly, I genuinely think my centre mids are probably my best players on the pitch right now. So it's just filling in players that can be good off the bench and fill in that time. And he is definitely one of them. He's just turned 20 late August. And then we've got Peter Dusek, who's my first signing, £4.7 million. The Czech player, who is also a good, versatile player. Plays right across the back line.
It's good.
Good pace about him. Not too bad at all. I'm happy with that. His main position, of course, being at right back. Now, we're not changing tactically, keeping it as it was. You can see the last lineup that I played in the last match I played had a certain player who has been sold. So, going straight back into that. Now, my new man, Alpasari, will fit in, and we have a full squad again. So that's not too bad at all. I'm not worried as much as what I thought when I was scrambling around on deadline day trying to find a replacement, hoping that time would allow me to bring him in. I'm happy with the lineup. I am. Gilhem, obviously, after a good first season last year, hasn't scored a goal yet in 3 games, but he did get 23 last season, was of course the top scorer in both the Europa League and the La Liga. Hopefully, him and Dlada with Esposito up front can score some more goals for me. Now, schedule, we haven't played each other yet, so we can show you. But Valencia, I've lost 1-0 to them. Then I go and beat Real Madrid 2-1. So this is
it's weird, isn't it?
So bizarre.
That's a hell of a result, though.
Yeah. Drawing to Atletico Madrid away is also not a bad one either. And then stuffing Real Sociedad 5-2. So 3 very good results. 1 bad one against your rivals, funny enough.
Yeah.
But, of course, I am in the Champions League next season after that finish. We've got Chelsea in there, which is a difficult one. Liverpool at the end. But other than that, this doesn't look like a Champions League phase.
No, not really, no.
They normally give you 1 or 2 more harder ones than that.
I mean, you got Roma in the middle as well, which I would say is going to be difficult for you. But apart from that,
yeah,
possibly go through, I would say.
I'm happy with that. Let's have a look then, Dad. You've had a bit of a busier window. In terms of players going out more than anything, you haven't really sold a lot of players, but this season you have £15 million for Naheem. Of course, he is 23 years of age, but again, just one of those.
He just wasn't cutting it for me, so time to cash in really on him.
Gone.
Yeah.
But Ivan Romero, bit of a sad one really, because he has been scoring so many goals for you. But he's 28. It's time to cash in.
That's right, yeah. And 15 million when well, he was part of my team. He come right through me, so 15 million profit really in it.
19 goals last season will be missed.
That's what I'm worried about, really. He's a good goal scorer, but he takes away one of the foreign positions as well. So
no, he doesn't. That's from El Etihad. He's actually Spanish.
Oh right, okay.
Yeah. So that's just when he's at El Etihad.
Right, okay.
He takes up their foreign positions. So Idris Selimanovic. Nailed that one,
mate, didn't you?
Bosnian players come in. Centre attacking midfielder kind of replaces Naim, to be honest. Good player as well.
He is a good player, yeah. I'm quite pleased with this player. So, yeah, hopefully he'll do things for me.
Not bad for 9 million.
Nope.
Then we got 2 more that's joined the club, both defensive midfielders.
Yeah, I mean, I have said in the previous videos that you do struggle to get the defensive midfielders. So when 1 or 2 of them come up, I took a gamble and I bought both of them, really. But he can play in centre back as well. Yeah. So it's a chance worth taking, I feel.
He's a weird one because he's naturally at centre back compared to CDM, but you look at his attributes and you think that's a CDM.
Yeah.
He can't jump. He's only 5'10". Positioning is decent of 16, which of course you need for both, but his vision's good and his passing's decent. So he is probably suited more to a DM.
Yeah, and his leadership's quite good as well. When I always feel that your leadership should be a midfielder player because he can see everything.
Yeah. Well, some would say the goalkeeper can see more.
Well, yeah, but I don't like it. He can't. He's not involved enough. I don't feel like goalkeeper. So
yeah, the beating heart of the midfield.
Yeah.
Guillermo Nunez, though, from Defensa Sporting. This is your signing of the summer.
Yeah, I do believe this is probably my best player that I've signed for a while. So yeah, I'm quite happy with this player.
For a while, after getting Duarte last season for $1 million.
This guy's 2-footed as well, which is and he's strong with his left foot as well. So I like that. And he's another one that's going to be good for that position, but he's got everything in mentals. I feel he's really good. So
yeah, I mean, you look at his physicals for a defensive midfielder. He's got that like kind of Kante-ness about him.
Yeah,
the agility and balance. It's very hard to knock him off the ball. He will just turn and he's gone. I used to hate playing against those when they were like small and nippy in the middle of the park, and you go, oh, I'll press him, and then all of a sudden they've gone past you. And where did he go?
I mean, he's not that strong, but I think that'll come with age, sort of thing as well. But he's a little bit quick as well, especially the pace of 16. Like you say, he's turning, he's gone. So it's too late then, isn't it?
With the agility and balance of that, he is decent. Not bad at head. Weird attributes. Like just, what else is he good at? He can head a ball. Strange, but there we go. He is decent, honest, and he fills in everywhere. To be honest,
really good in the air, and I'm only 5'2".
That's
why I stopped to let you do it.
I was going to go 5 foot. That's generous. I guess.
Oh, really good in the air. So
yeah, and he can play on the wing should you need it. He's a very well-rounded player. Tactically, then, sticking with your 4-2-3-1. Of course,
not let me down so far.
Yeah.
And with Duarte in there, I've got to keep him in that position really. So yeah, they haven't let me down so far. So I'm still pleased with that.
Yeah,
and Nunez goes straight into the team, so I'm happy with that as well. So yeah,
got a couple of injuries, but you've got a nice replacements, like 3 to 5 weeks there. 3 to 4. He'll be back soon. But yeah, there's a couple of injuries. Duarte, of course, every time we look at him, we're kind of in awe about it. I think it's the 20 flair. It's just one of those things, like whenever you used to look at Messi's profile, you just see all the 20s and stuff. Seeing a 20 in a good attribute is like, whoa.
And to be aggressive with it as well. I do like that as well.
Yeah, so cracking player. Honestly, he's one of the best Wonderkids I think I've ever seen at that age.
Yeah.
So hats off to you finding him for so cheap. Now, schedule at the start of the season for yourself, Dad. You haven't. It takes a certain special person to beat Real Madrid,
I just can't believe how many times I've played Real Madrid the first 3 games. And it's always over there as well, isn't it? So
your obligatory trip to Real Madrid. You have beaten, though, Barcelona.
Yes.
So that's a great start.
Yes.
Chris Atherton, Jovanovic getting 2. Shaquille Van Persie, who we've established in this world, is absolute mint for the age as well. He is top scorer quite a few times, but he has got 2 there. And Girona, a nice little 1-0 away win there with Nunez actually scoring the winner. So that's decent. You got Europa League football, Dad, which worries me slightly. After your history in the competition already, winning it. FCSB to kick things off, but then it's Atalanta, which is a difficult one, and Napoli.
Yes.
So
apart from that,
2 tricky ones, but you should be all right.
So you said, but yours, it's quite an easy group to be in.
Yeah.
So I'm very confident, I should say. Not fairly confident. I'm very confident.
Yeah, I would be too.
Yeah.
Now, we're quite established now, I would say, in La Liga. We've been in there for a few seasons.
Yeah.
Season preview still puts us around that 7th to 9th. So we've kind of overachieved in the last couple of seasons, and they're still thinking we have the 7th and 9th best team in the league. So we've got to keep proving them wrong.
They're probably looking at our team and saying it's a very young team in it, and with no experience in it.
Yeah,
but,
can't do anything with kids.
That's right. Yeah, but for some people, prove them wrong.
We're here to prove them wrong.
Yes.
So let's find out how we get on then, going into season number 7. It turns out the match between each other wasn't until the start of January, and it was a long wait, but Daz Levante away from home took away the 3 points of a 2-0 win. Dad was also thriving in the Europa League too, with top in the league phase, but he still finds himself mid-table in La Liga, while I'm currently sat in the top 4. Meanwhile, in the Champions League, I was sat in 16th place with an average league phase, but there's still a chance to progress. That was until I met the Rats of Rennes in the knockout stages, and nothing more needs to be said. I do, however, have an uphill battle to fight, but it could land me in a Copa del Rey final should I overcome the 2-1 deficit I currently have in the second leg. Atletico Madrid, though, were too good, and after being eliminated, I have 4 games left to go, and I need to focus on the league. Dad dropped out of Europa League at the quarter-final stage, so again, for him, it also comes down to the final 4 fixtures to qualify qualify for European competitions. But with 2 wins in the draw for Dad and 3 wins for me on the lead up to the final game, it meant that both teams were in form when we clashed again. However, it was Levante who went home smiling after a 3-0 win, with Duarte scoring a brace. Right, well, a 3-0 drumming of me on the final day of the season has clinched you 6th place, which right now is a European spot because Sevilla looks like they have won the Europa Conference League. Probably would have been a European spot eventually anyway.
Yeah.
I think 6th place might have been given an extra one.
Yeah.
But
I've definitely got it, so that's the
you
main
definitely
thing.
got it.
Yes.
And it's thanks to beating me. And I gave up 3rd place for it, annoyingly, against your rivals.
Yes.
So, yeah, that's tricky. But let's look at the profile of the league. Shaquille Van Persie, again, 34 goals. Esposito, 25. Not too bad at all. But that really is the only name in there. Noah Mikic has got 15 assists, which isn't too bad. Only behind Lamine Yamal and surrounded by Barcelona players, and yet they still can't win the league.
Do you know what? I was just about to say that. Where's the Real Madrid players on there?
Yeah.
And yet they won the league.
They've got Tchouaméni and Courtois up there, but that's about it. And
they won the league.
Yeah, they didn't win it on goal difference.
No.
They won it on head-to-head. So they did not lose. They drew against Barcelona, but by the looks of it, they beat them in the other fixture to manage to clinch the title, both on 94 points. So that was an entertaining finish, I would have said, in La Liga there.
Good season.
Let's have a look at yours first, Dad, because quarterfinals by Napoli.
Yeah.
After beating them in the league phase.
I was disappointed with that. Because I came top of the group in the league phase, but
5-4 as well.
Disappointed,
it was
really.
all to play for in that second leg after the draw in the first. But they went on to face Newcastle and lost in the final at Cardiff as well. So fairly local for Newcastle, although that's probably still a bit of a drive. Newcastle to Cardiff, but within the same United Kingdom.
Yeah.
But the worst of it is how I was eliminated from the Champions League. Now, Porto and Arsenal still have to play in the final, so fair play to Porto for getting there. But in the knockout playoff round, the horrible Rats of Rennes, they appear again, don't they? They're always only 6 foot away, apparently. And they knocked me out of the knockout playoff round 2-1.
You can always guarantee they're going to pop up somewhere, aren't they?
I just can't believe it.
It always seems to be against you as well, don't they?
Yeah,
against me,
never for you. Yes, it's like karma, isn't it? It's
Yeah.
ridiculous, but there we go. I did get to the semi-final of the Copa del Rey as well. Atletico Madrid knocked me out, but they lost to Sevilla. Also, that's how Sevilla got European qualification. They won the Copa del Rey there. But yeah, that's annoying and frustrating for me. But I do get 2 points for finishing higher. But of course, you pick up 2 points for actually beating me in both league games, and that's all that the points wise that happens this season. So honours even as we go into season number 8. But there we go. Gilherm was 24 goals, but Esposito got me 32. Sorry, Gilherm though, the development on that after a couple of seasons. Beautiful, love that. Considering he was just a winger, I think the transition to striker has been great. Deladler looks better to me, but in terms of current ability and performance, doesn't quite get it. Only 13 goals, it's a bit odd. And Iriarte again, not too bad. 12 goals for him this season. Wanted every single year, but I refuse to sell him unless they come in for mega big bucks, I think, at this point. But I'm really happy with Lucas Luque's development, because physically he is now a monster. We can see.
Yes.
Everything other than natural fitness is up there, but as a defender that's not too bad. And he's 6'5" as well, so he is a giant at the back, the Argentinian centre back. You just can't really do much with technical ability.
I was going to say, and off the ball as well, he's got a tendency of probably wandering off somewhere.
So there we go. So that ain't too bad, but the rest of the little bits of development now, I mean, my Thai centre defensive midfielder, Loreng, who's again developing quite nicely at 22 years of age, hasn't really had a lot of interest in him, which has surprised me, to be fair. And Narcisio is the other one that I always like to look at, because as a going forward centre midfielder, he's been brilliant too, and the development is there for sure. I have, transfer budget wise, just £15 million this season, which isn't too bad. Training facilities 4.5 stars, but I got 28 million in the bank, 70% of the transfer revenue, thanks to obviously an okay season in the Champions League. Dad, yourself though,
Yeah.
if we're looking at it, 20 goals from Mijatovic, quite low.
Yeah, disappointed.
Duarte only 19 and 9, but if you're going off of average rating, he was your best performer there with a 7.23. So he's probably doing everything he possibly can.
That's right,
not paying off.
And he's still getting better as well, which is nice to see.
He's also wanted.
I'd like to have seen him being over the 100 million mark, because that's what I'm thinking about selling him. Really.
Yeah, so, I mean, he's got minimum release clause of 150, so you're all right there. But yeah, he is wanted right now by a couple of players, a couple of clubs.
Real Madrid's in there as well.
Real Madrid.
So they're
Don't sign at Real Madrid, please.
I know that's the problem.
Makes it harder for us, doesn't it?
If they offer over 100 million, he's gone.
Oh God. Anya Boulet's dropped down a little bit, and I think he's been pushed aside, like literally pushed to the side because of Duarte's entrance into the world. But there we go. Guillermo Nunez, the new signing.
Yeah, I'm pleased with the way he's sort of picking up a little bit. So
not too bad at all.
No.
But, okay. Let's have a look then, Dad, at your finances. Not looking good.
No, I mean, the thing is, at the moment, I haven't sold any big players yet. I've kept all my players so far. So it's not looking good there for the balance. So the owner might be knocking on the door soon and saying, you have to sort of release one player.
Yeah, and they're still giving you £17 million to spend with 100% of transfer revenue. So
they know it's coming. They can probably see the value of all the players that I'm getting in and just thinking, he's going to sell one.
Yeah, they're not liquid rich, they're asset rich.
That's right, yeah.
Okay. All right then. Well, let's have a quick look at the points then before we go on to season number 8. Season 7 points then are both Omega Luke with 2 and Omega Dad with 2, meaning the total points are Omega Luke with 12 and Dad with 24. The summer began with some massive bids for my players that after a while to think about, I decided to reject as the player is worth more to me. However, I was absolutely devastated when Barcelona matched the £75 million release clause of Gilher, my Brazilian striker. That would mean 5 points though to also go with the 3 points from selling Mikic to Barcelona too. And after all those players have been sold and I have spent on what I believe to be great additions for future first teamers and the replacement for the guys I sold, I still have £75 million left before the season even starts. When it did finally come around though, it was chaos, and not in the good way if you're looking at the results for Huesca. Right, well this is what happens when you don't play Real Madrid at the start of the season, Tad. 4 wins from 4.
Yeah, I'm happy with that.
Somehow you've managed to avoid them, so fair play. Let's have a look at the transfers that have helped you also get to that. Now, there was no players going out, interestingly. If we're looking at 2030, the year we're in, just a lot of loan signings there, and then only 19k there, because again, all loan signings. So it was just 4 players coming in. We got Kaseme here from Dortmund, £11 million German centre midfielder. Not too bad option there.
I mean, it's getting to the stage as well. If I find a player that I think could be good for to sell on, I might even buy that player.
Yeah.
And I feel this is probably one of them. He's probably never going to get into my team.
I mean, yeah, you stuck him into the B team.
Yeah.
But he's obviously going to be good for there. He's played games for that. Then we got Fred Bakengo, who £10 million, looks even better.
Yeah.
Swiss player as well.
And so in the same sort of position as well. So 2 good midfield players. And he's only 18, this guy as well.
Yeah, from Young Boys.
Yeah.
Fickle personality, though. That could be a down.
Yeah.
Could be a disadvantage there. But then we got 2 more players. One from Deportivo La Coruña, Allende, £3.5 million. Again, another centre defence midfielder.
Yeah.
But 17 years of age, and he looks good for 17.
He did, didn't he? That's one of the reasons why I got him. When I seen he was only 17, I thought, well, I've just got to get him in and just try get him sort of playing in the reserve side, get him play time, and see how he goes then when he gets to sort of 19. See how good he is then.
Absolutely. And then finally we've got...
This is probably my better saying.
Solomon, who's a striker.
Well, I didn't score enough goals last season, so he's going to be fighting for that number 9 shirt, I feel. So this guy could score goals for me because he's quick and he knows where the back of the net is.
Yeah, he's a 4-star already.
Yeah.
He's all right. He's only out for 10 days. He's not picked up the Luke curse. But you can also drop to the wing should you ever play with. Oh, you are playing wingers, aren't you? You were anyway. £3.2 million. He's got 3 and 3 so far.
I'm definitely pleased with that.
Yeah, with a very good average rating as well. Tactically, then, you haven't got any wingers because you've gone 3 up front.
Yeah, decided to change it. I felt I needed a bit of a change. So, and I got 2 sort of midfield players in, like I've seen, so I think I'm going to change it.
Yeah.
So I've gone 3 up front, and Solomon's there. So
And Duarte plays in, of course, as a natural position he likes anyway.
He's scoring a lot of goals for me anyway, so I'll just put him a little bit closer. And he'll hold that ball off and just sort of slip him in through the gaps for the strikers to get onto.
Well, it's worked wonders for him too.
Yeah, he scored 3
goals. 3 goals,
well,
2 assists.
So he's doing exactly what we know he can do.
Wow. Yeah, possibly, because he had a bad season last year compared to his first.
Well, I think both my strikers had a bad season, and I felt that's why I needed to change it. I needed a bit of a change.
Yeah.
So I'm being a bit more attacking, and my first
definitely paid off.
The first few games have paid off. Yeah. 4 games, 4 wins. So
you also beat Rennes 7-0 in a friendly.
Who were Rennes really? They're easy to beat. Anybody can beat them.
Yeah. Not Champions League football, Europa League football this year. You've got Tottenham Hotspur, speaking of easy teams to beat.
And Atlanta again.
Yeah. Aberdeen, Bran as well. Some interesting clubs in there, but I think you should be able to go through it quite
I think I'll go
comfortably.
through it, I might not be the top of the group this time, but I feel I'll be very close to it, I think.
Yeah. Okay, let's have a look what happened at Huesca. It was a busy one. I lost 2 players, one by choice, one by not, because I sold Noah Mikic knowing that I've got some good backup right backs there to Barcelona for a profit of over £30 million, cashing in and getting 3 points. Happy days. He got 15 assists last year, which is decent. But then I also, unfortunately, lost to Barcelona because of a release clause. Guillem. Disappointed with that one. That one stung because obviously I had to replace a striker a couple of seasons ago, and I replaced him with Guillem. And now I've lost him as well. So although I'm picking up points for it, it's a shame, and that's disappointing for me. 5 points for that one, which means I do have 8 points at the start of this season already. That's fantastic for me. A lot of other players have left the club, whether it's on loan or a couple of transfers. I even sold one there to Rennes. Levine, who was my left back, he's gone. A couple of other players.
Give them a right hammer.
That's right, yeah. Another left back's actually left there as well. But yeah, I have brought players in. One of them from Barcelona. I've actually brought quite a lot in. So we've got, to begin with, Ali Al-Khatib, who is a striker, Syrian striker. Now, I'm trying to loan him out. He's in the under-19s because you're only allowed to register 4 foreign players. I do not have any space for him. But yeah, which is a shame, but he could be good in the future. Then we got Vangelis Glyftis, who is a Greek international as well. He's got 2 caps for Greece as well. Just turned 20. Looks a decent centre-back, to be honest. So another 6'5" Greek centre-back. Oh, that is written in the stars, isn't it? For him to be like a Roman warrior. He needs to grow a big beard.
Yeah.
And carry a big old shield onto the pitch, and then that would suit him. But he looks good, especially with the name Vangelis. He has got to be I reckon if they didn't have silly regen faces, he'd be the best looking player in my club. He'd be the one that all the ladies were after.
Yeah.
And gay guys. They would be after Vangelis. That's who they would be after. Anthony Riviera, who is from Nimes, £2.5 million. Now, I doubt Anthony Riviera would be the one the ladies would be after with that hair, because he would probably be the French version of Screech from Saved by the Bell, by the looks of it. But I brought him in anyway for his quality on the pitch. Not great potential, but he was so cheap, £2.5 million, I went for it. We got Uga Güns, who is a £7 million striking option. Again, Turkish. I'm enjoying finding some good players from Turkey. Again, good potential as well. And he looks quite good to begin with. A lot of 15s in that. Left-footed, especially with playing free up front. Having a left-footed one is always good. Then we've got Knesic, who is going to be my new goalkeeper. And he is 6'8". Jesus Christ. I think that's the tallest you can actually be in Football Manager.
The basketball player, isn't
it? So he is a big old Croatian goalkeeper. Again, not amazing potential, but current ability. I'm struggling to find a goalkeeper. You picked up Dennis Seaman earlier. I am struggling to find one. So he is going to be my goalkeeper for this season. Ivan Pavlov, £4.5 million. Not a bad right back there. Not a bad right back option. We've got Christian Vasquez, £3.7 million. Another really good option that I might not be able to register depending on the foreign player rule, because Christian Vasquez is Chilean, which takes up a foreign spot. You can see he's unhappy for some reason that we haven't strengthened the squad, but you've only been here 5 minutes, pal. What's he going on
Who's
about?
he think he is?
Yeah, he has scored and got 2 assists at the start of the season, so he started very well, and he looks quite good too. And again, left-footed as well. Then this is a player from Barcelona, £15 million centre midfielder, one for the future for sure, and I've loaned him out to Sporting Gijón. 2-footed, not too bad at all. Then finally we've got another Greek player. He's 6 foot though, so he's not as good as Vangelis.
You got 24 caps.
Yeah. Napoleon Voglis.
Another great name.
Unbelievable. Unlike the real Napoleon, he's 6 foot.
Yeah.
So this guy is good, but a lot of 18s in there. Determination, decision making, and bravery at 18 already at 20 years of age. Good La Liga player. Fits in quite nicely into our tactic there because of that DLP position. Of course, we've got the Thai international player, Lohorang, who is in there right now, who's been playing for my club for a few seasons. So he'll rotate in there quite nicely with him. But I'm going to lock in Uga and Knezic as my 2 players in there. And if we're looking at the start of the season, it's been a bit of a whirlwind, I must be honest, because we beat Celta Vigo 5-1 and Las Palmas 8-0. And I think, I'm probably going to win the league and the Champions League this season. And then I lose to Osasuna.
And then the gates opened.
And then I lose 8-1 to Barcelona. So,
the Greeks fell apart.
They really did. I did have a player sent off in that game, though, to be fair to me. And at that point, we were only 3-1 down. So it might not have been as bad. In the Osasuna game, though, a tough one because we pulled it back level after equalising and scoring the 87th minute from being 3-1 down. Minute. And then they scored in the 95th.
Love a late goal.
Yeah, Cucho Hernandez, unfortunately, the Colombian, getting a nice little goal for Osasuna to win the game. That's disappointing. We're in the Champions League, though. Maybe we can end this challenge once and for all straight away because of a Champions League run, but we've got some really tricky fixtures in there.
Liverpool, Man United.
Even like the easier games are hard.
They are,
Fiorentina, Monaco, Leipzig, Roma, Fenerbahce. Like, none of those are easy, is it? Especially in Fenerbahce.
Don't fancy your chances at all.
No, arguably the easiest game in there is United. They still got Ruben Amorim though.
Oh, good on him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't see him lasting that long in real life, but here we go. All right, let's see then if we can complete Youth to Gold in season number 8. Will I go on to win the Champions League while Dad's not there? Probably not after losing 8-1 to Barcelona, but we shall see anyway. You know how the old saying goes, Def, Taxes and Duarte scoring 2 goals against Huesca. Yeah, it seems I'm not having a good time against Dad recently in a 6-2 loss in Valencia. It does, though, seem like Dad has built some team here and he does well in Europe as well as currently sitting on the same points as Real Madrid at the end of January in a title race. Another game against Dad and another Duarte goal being scored. This time, though, it was a victory for Huesca, thanks to an 89th minute own goal. That didn't stop Dad from being on a good run, though, as he currently sits top of La Liga with 8 games remaining and 4 points clear of Barcelona, who's only played 28 games. Speaking of Barcelona, after taking my best player in the summer, they knocked me out of the Champions League, while Real Madrid knocked me out of the Copa del Rey. Unfortunately for Dad, more bad results, including against his rivals Valencia, meant he dropped off in the league, and despite another Europa League semi-final, even I've overtaken him in the league as he drops down to 3rd place with Real Madrid right behind him and 2 games in hand. So now I was in the title race, and with Barcelona ahead, I carried on winning games, even beating Real Madrid in my quest to maybe capitalise on any Barcelona mistake and potentially steal a league trophy. And while I was doing that, Dad was being eliminated from the Europa League in Dortmund in a penalty shootout. So I just had to keep winning and hope that the small chance of Barcelona losing a couple of fixtures would happen. However, when it came down to it, they only lost to Real Madrid and even beat Dad's Levante on the final day 5-1 to lift the title and finish 3 points above me. Well, what do we say, eh? Barcelona is the reason that's going to stop me.
3 points, mate.
Split them.
You only lost 5 games. They both lost 6.
Yeah, one of them I did lose to you. But I think head-to-head, they probably would have done me after beating me 8-1.
Yeah.
Because I very much doubt. I mean, I did beat them, but only 3-2. So, yeah, I wouldn't have won the league even if I did have an extra 3 points. We did also win the Golden Boot, though, with Esposito. You got 32, and
he had to win it eventually, didn't he?
Yeah. So that's not too bad at all. I'm happy with that. But I'm very... not surprised, but I found it funny that it was Barcelona because they were also the reason that I was knocked out of the Champions League as well. And then Copa del Rey was Real Madrid, which actually we would have faced each other at some point if we had got through, because we would have gone all the way to the final. If both of us had managed to carry on winning, we would have avoided each other. But semi-final exit in both the Copa del Rey and the Europa League for you, Dad.
Well, that's the worst game to lose, the semi-final.
Penalties as well.
Dear.
Yeah, beat Brann, who, fair play to them, the Norwegian side, get into the quarter-final. 8-2 on aggregate there. Beat Rangers in the round of 16. The knockout playoff round you managed to avoid, of course, because of your league phase being very good, only losing to Aberdeen and Slavia Prague. So winning a nice little 6 fixtures there, including beating Tottenham Hotspur 2-0. Love to see that. Who finished above you, funny enough, and went on to win the whole thing.
So it's weird, isn't it?
Yeah, it's funny how these things go, but there we go. Anyway, the Champions League was won by PSG. They defeated Manchester United in that one. Of course, I was knocked out 4-2 there after taking the first leg 2-1, which is disappointing. But I didn't do very well at all in terms of the performance, just scraped through. Beat Inter Milan though, which was nice. Drew to Leipzig, but I lost 4 games, including 4-0 to Ruben Amorim's Manchester United, who by the looks of this is one of the best teams in the world. So think of that as what you will. We are 8 years into the future. So, okay, in terms of performances then, we are both doing very well.
Yes.
We are almost on the cusp here.
I mean, you think of 3 points away from winning the league. You've got to be happy with that.
100%, yeah.
Come in second, you've got to be happy. You're splitting the 2, and that's what we were trying to do, wasn't it? So, your first team to do that, to be that close as well. So, unlucky, but I'm not far behind.
No, not at all.
So I'm happy with that as well.
I'm quite surprised by the top assist being the Turkish striker that I locked in there. So that's good to see. Now, in terms of the rest of the squad, 44 goals from proceeds across the season, which is amazing. 25. I'd say I still got a couple of seasons left, but I could cash in should I wish, and I would make a profit. Yeah, £3.2 million.
You're gonna make
so as long as I'm selling him for above 35 million, I'm making points, which is the most important thing. Deladler, 28 goals, a lot better from him, and it looks like he is developed as well, which is good to see. The South African striker that I've got there.
His physicals are looking good as
really good. Narcisio looks like he's had a cracking season as well and jumped up a fair amount of ability there by the looks of it. Really happy with that. So, yeah, a lot is going on then. And Iriarte, again, one of my best players in the side, as well as,
like you said earlier, you have got a good midfield, haven't you?
Yeah. So it's been strong for me, and it's obviously helped this season, putting us into a really good spot. I'm glad with the likes of Napoleon coming in and playing a lot of games. He's got 25 games under his belt there, with 24 off the bench as well, which is great. Even Christian Vasquez played quite a fair amount of games.
Yeah.
And Vangelis, 47. So he started the majority of games at centre-back for me, which is great. Transfer budget, though, £32 million. So that's decent financially. We've got 81 in the bank thanks to the Champions League run this season, so that's good. So I'm happy with that. Over to you, Dad, and we're looking at your goals-wise. 25 and 30 there for those two boys, Solomon and Duarte.
I mean, Solomon, I'm really pleased with his first season for me. I'm banging in 30 goals.
With 15 assists.
Yeah, I'm really pleased with that. So it proved it was a good change of tactic for me, I feel.
Yeah. Duarte, again, look at that development.
Yeah, he's just so good, isn't he? Yeah.
And 25 goals with only 7 assists this time round.
Yeah, I mean, this time he was banging them in for me.
Yeah.
So, instead of doing the assists. So, yeah.
Mijatovic with 22.
The three strikers, so I'm really pleased with where that performed, really. So, yeah, good season.
Arthur Aarons is maybe somebody that we haven't really looked at a lot, but he's got 14 assists for you this season, the right back.
Yeah.
So he's...
I feel he was a good right back when I bought him. So, yeah, he's keeping his place. So, yeah, he's unhappy. I don't know why. Don't know why he's unhappy. What's he unhappy about?
Wants a new deal.
That's fair enough. You can
money.
You'll get one of them. Yeah, of course it is. Yeah.
Vargas still developing nicely as arguably your best centre back in there. Alongside, of course, your Turkish centre back. Turkey must have an unbelievable team on this in about 5 years' time, because there's so many good players that we've found alone.
Yeah,
that's come through. But transfer budget, Dad, 11 million, 63 million in the red. We're starting to see it, aren't we?
Yeah. It's getting close. I'm going to have to sell a player in a minute. And I just don't really want him at the moment.
If only Duarte was younger.
Yeah.
I'd have gone for him.
I mean, he's probably... The problem is, he's the one to sort out all the problems, isn't it? And I could just have one player sort out all the problems.
But you're the one that you don't want to get rid of.
And it's the one I don't want to get rid of.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah. So might have to happen, might not. I'm not sure yet. So, and if someone comes in, obviously this is the difference, isn't it? I'm not good if they're wanted, and someone else, Real Madrid comes in and says 100 million, they're gone in there.
Yeah.
But unless that figure comes in, I'll keep them.
Well, the thing you got to consider is the players that obviously you have in the development centre as well, that you've been obviously growing, because there's a couple of really good players in, especially in midfield. There's a lot of good, and I've got the same in my development centre. There's a couple of players that I've been sort of keeping tabs on where they've got decent potential and they're out on loan at the minute.
Which is good, yeah.
Yeah, they're getting game time. Javier Cascada is another one that I think has actually come through my actual academy there, and he looks like he could be a quality player. So, you know, there's options that potentially we could bring into the fold. I mean, I've got a right back here that I've had for like 3 or 4 seasons. I've yet to really see him play that many games for me. He has actually played 16 this season, so normally I can't register him at the start. So, but yeah, he looks like a decent Egyptian right back for me. So
and he's got 40 caps as well.
Yeah, it's one of them where we have got players in there that we have sort of been developing. It's just when you cash in on those bigger talents that you're in your first team and decide it's the right time to replace them.
Yeah, because the ideal thing to do is to sell a big player with already a replacement there, so you haven't got to spend that money, which helps the club out even better then.
Yeah, that's it. But then, what will happen? That's the question. But I picked up quite a lot of points this season, so that's good. I'm starting to catch up. Let's have a look at the points after season number 8. Season number 8, Omega Luke gained 11 points and Dad only gained 1, meaning the total points are Omega Luke with 23 and Dad with 25. Yes, just a couple of points behind you now.
Yes.
But again, that's
what you
the
get
thing.
when you sell players, isn't it?
Yeah, you're asset rich at the minute.
Yeah.
It just depends. If you decide to cash in on 2 or 3 of them, that points could jump straight away.
Especially if I get the big one over 100 million.
Yeah, for that Duarte. But we'll see. But that's why you gotta stick around. You gotta make sure you're subscribed to the channel so you do not miss when that Duarte bid comes in and Dad has to cash in. Could that be next season? Could that be in a few seasons' time? You'll have to find out by checking in with us again. And now we have got to a new stage where we are flirting with the big boys and chasing the league title. Taking it down to the wire where Barcelona is having to finish perfectly just to stay above my Huesca side in the league table. And that's after picking off and taking my best striker at the start of the season, matching his release clause. Of course though, with every season, Dad's player Duarte keeps getting better and better, which of course is a concern for me. And he isn't stopping from improving his side this summer, as he's bringing in some new players to try and compete with me. He wasn't the only one bringing in new prospects, however, and coming off the back of an unbeaten start to the season, I had Dad to play in the final game of August. A game that stayed 0-0 until the 90th minute when Dad finally took the lead, only to be pegged back in the 92nd minute from Luque's looping header in. Well, Dad, nothing was separating us going into our first game of the season. You scored in the 91st, I panic, and I get one in the 92nd.
Yeah, disappointed with that. But, like I said, I always love a late go, but not when it's the opposite way.
Yeah, but there we go. Let's have a quick look then. You have changed your tactic. We'll take a look at the players that have come in. But I thought we'll start with the tactic because you could have seen it on that last bit anyway. So the change around, allowing 2 centre attacking midfielders coming away again from that 3 up front.
Yeah, I'm going to try something different, having two attacking midfielders now to see if I can get a bit more sort of response out of that, really. And hopefully it works for me, really. So I've got the 2 strikers up front, which I feel have scored most of the goals for me.
Yeah.
And Duarte, I've kept him.
Yeah. He's
sold
still
him
around.
Yeah.
In fact, no real signing or selling players going out. It was just more of the squad players leaving. So you got Nathan Zeze for 12. Alderheim got 10. Because remember, you didn't really have much of a budget.
No.
So you had to sell to really buy. And you brought in 5 players here. Didn't really spend too much until that final signing of £21 million. So we've got Alfaro for 3.9, just another good option for the future. A centre defensive midfielder from Australia there, from Juventus.
Good day, mate.
£1 million for a goalkeeper, Felipe.
Yep.
Kovacevic.
Could be another striker. Yeah.
And then finally, the man that you spent £21 million on, another centre midfielder from Turkey.
I think I'm buying more centre defenders than I'm buying keepers now.
Yeah, you got way more players than what you could ever fit into the side.
Yeah.
By the looks of it.
I'm building it up. I'm getting ready to sell a group of players that just get me like 100 million in the bank.
Well, you've got to play them to get value. That's the trouble.
That's why I'm trying to chuck players out on loan. As you can see, I've got loads of players.
A lot of loan players here.
So, yeah, you just got to get them out when you possibly can.
Which is a good sign. Staff-wise, by the way, we're up to nearly 17 scouts, you can see there.
Yeah.
So, not too bad at all. And Dad's development in terms of the training facilities is up to a 3.5 star there. Not too bad. Obviously, you've seen the tactic there. And we've seen one of the results, but the other results, Girona, Bilbao 0-0, and Betis with another win. So, unbeaten start to the season.
Yeah. Got to be pleased with that. I ain't got Real Madrid, so I haven't lost a game yet.
Yeah. Champions League, though. We've got Milan to begin with. Bayern Munich's in there. And
Chelsea,
then
and
Chelsea and PSG at the end.
So I've got to get business done before I get to January.
Yeah.
I feel.
At least
but
get
it's
to the
possible.
playoffs.
I can get a couple of games in there. I can get a few points. Might scrape in, I think.
All right. Let's have a look at Huesca then. What have we been up to? We're sticking with the 4-3-3. Transfer-wise, no players going out for me either. You can see just a lot of loans, a few new names as well because I've loaned out some new players. But in terms of players going out, just all loan deals for me. Nothing to worry about in terms of exits. We got a few players as well to look at. We got Burkhardt here, Rapid Vienna, another left-back option. Jesse Delange, goalkeeper option as well. Still unsure about my goalkeeper right now, so we've got options. Ivan, who's come in as a centre defensive midfielder from Andorra as well, Andorra International. Daniel Guilma, centre-back option there, but I'm unsure. I think I just went for him because of price, because he doesn't look that amazing. We then got Alexandru from Romania, not a bad striker, turned winger as well. And then finally, arguably the best signing for me this summer, Daniel Nunez, who I would have liked to have loaned out because I don't think I can register him, so he might have to play for the B team this season. But he looks like a quality striker right now.
He's quick as well, isn't he?
He is fast. He can be a good off the ball. He's got a passing ability as well. So playing in that defensive, deep line forward position on the left, very good.
I'm looking at that player. Look at how fast he is. Look at his flair and his on the ball with dribbling. Yeah, he's just got everything really, isn't he, for a quick forward, isn't he? Really?
Yeah. So that's it. And I can't register him just yet. From Costa Rica too. So I love just finding different unique nations that I don't tend to buy players from. Daniel Nunez is one that I bought him from the Costa Rican League there, £1 million. I put a video out actually about how to find these players. If you check out my Instagram or TikTok, you'll find it on there. Just search Omega Luke Gaming on TikTok or Omega Luke on Instagram. You'll find me and you'll find that video there. That's how I find these types of players. Looks very good to start things off. Of course, my tactic very similar, and I've locked in the goalkeeper there because he doesn't naturally go in. It puts in my previous goalkeeper, who I think is just as worse. But the rest of the lineup, I'm happy with. And again, we've stuck with Esposito for now. I don't think it's time to cash in on him yet. And I'm happy to keep developing the first team that we've got here until something suggests otherwise. And schedule, again, with the draw against Dad, we got a very similar set of results. Sociedad, Betis, with a nice little 3-1 with Narcisio scoring a hat-trick. That's how good he started the season.
Yeah, very
and
good.
then 3-0 against Sevilla. But they did have a player sent off. I was already 2-0 up, though, thanks to Esposito. So, good start. We are playing Napoli in our first game of the Champions League, but we've got Real Madrid in there and ending with Milan and Bayern Munich.
You got to get your job done before January, then, haven't you?
Yeah, so that's an interesting one
Yes.
for me too. So we'll see how this one plays out. But after a decent season for both of us last year without any trophies and not a lot of points for Dad, I've caught up. But what will happen this year? Let's find out. The highlight of the first half of the season was definitely my run in the Champions League. We sat second in the league phase, only losing one game, drawing to Napoli and beating big teams including Bayern Munich and Real Madrid. In La Liga though, we were both struggling to hold on to any type of title challenge as Barcelona and Real Madrid restored their dominance at the top. In a very entertaining match between our two teams again, which included a red card and 5 goals, it was my Huesca side who came away with 3 points points thanks to Vasquez's late 83rd minute winner. But we were about to play each other another twice more, as we've been drawn against each other in the Champions League quarterfinals. Dad, though, will be doing this without Duarte, who in February damaged his cruciate ligament and will be out for a very long time, which would probably make me favourites in this tie, but that was far from what actually happened, as Dad's Levante beat me in both legs to win 6-3 on aggregate to progress through to the semi-finals. Unfortunately, the quarter-final was also as far as either of us got, and Dad's Levante was even beaten by their main rivals Valencia in the Copa del Rey. He would also need a miracle to overcome the first leg against PSG, after being stuffed 4-1 at home in the semi-finals of the Champions League. A miracle that was too much to ask for, as he lost the second leg too, but it wasn't all bad news for Dad's Levante's side, as on the final day he defeated Barcelona 2-0 to jump into a European position for next season. Right, on the final day, Dad, a nice little win against Barcelona popped you back into 6th place. You're kind of relying on these final day victories now.
Yeah, I mean, I'm disappointed with that. To beat Barcelona comfortably, I feel, and be that far behind them, I'm disappointed with that season.
That's because
really.
they were champions. They had already won the league.
Well, you can say that, but I still lost 13 games. That's way too many games to lose, really, in the league.
You did.
So, yeah, bad season for me.
I didn't lose against you either.
No,
which means
even worse season for me.
I did beat you in one and we drew against each other in the other. However, in the Champions League, of course, you knocked me out in the quarterfinals, which allowed you to pick up 3 points alone from that, from beating me twice and knocking me out of the competition. So points-wise, that's done you a massive favour.
Big saver that was.
And that's the 3 points that I just gained on you in the league.
Yeah.
So again, we're loggerheads. We're not really going one way or the other in terms of the points that way. But not a great season for either of us, I feel, in this.
You're still third, so it's a good season, I feel, for you. I mean, you're not as close as you was last season. And you haven't split the two teams, but third, I'd still be happy with that. Really, you're up there and thereabouts.
Yeah, I'm flirting with it. I'm just not really pulling the trigger, unfortunately. I haven't made my move. I'm in the club. I'm giving them a wink. I'm going, hey, you're right. I just haven't gone over and bought them a drink yet. That's the trouble. So that's where I'm at right now. But Dad, you're pretty much unlucky, really. Semi-finalists in the Champions League to PSG, who lost in the final.
How many semi-finals am I going to lose in this game?
I mean, that's what you deserve to lose. It was a 7-1. It was an absolute tonkin. But quarter-final by Valencia. Well, that's a tricky one, considering they're your rivals. It was an El Clasico final, but they knocked you out before you got to the semis.
Losing against you is one of the worst things, but losing against Valencia is probably even worse for my
Levante,
team.
Squad-wise then, 23 goals was the top scorer again. It's low.
Yes.
It is low, 23, and that's Mijatovic. Solomon and Atherton's there. Onyek Boulay. Where's Duarte?
He's had a really bad season.
Somebody who's that good.
And I thought,
great.
I thought that position would have done him well, but he's expected to be out for 5 months, so that could be a problem.
Damaged his cruciate ligaments. It's a sign of a bad. I mean, it's 10 natural fitness. That's something. Yeah. That's what you got to take in consideration. He only got 7 goals and 9 assists this season. It's poor.
Yeah.
But he was out since February,
and that's the problem.
That's sort of where you dropped out of everything.
That reflects on the season, really, doesn't it? You lose one of your top players, and your season just goes downhill from there on. Yeah. So So I've got to look forward to next season now, and hopefully he don't get injured. No, bringing him back and seeing what can happen there. But he is classed still as your best player. Chris Atherton is up there as well. He's getting better and better season by season. Yeah. Mijatovic, but it's the same similar names you've had for a while. Yeah, it is. Other than Duarte and Atherton, who's come in recently, you haven't really got anybody who's been brought in recently. Nope. And sort of took the bull by the horns. And I feel I need probably 2 new players that sort of go straight into the starting lineup to sort of push me to that next level. Yeah, and you've got a big squad as well. And I've got a big squad, yeah. It's got to be like, I've got to start selling a lot of players now, I think. Transfer budget, only 7 million. But then I've got to expect that with the wage that I'm paying out as well. So, yeah. And it's just, is that coming down a little bit to 11? No, it was 8 million last season, wasn't it? No, it was massive. You can see from here, look, where it was. Oh, so it's coming down a little bit. Yeah. So I am sort of like getting rid of that a little bit. So you sell one player, that's minus 63 million this time last year. Yeah. But you had a really good Champions League run. Yeah. And that always helps, doesn't it? Yeah. So financially, that's really helped you this season. But you haven't been in the black since
there, which is June 2029. 3 seasons before. How long can that continue?
Yeah.
I wonder. But let's have a look then at the squad for my season. We got 32 goals from Esposito with 17 assists. 18 from Vargas. He hasn't been around for a while, but there he is again. Deladlo was 17 and Christian Vasquez 16 and 14. Iriarte again. What a lovely season he has had, which I'm happy to see. I wish I had a bit more development from Vangelis. I think he was obviously somebody who's played quite a lot the last 2 seasons, and he hasn't really developed as much as what I hoped. I still think I'm a good goalkeeper away from doing anything in this division right now. That's a problem I need to address, because I've got good midfield. I think striker-wise I'm okay, although Esposito I think is maybe 1 or 2 seasons away from going, so I might need to look at
26,
that.
isn't he? So you got 2 seasons out of him before you've really got to think about selling him, I think.
Yeah, so I'm at a point where it's defensively I need them to get better, and I need to find a good goalkeeper, because Knesic he's played a lot this season.
He's getting better. He's
He is
there.
getting slightly better. Hopefully he can continue, or I just find somebody who I think is going to be better than him. Obviously would have to start as a younger player. For £26 million, I have got a good budget, and that's because financially we've got £90 million in there. Still only giving me 85% transfer revenue though. I don't understand.
Yeah.
What are you doing? Just give me the 400.
Might have given me the 100.
Yeah, it's mental. But yeah, I might ask to keep asking for those training facilities, because scouts wise I'm up to 20 as well. Dab was obviously at 18 or 17, whatever it was. So we're getting enough scouts and we're sending them out. It's just, of course, trying to use our money wisely when we do find the players. But yeah, let's have a look at the points then at the end of this season. Season 9, Omega Luke with 3 and Dad with 3, meaning the total points are still really close. Omega Luke with 26 and Dad with 28. Going into season 10, I decided I wanted to try a new system and go through at the back by dropping my defensive midfielder into centre-back. This was helped by the fact that Liverpool were interested in my defensive midfielder at the time, and £44 million is what I would get for him, which would also mean 3 points. Dad's finances put him in a tricky situation, because it meant that he had to start selling players if he wanted to build up any type of transfer budget to spend anything himself. And considering he was starting the season still without Duarte, he can be really pleased that he has an unbeaten start. I, on the other hand, was clinging on to a really late 0-0 at the Bernabeu until Jude Bellingham popped up with a goal in the 87th minute. Wow, this is probably the quietest transfer window ever for you.
Yeah. I was a bit cautious about the money side of it. I didn't have a lot of money, and I didn't really want to sell anything. No one come in with big money to the players I really wanted to sell. So yeah, 1 player.
Rob has joined the club. Rob Burnett.
Good Welsh guy. So yeah, good striker. Whether he gets into my first team, I don't know. But he's a good striker, so he's going to be there or thereabouts, pushing for a place in the first team, and he could be a good asset to have later down. 2 seasons, 3 seasons time.
This is what people will understand, though, is they'll go, well, why don't you just sell some players, Dad? The trouble is, when you've got players who are as good as some of the players that you've got, but the value is not that high, the value of the offers coming in is then less than that 9 times out of 10, because it's very rare that you get an offer coming in for what it actually suggests when you're trying to offer them out. Unless you're getting offers coming in which far exceed what they are valued there, it's then what you value the player.
That's right, yeah. I mean, if I get, especially this season, if I'd got an offer in and it was over the 30 million profit, I would have took it.
Yeah.
Because it's a couple of points to help me out, and I've got a big squad, but like you said, the offers that were coming in, because I had quite a few offers for certain players, just not good enough for what I felt. To lose a player in that position that, and not get points.
Yeah.
That's the worst thing about it. I could be losing a very good player and not get points for it. To me, it's not worth it.
Yeah. So tactically, you have changed things around for this season.
Yeah, it didn't work last season, so I stuck a guy back out in the wing, and then go for the front 3 again with the guy on Everton out on the wing, hopefully helping out there.
Okay.
So, and I know I've got a good striker in behind these 2. So yeah. But I'm getting a couple of the players are getting to the age now where I'm getting a bit worried about, because I might have to start selling.
Well, yeah, Mijatovic is 27.
It's got to be, yeah. So he's 1 more decent season out of him, and then I've got to be looking at selling him, I feel.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Schedule for the start of the season, you've done very well.
I've had a good start. Yeah, I've had a good start. Not lost a game, so didn't have to play Real Madrid, so I don't
played
lose
3 teams with the name Real. Not one of them was Madrid.
Yeah. So usually if I don't play them, I'll win all my games or not lose a game, put it that way. So I'm happy with that start again.
I can see Tottenham Hotspur in there again, though, for the Europa League.
What are they?
Tottenham again.
But that looks an easier sort of draw, really, for me.
Yeah, it does, definitely.
I'll be sort of like very, very confident.
Should be top 8.
Yeah, definitely. So,
I had a much bigger or busier window, should I say. And I've managed to loan out Daniel Nunez to Valencia, actually. So, first team football in our top division. And he's playing too, so that's decent. He's got a goal there already in Spain.
Very good.
So
it helps you out, doesn't it?
Well,
he's
yeah, if they're
in the same
getting
league.
first team football for La Liga. Plus, not to mention, because he's staying in the country, once he then completes 316 days, Austin 316 says, I just whipped your ass. He then becomes Spanish, and I don't count him as a foreign player. So for next season, he should not count as a foreign player, and he'd be my player. And that's good, because Daniel Nunez has been great in terms of development and looks really good. And to be honest, very similar to Gilherme. If you remember Gilherme, very similar type of player, just maybe not as big. I think Gilherme was like 6'2". Looks like a winger that can play as a striker. That's the objective there with Daniel Nunez. But some new players have come in. I've tried to stay away from the foreign player again because I haven't really got much choice. I had to, though, with the left back, and I don't have a good left back right now, so registering a left back, and I've had to sell a few players, including of course the Thai centre midfielder that I've sold to Liverpool, and he has got me 3 points. Yeah, more points.
You're catching me up very, very quickly just with the points of selling players.
Yeah. You haven't got any points from selling players yet. I'm picking points up from that. So for 500k, £44 million, it gets me 3 extra points. He's gone to Liverpool. And again, 44 million, I'm actually all right with selling him for that. So other players have left the clubs as well. You can see I've even sold the Turkish centre-back that I brought in a few seasons ago. He just never really developed, unfortunately. So he is gone as well. And Fabio Ferreira, another player, centre midfielder option. Probably could have got more for him, to be honest, but I needed the money now. Didn't sell him for that much, £7.5 million. So there we go. He's gone now. I've took some gambles, though, this window. I really have took some gambles. So Angel Garcia from Club America, left back, is a gamble because he takes up a foreign spot, but I think he's a good left back, and I think he'll go straight into my first team as my starting left back, and I'm happy with that. It's the goalkeeping option that I've said that I'm struggling with, and I brought in a goalkeeper for £21 million who is 18 years of age, and I might have to lock him in to make sure. Million. You cannot talk to me about some of your signings.
What? I don't spend 21 million on a goalkeeper that looks like that.
Oh, shut up. Yes, you have. Goalkeepers. You can't come at me attacking me with goalkeeping signings.
Hey, I bought one goalkeeper this one, and he's still there now.
Yeah, right. So, 18 years of age, but base attributes decent. Reflexes, 15. Handling, 14. Good determination and personality suggests that he might progress and max his potential, which is a good high potential. He's got 15 agility. He's 6'2", so height-wise, don't have to worry about it. The only alarming situations that I see right now is his positioning is only a 10 and his communication's only a 9, but he is only 18, so that will hopefully get better over time. But I have just given final £21 million for him. Adilson Tavares from Benfica cost me £28 million, but perfectionist personality, 20 determination, 6'4". Everything is all there to suggest that he could be a cracking centre-back. Low composure right now. Also Cape Verde. So he knows Duarte very well. Good pals, I heard, in the Cape Verde International Tour that they always go on. He's got 15 caps there. So there we go. And then finally, we got a couple of players. Juan Carlos, and I've still got money in the bank. This is like the second season where I've left money in the bank. The season where I sold Gilherme, I left like 30 million. Juan Carlos from Villarreal, 19 years of age, good centre-back option again. And there's another centre-back, left-footed. And then we finally got Carlos Bernat from Valencia, who's just going to be a backup left-back. Tactically, we've got 5 at the back. Whew. Yeah. So what I've changed is where I've sold the defensive midfielder, I've popped in another centre-back, and we've got enough centre-backs to make it worthwhile and for it to work. Candle goes in there for some reason, but I want Angel Garcia in there. And I've changed. We have got Vangelis as a libero. He can play it.
just as well as playing as a ball-playing defender, because he can go forward with that passing ability, good technique as well on the ball, not bad first touch, and his mental attributes aren't bad either, with okay natural fitness and stamina. Yeah. So Vangelis, my 6'5" Greek god, is playing a libero, which is kind of funny. So yeah, we'll see how this one plays out, but I'm excited to see how this one goes. And we've got enough backups that it fills all positions, but not too many backups that most of these players should get a good amount of game time this season. Outside of maybe Benitez, who has been around for a while now and hasn't really played a lot of games for a while. So yeah, he's probably the only one, to be honest. The rest of them should get game time. My schedule at the start of the season hasn't been too bad. I have played Real Madrid and lost 1-0, but I have also played Valencia, and they equalised in the 92nd minute, which is very frustrating. I was 3-1 up. Bilbao, I equalised in the 94th minute with Iriarte, who is their former player, which is funny. And then I beat Sporting Gijon 3-1, but I did, of course, lose to Real Madrid with an 87th minute Bellingham goal.
Get on, Jude.
Yeah. So, I'm in the Champions League. Let's have a look at how that is playing out, because I've got Sporting and Slavia Prague to begin with. We've got Arsenal and Ajax, Roma and Lazio, so both sides from Rome in there, ending with Liverpool. It's a tricky fixture
as well
in the Champions League this season.
Gonna be alright for you.
Yeah, to be honest, I'm not really targeting the Champions League yet. I think in the back of my mind, it's one of those ones, I know it's an instant win, but I know I don't have the team for it yet.
It's the money you get for it, though.
It's just the money. If you get quarterfinals, you're set up.
I mean, you look at me when I lost in the semi-final. Right, I lost in the semi-final, gave me a good chance to get in the final. But my finances was so much better that
60 million difference. Yeah.
Yeah, it definitely helps you out.
Okay, then, let's find out. Season number 10. What happens when we play season 10? Because it's getting very close in terms of the points. I'm selling players and Dad isn't, but he still has those danger men like Duarte. Yes, and when Duarte returned, you just knew he was going to score against Huesca when we faced each other in October, which helped Dad get back to winning ways against me in the league. He was also enjoying being in the Europa League again, only losing one fixture in the league phase and winning 7 while scoring a lot of goals. My Champions League run wasn't quite as good, but I still managed to qualify for the playoff knockout stages. In the league though, things are incredibly tight between us and there is still a small chance that we could find ourselves in a title race. However, the only good thing for me that happened in the second half of the season was a victory over my dad. And that win is preventing Dad from currently being sat top of the league, while I have been eliminated from the Champions League and Copa del Rey. Meanwhile, Dad was in the quarter-final of the Europa League and he's in the Copa del Rey final against Real Madrid. A final that went to a penalty shootout where Dennis Seaman made an amazing save, helping Dad lift the Copa del Rey against Real Madrid after a 2-2 finish. But another win against Real Madrid in the league too, and Dad has now put himself in a great position for a title push with only rivals Valencia ahead, which is also the same Valencia that they will be facing in the Europa League final after Dad defeated Lille in the semis. This is the point where Dad began to drop silly points in the league though, leading to a shocking final day, because I have actually been on a winning run myself, including defeating Real Madrid, which in turn kind of helped somebody else, because that loss meant that Real Madrid needed Valencia to lose their final game, and instead Valencia, who played 2 hours after everyone else, won 3-2 to lift the La Liga trophy, while I actually leapfrogged Dad as well. But this is where the story gets even crazier when you remember that I loaned out Daniel Nunez to Valencia this season. And not only was he Valencia's top scorer, but in the Europa League final he scored the opening goal and whipped in a deadly cross for what turned out to be the second and final goal of the game. Sometimes Football Manager just writes itself, doesn't it? Daniel Nunez,
I don't believe that.
Huesca player, out on loan at Valencia. What a season they've had, by the way.
Yes.
Oh, reminder, by the way, that Levante is in Valencia and their biggest rivals is Valencia.
Bad way to lose a cup final. Oh, I don't believe that.
That's hilarious. I can't believe Daniel Nunez has scored.
That is so funny.
They were late goals as well. I mean, 73rd and 82. We were doing so well. But yeah, I'm disappointed. Disappointed, really.
I'm not.
I've missed out on a lot of points there, and getting one over the rivals. That'd have been such a good game to win.
Good old bloody Daniel Nunez.
Yeah.
What a legend he is. But yeah, runners up, Dad. You did win the Copa del Rey, though. You pick up 5 points tonight. You beat Real Madrid on penalties for that one. So it's a good result. But what a season Valencia have had.
Yeah.
What a season. I come close. I was only 3 points away from them. But they have gone and won the league out of nowhere, by the way. And yeah, Daniel Nunez has had a great season under Roberto Martinez, because if you're looking at how they've actually performed, he was their top scorer throughout the season.
He gets a winner's medal for the league and a European winner's medal. Oh, yeah. Unbelievable.
Just a reminder how many trophies I have won in the Youth to Go so far. La Liga 2 that's the only one. Some people may even say that doesn't even count. But Daniel has won 2 in 1 season. The good thing is he comes back to me because he doesn't have a loan option to go to Valencia. And unless they're going to give me silly money, I probably won't sell, because as we established earlier, he's got 44 days, and then he will count as a Spanish national as well, which means he won't count as a foreign player when I register him. So I cannot wait to welcome Daniel back with his winners' medals from the Europa League and the La Liga, and he can be an experienced member of my side. You can talk to him about what it is like to win the league.
The disappointing thing is, we always say this very often, don't we, that now and again the top teams have a bad season, and that's when you've got to jump in. Both teams, Real Madrid and Barcelona, have bad seasons, and we should have jumped in, and Valencia did.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we're both close to them. You know, you're 2 points behind Real Madrid, but ahead of Barcelona, and same as me. Oh, that's a bad season.
It is.
I'm pleased I've won a trophy. That's brilliant, but still a bad season. That was our chance to win the league, I feel.
Well, Guilherme is there. He's done quite well. He's got the highest average rating and the most goals. Look how good he is.
Wow.
Remember when he was one of my players? So, yeah, he is making Barcelona even harder to beat, but they are.
I mean, you look at that table, look at the Barcelona badges on there, and where did they finish?
Yeah.
5th.
All over there. Valencia, they got any up there? Oh, Nacho is the goalkeeper. And they got a decent goalkeeper. I did notice the goalkeeper being very good indeed. That's one thing I've been struggling with. And Torby here, who is a good striker as well. Couldn't get more goals than Daniel Nunez, though. That's all I will say. But yeah, we got a couple of players dotted around here, as well as Esposito, who is 27 and wanted. And I might sell because Daniel Nunez is returning. Replacement straight away.
A lot of money in the bank, and you've got your replacement already.
Yeah, so that could be something I look into going into this summer. That's definitely something.
That's bad for me.
Very good for me, though. I've really enjoyed the season, I must admit. I didn't win anything. Didn't come even close, but I've really enjoyed the season watching Daniel Nunez and Valencia just make it healthy. I mean, I got to 75 in the Copa del Rey. It was Real Madrid who knocked me out, but round of 16 by Chelsea. And again, it was just poor. It was 3-2. I didn't really get very far, to be honest. Knockout playoff round. I did beat Marseille 10-4, which is great. But in the league phase, I mean, nothing really to write home about. It was just a good league phase. I lost 3, but against, some tough opposition.
Yeah.
It was just funnier just seeing this.
I'm disappointed
to be honest, that was hilarious.
It's nice to get a trophy in the bag, a
the Copa del Rey, that's another trophy for you. You've got more trophies than I have.
I do like that cup as well.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Solomon was your top scorer, Dad, 28.
Yes. I mean, when I did buy him, I said he was going to be a top striker, so he's not letting me down at the moment, is he? So
no.
I just got to get another person to be up front with him, I feel.
Yeah, Mijatovic, 27. He's got 26 goals, but he's never really developed.
No, that's what I'm so disappointed with, really, because if I buy the other strikers that I've been buying, I felt they weren't the chances of it being better, but they never took his position. He always kept his position.
Yeah.
So when you're leaving it up to your assistant manager to pick a team, he picks him every time.
Yeah. Duarte, though, 23, 22 and 13. A lot better season.
He's getting better again, and he's just, it's... When am I going to cash in on him? That's the question with that one, isn't it? And he's wanted. Real
PSG
Madrid's
and
on
Real
there.
Madrid.
PSG, there's the big money boys, isn't
Yeah,
it?
still not a lot of value though. I
It's
thought
not,
his
but
value would be higher.
They've got to cough up because he's got a big buyout clause in his. It's 140 million, is it? Something?
I wonder whether, he doesn't enjoy big matches.
Yeah, that's the problem, isn't it?
So, big matches include finals.
Yeah.
Tell you, he does enjoy them though.
Nunez, yeah.
I bet he loves them. I bet he thrives off of them. But yeah, that could be a problem. That is a big weakness to have.
It's staring me in the face to sell him and sell the other striker as well.
Atherton might be wanted to cash in on as well because he's wanted.
So there's
he looks
three.
Quite good.
There's two at least 3 players that I could cash in if I can get some replacements for them.
Yeah, Nunez, your Nunez,
Yeah.
Guillermo Nunez. Nice bit of development there, and his pace for his centre midfield is also still a strength for him. Your one signing that you did make, Rob, he did play quite a few games. Got 3 goals in 15 appearances. Not amazing.
It'd be interesting to see how good he would get if he was given a full season.
Yeah. Now, would you need to get a new goalkeeper soon? You're in trouble, I think. You are in trouble.
I could be, yeah.
Because you've had Dennis Seaman from the off.
Yeah.
Never really got that much good.
And I'm surprised with that because when we bought him before, he always seems to get really good and become one of the top keepers, doesn't he?
Yeah.
And he hasn't done it.
And he's 27 now.
And that could be the reason why I'm just not going that next step up. Because I always say to you, don't I? I'd love having a really top goalkeeper in my teams.
Or 6.
Or 6, yeah. But I always try and find one really decent one. And I felt I had it with this one. You look at it and you would say he's an average keeper. You wouldn't say he's a world-class keeper. And that could be my problem. I've got to find that new keeper, haven't I?
Got to find him soon as well. He's 27.
Yeah, I've still got 2 seasons out of him. But
Got to find it soon.
Got to find it soon.
He was in the top clean sheets though. He got 16.
Yeah.
Higher than mine. The rest of the team you can see there's a bit of some bits of development there, but not massive.
What's my reserve keeper? The one I got from Arsenal, Jack Porter.
Porter, you haven't given any game time.
No, see, it could be time for him to sort of like step up. How was he now? 24. Oh, so I might have the replacement already there, mate. I didn't pay 21 million for him.
Well, we'll talk when we have a look at mine.
Let's go and see how much. I know how much I paid for this guy. How much did I pay for him?
He was a free transfer.
Yes, exactly. Not 21 million.
What great value for money. He's barely played a single game.
We will see. I've had him sat there just waiting. I could just pull the trigger and put him in there now.
Right, we got £5 million this
So
summer.
I can't buy anybody,
Not a lot,
can I?
No, you got minus 23 in the bank.
Yeah,
so financially,
that could be
you're
changing
struggling
soon, though, couldn't it?
Yeah.
I think it's coming to the time where I might just have to sell players now.
Okay, well, let's have a look to see how my players have done, including the goalkeeper. Now, goals-wise, Esposito was the top scorer, and again, as I say, it might be time to cash in on him. He's 27, and he is wanted as well, which could be a good time to bring in some money.
Yeah, he's never let you down, though, has he?
No, and I only paid £3.2 million. So anything I get over 33 million
I was
is
gutted
profit
when you
and
bought him
points.
because it just slipped my mind. I always go out and get him, don't I?
Yeah.
So yeah.
22 goals from Iriarte from centre mid. Deladler, 22 as well. You can see those two are 5-star players in my team now.
This guy.
He is like my Duarte. He's getting roughly the same amount of numbers.
Yeah.
And he's classed as my best player. Christian Vazquez, again, decent. Needs to up his finishing, I think. But he got 20 assists this season, which is good. And Narcisio, again, every time I look at him, I just love Narcisio and his development. Angel Garcia, of course, was my left back that I brought in this season. I'm happy with that. His bit of development there. And he got 13 assists, which suggests he settled in quite nicely into that role. But it's the goalkeeper we are all concerned with. 34 appearances David made. Development is kind of there. We're up to 11 for positioning. Everywhere else is not a massive upgrade yet.
I didn't say nothing.
But he's only 19.
That's the point. Yeah, he's only 19. He's still
playing him in there.
You're doing the right thing by giving him time, aren't you? So, and I know what happens when you give players time. They always develop really well.
They do. I trust the right club. I trust the right players. I wish I had locked in a Dilson Tavares. That might be something that I need to look into next season. The perfectionist personality with a high potential, he needs game time.
Yeah.
That's the mistake from me from this season. I needed to make sure Dilson Tavares played games.
So that could be next season. With that personality, with that high potential, he needs to play. £39 million, though, with a very good wage budget too, by the way. That's not bad at all. And that's because financially, £134 million. Yeah.
You're a rich club in that league.
Yeah, I've still only got 85% of the transfer revenue. What is happening there?
You've got to ask to get that change.
Crazy. But yeah, in terms of the points then, let's have a look to see what we're doing after 10 seasons. Yes, with the players sold and the 3 points gained, Luke got 6 points, as well as Dad, who also got 6 because of the Copa del Rey win. Meaning the total points now are Omega Luke with 32 and Omega Dad with 34. 32 to 34. But again, you're only staying above me there because you're winning things.
Yes.
I haven't won a single thing yet. I'm just gaining points from either winning games against you, finishing higher, or, of course, selling players like I did this year.
Yeah, that's the difference at the moment, I feel. Just selling the players, really. So, but that could be coming this week, this season.
You said this last 4 years.
I know, but
4 seasons ago
these
you were saying
these
this.
players are getting to that certain age now where I've got to be looking at it, and I feel that the striker situation has got to change. So I feel I'll definitely be selling 1, maybe 2 players. But what players? I think I've got to sit down with my management team and sort of sort this out and find out which players I sell and what offers I get in. It depends on the offers, doesn't it? They're wanted, so I've got a good chance.
Yeah, there we go. Who will Dad be selling if he decides to sell anybody? You'll have to find out by tuning into the next Youth to Gold. Make sure you're subscribed so you do not miss it. And recently, Dad's season ended in heartbreak after his rivals Valencia swept the league, but also beat him in the Europa League final too, which was pretty much won by Daniel Nunez, Valencia's top scorer, who was actually on loan from my Huesca side. It wasn't all bad for Dad though, as he did lift the Copa del Rey trophy after beating Real Madrid on penalties. But with the points between us being so close now, and with just 3 seasons remaining, competition is hotting up. So Dad made the big decision to sell keeper Seaman, who never really developed into the goalkeeper he'd hoped attribute-wise and would be turning 28 this season. Meanwhile, I'm actually turning down bids and, of course, points for when huge offers are coming in for Dladler and Iriarte, who I consider to be 2 of my best players. Points will be earned though, as Dad sells Andrade for £35 million, with the winger being bought for 3.5 many seasons ago. Dad then takes his points tally to an extra 6 by selling striker Mijatovic for £44 million to Arsenal, which is just enough considering he was purchased for £14 million many seasons ago too. But with a lot of transfers going out, leaving him a lot of cash, Dad's replacements are far from expensive as he looks to improve the club's finances. Meanwhile, I was finally selling Esposito to Roma, a legend of the club after what he's done for us, but another 3 points added by selling the 28-year-old. Losing him though meant that I really needed somebody to step up and fill the goals that he leaves behind, and that man was hopefully going to be Dladler, who scored 4 goals in the opening 4 fixtures of the season, including a 2-0 win against Real Madrid. I wasn't the only one beating Real Madrid though, as Dad also shared that honour at the start of the season, with Duarte playing a big part in the 2-1 victory. Well, Dad, both starting the season with victories over Real Madrid, which is
great start. Great start.
Although they aren't no longer the champions, of course. That is Valencia.
Yeah.
Your rivals, which...
I'm not very pleased with that.
And I am. If anyone else was to win it, it would be Valencia right now.
Oh, dear.
Thank you, Daniel Nunez, who is, of course, at my club this season. But who is not at your club is Mijatovic, Andrade, and, of course, Dennis Seaman, who you didn't get a lot of money for at all.
No, I was really surprised with that because he got better, but he just didn't get world class.
Yeah.
And that's what disappointed me, really. And I mean, he'd have been there to stay, but no, he didn't get there, so got rid of him.
Mijatovic was a good time to sell. He's 28.
Yeah.
Got quite a lot of money for him, which was an extra 3 points there. And Luca Andrade, who I think you got on a free transfer as well, 3.5 million.
Yeah.
But yeah, selling him for £35 million. So 2 players that you've had since like season 2 and 3, roughly.
I mean,
he
didn't sort of like set the world on fire for me neither, really. So,
no.
But then I didn't play wingers that often, really.
No,
in
that's
my
it.
tactics, so
Out
can't
of
blame him,
all
really.
the appearances, he made 169 and only scored 23.
Yeah, when you look at, he's got a finish in the 17. So
yeah,
you could say I didn't use him properly, but hey, that's the way it goes, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, let's look at the players that you did bring in then to replace. We've got Edgar Espana from Athletic Nacional, so it's a centre back there from Croatia.
Not bad for 18, all right.
Yeah. Alex, which was £3 million. Picking up a player of that calibre from Real Madrid isn't too bad.
No.
Then we've got Christian Nembot, who you've signed as your new goalie for this season.
Yes.
Interesting.
Hopefully he'll do me well, but so I've got 2 young keepers in there now, I think.
And then we got George Mina, who is 37 years of age. He looks very good for a 19-year-old.
37 years of age?
37 million.
Well, I'm not allowed to buy him.
19 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah. So not too bad at all.
Good striker
Yeah.
for that age, really.
And then, that was your transfers, obviously, that you spent 63 million, but you got to take away the 13 million pound there. And obviously, you brought in about nearly 100 million pounds.
Yeah.
So you've left a fair bit of money, 60 million pound in the bank.
Yes. And that's the thing when you start...
Because 60 million was your balance.
But when you start getting further into this challenge, really, you can't pick up all the players that you needed to spend all your money.
Yeah.
You're getting good money for selling a player, and you're picking up players that are a lot cheaper. So you're taking a chance, but helps the bank, doesn't it? So
that's it. Now, tactically, you've gone with your narrow diamond still. You've got Nembot and Azon being locked in there. Didn't fancy changing it too much?
No, not really. I think the team that I've got are not that bad, so I'm just sort of like just trying to nurture them now, really. And each season they'll get better by bringing in the sort of the odd player now and again. I think my front 3 are really good.
Yeah.
So I'm sort of don't want to sort of
kind of look like
them.
that.
Yeah. That's what I'm sort of going for, really. If you look at my main players, they're in the main positions, which I would sort of say really helps the team out. So it's just a case of going with what's there, really, after that. I mean, he's so good, isn't he?
Yeah. Has picked up another injury, though.
Yeah, that's the problem. I'm getting let
3
down
months.
by injuries through certain my key players, which
Duarte out for a long time.
Yeah. So I look at that really is my sort of like 2 midfielders are not bad, and my front 3 are really good.
Yeah.
So
Makengo's great. Look at how good he is for a 21-year-old.
Yeah.
He isn't as good though as Iriarte.
Oh no.
Not as good as Iriarte. You have started the season well, though. You've drew a couple of games to Girona and Real Sociedad. But Real Betis 2-1. Real Madrid 2-1.
That's the main result
Played a lot
for
against
me,
the Reals.
And I haven't lost, so I'm pleased with a good start.
Yeah, you got Champions League football next season as well. But transfer-wise for me, so I also left £32 million in there. But I think we've got to the point now, and you do in Youth to Gold, where there's nobody out there to spend that money on. My bank balance is a lot healthier, though, £195 million that's in there, so that's great. But in terms of the transfers, now... Obviously, last season loaning out Nunez, he is staying this season. You'll be pleased to know after his heroics. But who went out? Thiago Vargas went out for £15 million. Never really got to the talent that I was hoping, but he was one of my early signings. But Esposito is obviously the big one.
Yeah.
Esposito going, a player that were picked up for £3.2 million when I was just getting promoted into the La Liga.
I was gutted when
He has had some unbelievable seasons for me,
but
I think
he is 28. Between the 2 teams, really.
Yeah, he's 28. It's time to cash in on him. And I think I've spent quite well, although some of the players that I have brought in is quite expensive. A few loans going out as well, but Andre Campos that you can see here, I mean... £26 million, quite a lot, but I did pick him up from Real Madrid. He's a bit of a gamble considering we've only got a couple of seasons left. We've got Clayton Rodriguez still for £11 million. I actually think I'm going to be starting to use him soon. I've loaned him out to Alaves so that he guaranteed first team football, but I am predicting that next season I might actually start him at right back because I'm not too happy with the progress of my current right back. Then we got Juini, cracking hair, also loaned him out. So he has gone out and he only cost me £7.75 million. And then Bruno Araujo, £1.4 million. So a couple of bargains. Didn't get to loan him out, but he'll be playing in the under-19s there. And tactically, we're setting up still with our 5 at the back, 3 up front, kind of weird. Let's try this. with Smolin in the net. We'll see what happens with this one, because yeah, this was a bit crazy with the libero and the 2 centre midfielders, but I think I've got the players for it. And that's the main thing. And because these two are so good, you don't mind leaving them in the midfield by themselves. Iriarte is more of an all-rounder, but then we've got Narcisio, who's a bit of a box-to-box, but kind of good at everything too going forward. So, yeah. The strike force, Dladla, scoring goals at the start of the season, but Vasquez has started to come into his own. And of course, Al-Khatib, who we loaned out again to Las Palmas because of the non-EU rule. So I'm struggling with the non-EU rule. So I'm guessing it'll either be Gascons, who's been going in there quite a lot, who's normally a centre midfield backup, but he's quite good up front too. So, we've started well. We have lost to Real Sociedad. That's both of us who struggled against Real Sociedad. But Real Madrid, 2-0. Nice little victory against them. Villarreal and Burgos all wins as well. But is this finally the year that one of us can actually lift the La Liga? Now that we know that, other teams are allowed to win it. After Valencia picked up the title. Let's find out. It was a tricky Champions League phase for us both, however, as we still progressed through to the knockouts. We had to wait till January to play each other in a really tight match in the league, but my Huesca side took the advantage, only for Dad Cervante to pull it back to 1-1 before the final whistle. In La Liga, Dad and I were sat in 3rd and 6th place, but it was my striker Dladla who was dominating, as he topped 4 of the player statistics during a remarkable season so far. Dad's season in the Champions League ended with a loss to Roma in the knockout playoff round. However, it's back-to-back Copa del Rey finals, and this time the opposition is Barcelona. Meanwhile, it was a quarter-final exit to Chelsea in the Champions League for me. I went to the game to extra time, and Vitor Roque scored in the 120th minute. But some recent league wins has put us in an incredible position in La Liga table with just a month remaining. Because although Sociedad do have a game in hand, with just 3 games to go, we are currently sat top of the league. The Copa del Rey final started off so well for Dad, as his Levante side took the lead against Barcelona in just 8 minutes. Unfortunately for him though, things didn't end great, as Barcelona pulled off a fantastic comeback, with the game eventually finishing 4-2 to the Catalan Giants. So with the season near on ending, I've got to focus on my final 3 fixtures, which ends up in a trip to Valencia to face Dad Cervante. Although we were making things very difficult for ourselves, as it took until the 95th minute before we grabbed the winner against Girona. But then the opposite happened against Betis, where we were ahead until the 92nd minute, dropping 2 points. Meaning we not only had to beat Dad on the final day, but we had to hope that Sociedad would lose for us to be crowned champions, as even if they drew, we would be ending up on the same points, and they've beaten us twice in the league this season on head-to-head. Thankfully, we did our bit and we defeated Dad 3-0. Unfortunately, that was the same scoreline though in San Sebastian, as Real Sociedad have lifted the La Liga title in a very shocking outcome. Managed, by the way, by Robbie Keane. Well, Dad, yet again, we've missed an opportunity.
Oh dear, oh dear.
Well, I certainly have. You're way off.
I'm way off, but yeah, you definitely missed a big one there. 2 points.
It's so annoying. But, I mean, the draw against Betis wouldn't have mattered. I don't think that, because of the head-to-head situation, Real Sociedad, you only beat them, but they beat me twice. Yeah. So I would have had to have got 3 points elsewhere, not just the 2. Even though I got a better goal difference, they would have beat me on head-to-head. But managed by Robbie Keane.
Yeah, good old boy, good Spurs player.
Met him at the airport after the final. Yeah, so that was cool. But yeah, he's gone on to take Real Sociedad to the league title. The other competition, of course, is the Copa del Rey, and you had back-to-back finals, Dad, but this time
could have done the points there. Could have done the points there.
Yeah.
Slipped up there again.
Barcelona with 2 late-ish goals after you pulled it back. Van Persie and João Rego the 95th.
Yeah, we've mentioned Van Persie before. He's doing.
He's doing unbelievably well. So, I mean, their front 3 of Van Persie, Rego and Lamine Yamal is quite scary when you consider, obviously, how good all 3 of them are. Yeah. And yet they are nowhere near the league title the last few seasons. It's been sort of Valencia, Real Sociedad, and I think Real Madrid was it was Barcelona. But yeah, they haven't been near the league title. 87 points, 6 points off of this season. So there we go. bad season. It was almost a season of nearlies.
Yeah.
I think that was it for this season.
League-wise, awful for me.
Yeah. Dradler and Solomon were in there for goals. Dradler was the highest average rating. He stepped up considering, obviously, we had to sell Esposito.
Yeah.
He had the most assists and he was my top scorer, which is quite impressive. He also had the highest average rating in the league, which is, again, rather impressive.
Yeah, definitely.
So, yeah, I'm absolutely buzzing with that. We haven't really looked at the Ballon d'Or, but, I mean, that is a Jari Daniels. It's been won fairly often by Real Madrid and Barcelona players, but at the minute, it's PSG.
Yeah.
They've got a couple of players in there. I would love to see Dladler's name just popping. Guilherme's there, look, but yeah, I'd love to see Dladler's name pop up even in the second and third place because of how well he has been doing. I just don't think it's going to, considering we've obviously not really done anything in terms of competition. We won the league, potentially, but quarterfinal of the Champions League, never mind. All right, so let's look at a bit of development then. Dladler himself, he's 25 now. Great bit of development there. 33 goals, 17 assists. Vasquez has again developed slightly. Iriarte is still one of my best players, but out on loan. 25 appearances for Al Khatib, not bad. But Daniel Nunez, obviously the winner of the league last year, just doesn't really look that good.
Don't does he? I mean, he's got your 16 goals and 8 assists, but he didn't come on it. You thought he was good, is he?
I thought he'd be a little bit better than that.
Yeah.
Evangelos Glyfdis is looking great because that pace and jumping is just unbelievable. I'm still thinking my right back needs to change. I mean, Ayman Kandil, the Egyptian right back, has just not got very good at all. So I am thinking we obviously loaned out a right back last season of bringing him in and potentially using him next season. We've got £49 million to spend, but again, we're at the point now where we're not really spending too much and we might end up selling. But I mean, financially, we're looking really good. Dad, over yourself though, top scorer for you, 24 goals.
Yeah, I'm very disappointed with that.
With Solomon, which isn't great. Atherton, of course, who missed the start of the season.
Yeah, he's
15.
slowly getting better again, but he's 25 now, so. But
he's pretty
should be
much
coming
in his
into his
prime.
prime, yeah.
Duarte, yet again,
Injured.
4 months with a damaged cruciate.
Yeah, it's costed me a lot of points with him dropping out because he's in that main position.
I mean, he's playing half the games almost compared to like the likes of Solomon. But
you just look at it and you think, what a player, it's good. And he's by far £100 million player, I reckon, now on the game. But because of his injuries, it's dropping it down, and people not interested in him because he's got that problem, isn't it? So
he's also your captain, which is interesting. So not having your leader on the pitch can obviously affect everything else. But yeah, I mean, Guillermo Nunez is doing quite well in that DM.
He's an important player for me.
Yeah.
Very important player, yeah.
He's doing all right, but there's no real standouts really to look at after that.
I'm just looking at that. I've got a smallish squad, which I do like having smaller squads because then you use your best players all the time. But there's no one sort of coming through the ranks that you think, he's starting to look really good now, isn't he?
And Nembot has not developed.
No.
Considering he just played 51 games. I mean, it's a great name, Nembot.
Yeah. But I would expect a lot more progress from having a full season in goal.
Yeah.
And that just hasn't worked neither, really, has it? So, I don't know. I'm going to have to go back to, was it Jack Potter, my reserve keeper, was it?
I think he's even worse. Jack Potter. Yeah. Not a big fan. I think goalkeeper-wise, we both have struggled.
Yes.
I mean, you got £60 million for this summer. I mean, looking at my goalkeeper situation, Smolin, exactly the same look.
Yeah.
Played 56 games. Barely grew at all. And if you think I spent a fair amount, £21 million on him from Feyenoord. He's played 3 seasons now, 2 seasons, just not really done it.
You didn't cut it, has he?
Got 15 clean sheets though, with a high average rating. So although it's not looking great here,
I think that's down to your defence more than in your goalkeeper.
Yeah, I've got some unbelievable defenders.
Yeah.
So All right, let's have a look at the points then as we go into season number 12, or the summer of it at least. Season 11 points are Omega Luke with 6 and Dad with 6, meaning the total points are 38 for Luke and 40 for Dad. Season 12, and with things looking so tight between us, Dad is devising a strategy which includes buying some very talented wingers and moving away from his narrow diamond formation next season. I've decided to pick up yet another new goalkeeper, but this time, this one looks really good. Dad also had some great news as Levante clear the debts of all their finances now, and the club are looking in much better shape.
Nice.
And from playing against each other on the last day of last season to beginning this season with the exact same fixture, with almost the same result, as this time I defeated Dad 3-1, which I then followed up with a win against Barcelona as well. Dad also played against Real Madrid and was leading thanks to a Varga goal all the way until Real Madrid managed to equalise in the 85th minute. Alright Dad, I did a bit of a switch around then, going to wingers. I mean, when those available come up for you.
I couldn't believe my luck when they come up, and I got them as well for good prices as well. You can't afford not to use them then, really, can you?
Especially when you've got the likes of Atherton, who already plays out on the wings too, so you've got options now on both sides.
So
I mean, Sangier looks great.
I've got 2 players for each position, but he looks so good, doesn't he? For
just turned 20.
Yeah.
He costs 10 million. He looks that good.
Isn't it?
Yeah. Class is like a 4-star player in your team, but then obviously the other players that you've got, Murias, who plays on the right hand side, again looks fantastic.
Yep, and he's there if Everton doesn't perform, so pleased
costs
with that.
£6 million.
So you're like 16 million for 2 wingers of that calibre. Really good.
Yeah, and then Bronic was the other one that you brought in, the Croatian. And again, £11 million, not quite as good as the other ones, but still a great backup.
Yeah.
So
I think I spent well, and I also left, was it 20 odd million in the kitty as well?
Yeah,
so
25 million.
Helping the team out again, but I still couldn't sell anybody of any value really. I mean, so I'm not getting any points that way neither. So, but hey, that's the way it goes.
You also signed a left back this summer.
Yeah, I've
in
just brought him in just in case. It just sort of helps out. He's not bad. He could develop. So, I'm really pleased with that. And he's 2-footed as well, so he can play right across the defence if I do really need him. Because like I said earlier, I have got a sort of smallish squad. So having the players that could do multiple positions, as I call them, squad players, even better.
Right, we've only got 2 seasons left, though. I have defeated you on the opening day of the season. A nice 3-1 victory, which, of course, we played each other on the end of last season. Yeah. And I beat you 3-0 there. So at least you got a goal in this one, Dad.
Yeah.
89th minute. And I was also down to 10 men. But you did, unfortunately, draw to Real Madrid thanks to a late goal from them after taking the lead.
Yeah, I mean, I scored in the 80th minute, so disappointed to sort of let that go through. I hate late goals.
Oh, yeah. Never hear that. Let's have a look at the transfers. I've loaned out Al Khatib because, again, I just can't use him because of the non-EU rule, unfortunately. So for now, he is not in the side. But outside of that, I've not made any money in players because selling-wise, I'm kind of okay with... I want to get a trophy now. That's my aim, to be honest. So looking at the players I have brought in, we've got John Castillo from Osasuna. Look too good to pass up for £10 million, to be honest. 19 because of the physicals. Just look great, really, up front. Marcus Adler, though, starting new goalkeeper. And he looks a lot better than the one I had in there already. Although he has already broke his ankle.
Curse is there.
Brilliant. We've then got Hugo Morgado, £36 million, but looks really good. The fact that he's got a professional personality with a determination of 20 suggests that he will make whatever potential he has. We just hope it's soon because, of course, we've only got 2 years left. However, we are going to go 5 years into the future after we've played the 13th season, should we need to play the 13th season if none of us wins the Champions League, well, this season, because the next season
is the 13th.
Yeah, so we're going to go 5 seasons for at the end of whatever season we leave it on, just to see, to be honest, out of curiosity, the growth of some of these players. Then we finally got Alexandre Philippe, £22 million for a right back. It's a lot of money. Again, it's a gamble, but I've got to start playing one of these players here. And I think, to be honest, I'm happy to leave it blank and just see who gets played there. At the minute, it's still Candle. which surprises me in a way. I did mention I wanted to play Tavares more, and I forgot last season. So this season, I'm making sure he plays as much as physically possible. Adilson Tavares, the Cape Verdean centre-back, of course, plays alongside Duarte. He's got 36 caps at 21. Is a great defender, and I paid £28 million for him. But the last 2 seasons, 3 starts and 16 starts, I want him to start every single game and seeing what he can do. So, yeah, him and Adler is going to start as many games as possible this season. And I've obviously started very well. Beat Levante, beat Barcelona, beat Rayo Vallecano. We're off to a good start. But will I stay top of the league by the end of the season? Let's find out. We had yet another entertaining clash between us both in the league in January, ending with a late winner for Dad. That win still kept him behind us by 4 points in the La Liga table, as once again his main rivals Valencia are currently sitting top of the league. Some massive news for Huesca though, as my South African star Adler, as he was awarded to be the best player on the planet this year, lifting the Ballon d'Or. It was not good news for either of us though, as we were both out of the Champions League at the round of 16 stage. However, it was my chance to have a crack at winning the Copa del Rey trophy. But the league looked more and more like it was going to be won by Valencia, as with 8 games to go, Atletico was 8 points behind as we were sat in 5th and 7th place. The Copa del Rey final was dominated by us, but the score stayed 0-0 until extra time, and that was when Iriarte's goal broke the deadlock. We held on to lift the trophy, but it was a bit eye-opening that we had 27 shots and it took a long-range effort for us to score finally. But that trophy really papered over cracks of what was a poor season for both of us, and it means at this point neither of us can win the challenge automatically because neither of us have qualified for the Champions League. Well, Dad, the win in the Copa del Rey hides what would be a tragic season for both of us, really.
Definitely, yeah.
I mean, the fact that we can't even get into the Champions League for the final season is quite embarrassing.
Yeah.
But Valencia, yet again, make it 3 seasons in a row where
fans weren't going to be happy with me.
Where Barcelona and Real Madrid cannot win the league. I mean, Real Madrid haven't won the league now for 5 years.
Yeah.
Which is very unheard of, to be honest. Yeah, it's very unheard of. They finished down in 3rd place. Ruben Amorim... says it all. How long has he been there? 1 year. That's all right. It's not all been his fault. He's come in to do the rebuild.
He's stuff United up. Now. He's gone to Real Madrid.
So, no, don't listen to him. So, says this guy in 7th place who's been here for 20 years. 12 years. So, yeah, we haven't done too well there. At the minute, you're playing the Europa Conference League. I'm playing in the Europa League next season.
I mean, all I can say really is I've kept them in sort of the top 7 for all those years. You know, we got into there, and I've been giving them regular European football. But yeah, I'm disappointed not to have a chance at the last season at having a go at the Champions League.
Yeah, we don't even have players in the statistics. I've got Gladler with 14 assists, and that is about it. You've got Mick Balogun just picking up yellows. We don't have anything. Which is really sad. Yeah, you had an early exit in the Copa del Rey as well. Round of 16 in the Champions League.
In the cup final 2 seasons in a row and be knocked out that early. What's going on?
So we haven't had fun in these competitions. Nembot, has he grown? Ish. I don't know whether his ability's gone up because the rest of the team's quality is low.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
So
still not there, really, is he?
No. Goals-wise, Solomon was still the top scorer, but he's not exactly.
I think he's gone backwards more than anything, really.
23.
I'm so disappointed with it. He just looked... I mean, you look at that, I'd buy him every time.
Well, he's 12 off the ball, I wouldn't.
Well, but, you know, it's still a striker there, though, isn't it? You know, he's got 17 finishing, composure's 15, and he's got the pace as well. You know, you'd have him as a second striker in your books, don't you think?
Well, that's the trouble. He's your first striker.
Well, and he is at the moment because I changed 24. It all around, didn't you?
Yeah. So, Chris Atherton is
he was
pretty
my
much
main
the main striker.
So,
Duarte did have a full season and probably was your best player, which is a positive that you can take out of that.
Yeah. And he's wanted as well, so I could be cashing in.
Could
I'm
for that
pushing
final
for 100
season.
million, really, aren't I?
Yeah, to get the 10 points.
Yeah.
20 goals, 16 assists is not too bad at all. But the wingers, you brought the wingers in. Songia did quite well and developed okay.
Yeah.
Murias played more than what I thought he would. He got 13 assists as well. which is
I've only
not
got
bad
19
at all.
goals between them, so in 80 appearances. So I'm happy with the winger situation, yeah. But whether I keep to it, I've got to really, haven't I?
Yeah. Bronic only played one game.
Yeah.
So he didn't play any at all.
Which
in
I
comparison.
expected that because the other winger was that good, wasn't he?
Yeah. So, transfer budget, £38 million next season, going into the final year.
I mean, looking at it really with the point situation, I think I need to sell my top player and possibly get as close to the 100 million as I possibly can. Get a few points in the bag. I've got to replace him, but I desperately need an out-and-out striker that's going to score me 25, 30 goals.
Yeah, get into the top scorer.
To stand a chance, really.
Yeah.
That's what I feel I need.
We're picking points off of each other, but I do get more because obviously I finished higher.
Yeah.
But yeah, the cup win, which is my first cup win.
Yes, it is, yeah.
Hilariously, I haven't won anything since we were Huesca manager, or have I? I don't think I have. Unless I've no, I haven't. I just thought then, have I won anything? I haven't. That's the first trophy I've won, the Copa del Rey. So finally winning something as the manager, considering we've been there or thereabouts so many occasions, is nice. And it means I actually get a nice little 5 points there, which is great.
That's a big 5 points for you as well.
It puts me ahead, I think.
Yeah, it does. First time since we started, isn't it?
Yeah.
You've been ahead.
£97 million as well.
That's a big difference as well,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Daniel Nunez, currently injured, not too long. 30 goals, was my top scorer this season. Didn't expect that, if I'm honest.
No.
Delad, though, 26 and 21. He seems to be just quite good at assisting. Gascons was up there as well. He seems to have played quite a lot up front. But Adilson Tavares, I locked him in for a reason, and I think that's justified. I think if I had done that 2 seasons ago, we'd be looking at a much better player now. Because I think the growth and development is going to be there. And then Marcus Adler, I'm glad I found him because he looks like a lot better goalkeeper, and in a couple of years could be unbelievable. So let's take a look at the points then before we wrap up, as it's going to be the final season next. Season 12 then, Omega Luke with 8 points and Omega Dad with only 1, meaning we do have a new leader, and it's Omega Luke on 46 with Dad on 41. Well, there we have it. 46 to 41. And I'm looking at the points tally season by season, and this is the first time that I've actually taken the lead.
I mean, the only good thing for me, the only good thing for me really is that you can't win the Champions League.
Unless we do get another opportunity.
Yeah.
Potentially.
So I think really to get me right back in it, I might have to sell my top player.
Yeah.
To give me the points to put us sort of close to even, and then it's all on the last season now. We actually play against each other, and if we win something. So, fingers crossed.
So you've got to sell your best player and still win something.
If I get the 100 million, which I'm hoping I'll get, he's close to the 100 million, isn't he? And so I'll be pushing for the 100 million. That'll give me, because obviously there's no, when you come to buy the players, there's no players out there that's going to be 60, 70 million that we buy. So it's only going to cost me like 30 million tops, I would say, to replace him. But it's going to be hard to replace a player that good in it.
Well, you're not going to find them if they're 19.
No, and that's the problem, isn't it? If I keep him, I've got a chance of winning. If I sell him, I've got a half a chance of winning because I get some woody points for selling him.
Yeah.
So I'm a bit like that, really. I don't know what to do, really.
Well, when you signed him, remember, for less than £1 million, he was, and I still think will always be, the best player I have ever seen at 19 years of age.
Yeah.
Especially the fact that you picked him up so cheap. Like, I don't think I've ever seen a player that looked that good when you got him.
It's such a shame he had a bit of bad injuries because I think he'd be better than that.
Yeah.
Even more, really, if he hadn't had his bad injuries, really. So
yeah, he had damaged cruciates.
Yeah.
Twice, which 7 months, both times.
Yeah. And it sort of puts him back a little bit, doesn't it? So.
Yeah, killed 2 seasons there.
Yeah.
But all right, what will happen to Fabio Duarte? Will he be on the chopping block for some points, or will he be in Dad's team to hopefully win some points for Levante? You'll have to come back to find out as we go into the final season, plus simulate another 5 years into the future so you can see exactly how everything play down. We go into the final season, neither of us have still won the league. Not to mention, we both haven't qualified for the Champions League either to automatically win the challenge. So this goes down to the final points tally, and as it stands, I'm currently winning 46 to 41. Dad, of course, has teased selling his prize asset Duarte though this upcoming summer, but in doing so would surely hamper any chance of winning a trophy. I am, however, making a ballsy move and selling my best defender to Real Madrid when they come in for him in early June. And that's because the £67 million I'll get for him will win me 5 more points. I've even gone and replaced him with a 19-year-old centre-back from Fenerbahce for £25 million. Dad, on the other hand, though, is struggling to sell any of his big value players and therefore isn't gaining any points, which means he will have to rely on winning trophies. However, he started off woefully in that approach too. But at least he's qualified for the Europa Conference League next season. Right, Dad, not been a great start for you. You are currently bottom of the league.
What's
and
going
that
on?
is with Duarte.
Yes. No. Do you know, I tried to sell him and no one wanted him in the end, and I just couldn't believe it. I thought, I'm going to cash in, and I've decided to cash in on him. He was wanted, asked for people to come in, no one come in. Broke through the transfer window, not one person, one team came in for him. Yeah, I've still got him, so hopefully, I mean, looking at the start, I was going to say hopefully I can win the league, but the way I've started isn't looking too good. But as you can see when you get to my transfers,
nothing happened.
I didn't buy anybody now, and I just thought to myself, right, I'm not going to waste money for the last season in buying players, young players, bringing them in, that's going to not even get in my side. And I just couldn't find anybody who I felt would start in that starting 11. And so I didn't buy anybody. So I kept all the money, didn't waste it, which is very rare for me.
You probably should have, by the looks of the results.
I think I should have done, yeah. But I didn't know that at the start of the season, did I?
No.
And I've had, look at the injuries I've had as well. So
yeah, you've been peppered with injuries.
Yeah, so that's why I've had a bad season, really. A bad start to the season, and it's the key players.
Atherton's out for 6 to 4 months.
That's just done me really bad. That was my main striker. So, yeah, Girardi's got an injury again, surprise. So all my top players got injuries. That's why I've had a bad start of the season, which I didn't know that was going to happen, did I? So not looking too good, I'm afraid.
You had to qualify for the Europa Conference League, which you have just done.
Yeah.
Which is the only result that you actually got a win in, and that's thanks to a couple of a penalty there.
Home result.
92nd minute winner.
Home against Wolfsburg, yeah, so it's kept me in it. So
you actually went into extra time where you had to win against Wolfsburg to qualify for the Europa Conference League. That's how depressing this is.
Yes.
Although, I mean, you dropped into the perfect league to win you a good 7 points in the final season.
That could just do me a favour, and all my top players will be back.
Yeah, I mean, you are 5 points behind me, as it is. So
I really need to win that.
7 points of that would be great for you.
Yeah.
However, I never went into the Champions League. Spain only kept 4 Champions League spots, which meant I'm in the Europa League. So again, I mean, knowing me, I'll get knocked out by Rennes. But I could win that one. That could be a potential. And I'm doing all right this season. I've won 2. I have lost to Real Madrid. And it was at home, annoyingly. They beat me 4-2 at the start of the season there, which is disappointing. But the other results are quite promising in comparison. And I didn't really lose any players either. I mean, well, actually, tell a lie. I did. I lost Vangelis. I didn't lose Vangelis. I chose to sell Vangelis because Real Madrid were coming in for him for £67 million, which meant that I actually get the 5 points, which is great for me. And the reason for it is because I was going back to just 2 at the back.
Yeah.
Of course, having the 3 at the back formation that I was running before, which was this, Vangelis was really good for that because it allowed us to have an extra centre-back. Now I don't need one. I thought, right, we'll go back to the 4-3-3. I don't need another centre-back now. We've got Tavares, we've got Lucas Luque in there, although he is actually injured for another 2 months. He broke his lower leg, so in July. But we've got options.
Yeah.
Either way, we've got options. We should be fine. So, I've started all right. You haven't. It's been a weird start to the season. Now, I've actually bought some players to carry on. So I've got Fadi Hamoud, which is not a bad centre midfielder there. We've got Yilmaz, who's a really good centre-back option, who's good on the ball as well, 6'3". Going back to Turkey again, which I haven't done that for a few seasons. Eric Armogu, who has been on the list for me to sign since he was 16, because he's looked quite good at 16. but each season I'm like, do I pull the trigger? This season I actually did. Professional personality, very good mental attributes at PSG, £21 million. I think last season as well, he got, I know it was PSG too, but he got 21 assists. So he is a very good passer of the ball. And then finally we got Rafa from Flamengo, who again, attacking side of midfield is a good option for us because we need more options in midfield now. We've got our strike force. We've got our defenders. We needed an extra couple of bodies in that midfield, and that's what we've done. Rodriguez finally can play at right back, and he's now Spanish because he's been here for 2 years, which means the non-EU rule means he's allowed to play here, and he looks a lot better.
Yeah, he does, yeah.
He's also both-footed.
Physicals are very good now, aren't they?
Yeah, so right back we're good. Garcia has developed into a quality left back, Angel Garcia or Angel Garcia. Fantastic. So we've got a decent defence again with Adler. We're starting the season fairly good. Let's see if either of us can win a trophy in this final season of Youth to Go. Now it turns out Dad and I were the last fixture to play each other at the end of January, which means we were also going to be playing each other on the final day of the season, which is quite fitting really, but this time round I've pulled off a 3-2 away win. And I am somewhat in a title race behind Barcelona, who has also got a game in hand over me while Dad is sat in 6th place. He has though done very well in the league phase of Europe, which is something I have done too, as we both finish in the top 8. I couldn't unfortunately retain my Copa del Rey trophy. With that being said though, I did have my eyes on the 2 other ones. With the league going down to the final few games, it was tense, but there was also semi-finals to take into consideration. Dad also had a semi-final in which his Levante side played very well and held on to a second leg win to meet Nice in the Conference League final. I had a tough tie against Real Sociedad, but we also came away with winners in the semi-final to go to the Europa League final to face Manchester United. I was also a little preoccupied though, because we had just beaten Barcelona with 2 league games after to go top of the league. And we followed that with a 4-0 win, meaning we just have to beat Dad on the final day of the season to be crowned champions. Before that last game against each other, we had the Europa League and Europa Conference League finals to play, and it was a tough day for Dad as his Levante side took half an hour to get into the game. And unfortunately, it was not his day as the French side went on to lift the trophy in a 4-2 win. It was completely the other way for me though, as we started the better side against Manchester United, but failed to go 2-0 up and eventually conceded in the second half, which took the game to go to extra time. This is where we woke up again though, and Vasquez was scoring the winner in the 96th minute. And that means of course another trophy and more points to be added with one objective left: defeat Dad to finally be crowned champions of Spain. And in what was an end-to-end game in Huesca, Morgado gave my side the lead just after 9 minutes, only for Dad's Levante side to find the net themselves because of a goalkeeping error 5 minutes later. On the half-hour mark though, it was once again my Huesca side who took the lead and kept us top, while Barcelona was still drawing 0-0 at home to Real Madrid. However, in the second half, a deflected shot flew into my top corner to level the match at 2-2, which would be enough to still win the league if Barcelona failed to win at home in El Clasico. But there is still one more twist in the tale, and unfortunately for me, it was my former striker who crushed our dreams in the 80th minute. You cost me on the final day of the season, the final game of Youth to Gold from winning the league, which means we still haven't won the league. To be honest, that's quite embarrassing.
Yeah.
We've got 13 seasons and we haven't managed to win the league. I've finished runners-up 3 times now, which is crazy, but this time it was in my hands going into that final day. And I lost it. A draw against you meant that Barcelona pulled away with an extra couple of points. So frustrating because...
I'm sorry, mate.
Yeah. My head-to-head was better than them by 3-1 to 2-1. Solomon was up there for 24 goals. Somebody kept telling me how to say the name. I don't know how to. I'm sorry.
I'm not even trying.
He had the highest amount of goals, average rating, man of the matches. Unbelievable for Barcelona. They had the most clean sheets. They were back with a bind. Deladler was there with 20, and we forgot to mention it last time, but he's done it again. Deladler is a back-to-back Ballon d'Or winner.
Well done.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, well done.
Don't get points for it, but unbelievable.
It's great when you do buy a player and bring him through Liga and he wins that Ballon d'Or. That's just the icing on the cake for you, really, isn't it?
Especially because, like, for a long time, he wasn't doing many, like, massive numbers. But the last couple of seasons, he's done very well. Maybe he might win it 3 years in a row. But Levante all the way down in 7th place.
So I've just kept there all the time, didn't I? It was
losing in the final.
I needed the points for that.
Yeah.
Needed the points for that. That's let me down.
I didn't know.
I think it was an easy one to win, that one.
Manchester United in extra time.
So it didn't make any difference, really. You'd have beat me anyway, wouldn't you?
Yeah. I'm buzzing with that. So we beat Unai Emery's Manchester United in extra time to go on and lift the Europa League. My second trophy. It almost was a double there. Unfortunately not. Real Madrid beat Barcelona in the Copa del Rey final. Let's have a look finally then at a couple of things. So squad wise for me, the season 28 and 21 for Dladla. Daniel Nunez 26 and 17 was great. Gascon's even got 19 and he's developed quite well this season. Al Khadib actually could obviously play this season. We didn't loan him out and he's done quite well.
Yeah.
14 goals. Then we got Christian Vasquez. He got 15 and only 18 starts. So a lot of goals from him. But Adilson Tavares has had a breakout season. He's come in, played as many games as possible, done really well. Perfectionist personality, I expected him to do well. Angel Garcia, 16 assists as well. Very good from left back. Clayton Rodriguez, 14 assists in his first season at right back. So, again, lots to be pleased with in this team. I am really happy with how they progressed. I felt like we just needed one extra season. Marcus Adler's done quite well in terms of development there. Let's have a look at your team, Dad, before we have a look at the points. And, of course, go 5 years into the future. 39 goals from Solomon. We slagged him off last season, but he's got 39 goals.
He finally done what I knew he could possibly do, but just too late, really.
Yeah. He's also he transfer listed him, trying to get rid of him. Fabio Duarte got 25 and 10.
And he's wanted as well. So I bet you any money I could have sold both those players now and got so many points.
Yeah, probably. But you didn't. Sangdia, not too bad either. And
good winger there, yeah.
Chris Atherton, 27 years of age. Now, only played 24 games because of that injury.
Yeah.
But he's done all right.
When you look at the top four there, they all come through to being as good as I expected them to be, but too late for me, really. I just didn't have anybody after that, really, where you had a good sort of over quite a few positions. I only had sort of the strikers, really, didn't I?
Yeah.
You know, so
yeah, you only really had Duarte.
Yeah,
to be honest, Atherton was okay, but Duarte was a standout, and nobody really came close in terms of development after that. Nembot actually got a little bit better. He's up to a 3-star now.
Yeah,
the goalkeeper.
Seaman let me down there, didn't he? Really, because I thought I had the right keeper in.
Yeah, although you would have probably had to have sold him now anyway, because he would have been 30. You might not have been able to play him this year. But yeah, there we go. Even in terms of the players coming through, you never played George Mina.
Yeah,
look how good he was. You never really used him. He was just stuck in your development centre.
But then I had good strikers. That was the problem.
Yeah.
What was my finances at the end of the? How did I lead the team?
£37 million. Not very good, Dad.
And I didn't spend any money that season.
Yeah, but you didn't do very well.
No.
It might be because they've just taken out a loan there because you did clear the debts.
Yeah, I did.
It might be because they're looking at getting a new stadium.
Yeah,
the 26,000.
They were probably expecting me to sell my top player this season.
Yeah,
get 100 million for that.
In terms of my development centre, there was a couple of players that might be good next season because the save game file will be made available for anybody who wants it before the 5 years that we're going to do. But let's have a look at the final points tally. The season 13 points are Mega Luke with 13 and Dad with 0, meaning the total points. And the winner is a Mega Luke with 59 and a Mega Dad with 41. Yeah, considering you were winning for all the way up until season 12, I smashed you in the end.
Yeah, last 2 seasons, 1 point.
Yeah.
No good.
I think I sold players at the right time.
Yeah, you did, yeah. I think I had a couple of offers during the sort of the midway through the season to sell a couple of players, and I opted not to sell them. I wanted to. I was trying to win like the cups and try and win the league to get a few more points ahead of you before I started selling my players, really, because I felt that if I'd sold them, I was taking a step backwards. But finishing 7th all the time is not taking a step backwards, is it?
Yeah.
No, so
I think your biggest weakness in terms of Football Manager, not even just for Youth to Go, but as a general, is recruitment. because sometimes you'll sign too many.
Yep.
Sometimes, like last season, you didn't sign any at all. Sometimes you'll sell at the wrong time.
Yeah.
Sometimes you'll sell because you just want the money instead of actually going, he's worth way more than that. And then sometimes you won't sell at all because you go, oh, the value, it says 40 million. I ain't giving him up for 15 when the game doesn't sometimes work like that.
Yeah.
I think it's just experience more than anything of, I think you struggled on Youth to Gold here to get
I did on this one
and selling the players.
Yeah, I think the recruitment was a little bit below par for me. I feel.
Yeah,
I've had a few really good Youth to Golds. I mean, I picked that player up.
Getting Duarte. Yeah,
and that was really when I picked.
That's kind of like just been slapped on your face. It's not you can't go. I'll pass on him.
I'd rather had lost him and picked up 3 other good ones.
Yeah,
in other positions, really.
Yeah.
So I think that my recruitment was a little bit below par. I feel for myself, but I'm happy what I've done with the team. I've put them up there, and kept them into the sort of like European leagues and all that, and sort of their finances out before that last season.
Yeah.
So I'm happy with that sort of thing, really.
Yeah, it's 4-star reputation.
Yeah,
we
had a few good seasons. We won. I think we won a couple of things. So, but you were just, as the seasons got further on, you were just coming closer and closer, and like you said, you sold the players at the right time.
Yeah,
that's the difference.
And kept hold of the ones that I needed to.
Yeah.
Uriarte, he's been there since like season 3, I think. £10 million I spent on him, and he's wanted now. Look, by Newcastle, he's worth over £100 million.
Yeah,
but there we go. He's a world-class centre midfielder. All right. So the points have been settled. I am the winner of Youth to Gold. Thank you very much. But we're now going to go 5 years into the future and seeing what happens with these two teams and, of course, these players. How we're going to do it, though, is I'm still going to stay as managers of the club so that they don't just sell all of the players, and we're just going to carry on with the same tactic. If we get sacked, then so be it. Obviously, that will just be the case of it, but sometimes they might just be quite generous considering how well we've taken these on and allow us the full 5 seasons so we get to see the full development of all of these players. Let's find out. Okay, we're at 2041. That is 5 years into the future. And what I also did was added an extra manager, and on the shortlist, I got all of our players, including a couple of the iconic names like Guilherme, or however you say his name, in there as well, so we could track them to see how they did. And by the looks of it, the majority of our players, Dad, actually stayed at the clubs. There's only a couple of names that I can see who has moved, and obviously most of them weren't exactly our first team players anyway. So it's going to be quite interesting, man. I can see Makengo's left your club there. Dusek's left mine. Kandel, the right back's gone to Freiburg. There's a few players who hasn't. This one is sad for me. Lucas Luque actually went to Valencia, but he is 32 now because we are quite a lot, and he went left on a free transfer. Which is interesting. So, yeah, we'll take a look at some of the developed players eventually. Duarte's still there, 32. But let's see how the clubs have done. And we're both still in charge of the clubs, which is interesting. But this season, Huesca was the champions. However,
was that the last season, was it?
Yeah, so this is the 5th season.
I'm sick, so I didn't move much today.
However, this wasn't the first time. I actually won it 3 times.
Ooh.
And the next season, you were the runner-up.
Oh. So I started improving.
Yeah. So I was runner-up the other 2 times, in behind Valencia and Real Madrid. So let's have a look at the league tables there. So 91 points, I won that one. I was just behind by 4 points there. Won the league there by a point, ahead of Valencia and Real Madrid on the final day by the looks of it. Valencia then obviously won it there, beat me by a point, but the first season after was a point between us. A point between us.
Oh dear, oh dear.
So, yeah, an interesting turn of events there, which would have been the first season that we simulated.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's quite interesting, but it's not the only competition that has been won, because the whole point of Youth to Go was to win the Champions League.
Yeah.
Has any of us done that? Real Madrid just about to play Man City. They're currently the holders, but Huesca's also won it twice. Yeah. So the season after, not only did I win the league, but I also won the Champions League, and I've won it twice as well.
Well done, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah, well done. You had a good team, so you deserve it.
Yeah, so let's have a look at Levante, because the history of Levante will tell us that a Europa League was won as well.
Yeah.
2039, lifted the Europa League trophy. Not too bad. Also won a Copa del Rey in the second season.
Oh, I started winning a few things.
So you did
I'm
win a
pleased with
couple
that.
of trophies. Yeah. You did win a couple. So in terms of the history of Huesca, obviously I won that Europa League once. We've won La Liga 3 times. We have also won a second Copa del Rey in 2039. So we also won the Champions League that season, and the league won a treble.
Well done, mate.
Without signing any players, by the way, because we didn't set this up to
we
sign
didn't.
any players.
No.
If you look at the squads, it's still quite similar to what it was. We've just been rocking the same sort of players. So let's have a look then at the players itself and have a look at the highlighted players that we've got. So in terms of all-time appearances, the player that I sold to Barcelona, who everybody's having a go at me for the way I said, this is how he looks now at age 32. He's pretty much a Barcelona legend, so he's done quite well there.
Yeah.
Duarte, though, right underneath him. So a lot of his attributes have changed, as you can see, but he's still
looks good, doesn't he?
Unbelievable player.
32, yeah.
Yeah, and he's putting in some great seasons as
Yeah.
well. Look at that one, 28 and 7 goals, which might be the season after you left it, so that's when he became good. Taladla, who is obviously a 2-time Ballon d'Or winner, that we know of. He might have won it more. 32 years of age now, a South African player, still unbelievable. 20 goals every single season, which is great. Angel Garcia, or Angel,
That was good known for
looks
left
a
back.
really good left back at age 27. Adilson Tavares, I locked him in too late because he could have looked like that.
Oh, I mean.
He could have looked like that.
Yeah.
Chris Atherton, still at the club, 32 years of age. Still looks exactly the same as when you
Yeah.
left him, to be honest. Daniel Nunez, obviously the hero for Valencia, has got better.
Yeah.
Has got a lot better, to be honest.
He didn't do it for you when you finally
No,
put him
when
in,
I
did
was
he?
playing him, he just didn't really grow, but he has developed
Cost me a
quite
lot of
well there.
points.
He did. Al Khadib, who of course I couldn't register for so long, the Syrian striker, did very well. Still on the loan list because that never changed in the 5 years. Clayton Rodriguez, which was my right back in that final season, looks phenomenal
Yeah,
now.
he does, yeah.
Looks really
blimey.
good. Getting a lot of assists in one of the seasons there, 15, 17,
11
first
million,
season.
goodbye.
Yeah. Christian Vasquez, another Huesca player, looks really good as well. Chilean 30-year-old. Iriarte, still at the club, 33 years of age. Just starting to teeter off now because his natural fitness isn't amazing. Solomon has left the club, Dad.
Yeah.
He left the club. Free transfer. He went to Al Hazim.
Goodbye for 3 million.
He was, yeah. Then we've got Sangier, who is still at the club as well, the left midfielder.
Oh, he did look good.
Looks
Anyway,
phenomenal.
Yeah.
Look how good that is as a winger.
What was he, 10 million, was he? Yeah, 10 million.
10
very
million
good, wasn't
pound. Never really, put the numbers up, but the
No, he
average
didn't.
rating's high.
Yeah.
So he is there still at Levante. Rob Burnett went to Tottenham, Dad. You sold him. He looks really good too. He went for a free transfer to Al Dahal because, of course, we couldn't sell anybody while we were still in charge. But there we go. Volglis, which was my defensive midfielder in that final season, doesn't look too bad. But Hugo Morgado. Now, I've already looked at some of these because I was just curious before we recorded. Wow. Do you think I signed him on that 2 seasons left for £36 million, knowing that I wouldn't have to use him only for the 2 seasons I had him? He was a great player.
Yeah.
Really good player. So mentally and physically phenomenal. Not bad technically either. That 19 long shots. 26 years of age. We also mentioned, obviously, Lucas Luque already at Valencia. Onyek you signed quite early on. He's 34 now.
Yeah. He just didn't.
Gone to Leverkusen.
He didn't sort of like make.
He did it right at the first.
Yeah,
that first
was
season,
it,
he got
really.
24 goals.
He sort of after that he sort of faded away, didn't he? But
Yeah.
then I think I started playing him out of position as well.
Yeah, you're playing him right midfield
Yeah.
with you and stuff. Narciso, which was a disappointing one for me, has left. Went to Al Hazim again, so left on a free transfer because I loved him. I thought he was great. I did have like a nice little Portuguese contingency there. Jack Porter went QPR.
Did he get any better?
There. No. Guillermo Nunez.
He was a good player for me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's still there. 31.
Still not bad now. Yeah.
My goalkeeper. Now this was an interesting one. This was the final goalkeeper that I ended up
Not
with.
the one that you paid 21 million for.
Nope, not him. Marcus Adler does look like what would have been a great goalkeeper for me.
Yeah.
And of course, won the treble and everything at the club, so he has done well.
Yeah.
Doesn't look world class though.
No.
Doesn't look like he ever developed into being a world class goalkeeper.
I think it's one thing we didn't do very well at all on this youth ago. We didn't come across a world class keeper, did we?
No, because there was a lot in the. There was like 2 or 3 in the league that we missed out on.
Yeah, definitely.
Valencia's goalkeeper was good. Barcelona found a really good one. But yeah, we never really found one.
No.
That was disappointing for us. Nembot, though, still at Levante, still their number 1 goalkeeper there. Looks exactly the same, to be honest. Dusek was at Leipzig. Makengo, which was your midfielder.
Yeah.
Again, not really developed much compared to when we seen him. Are they playing him? They are. I mean, you played him a fair amount in the last couple of seasons. Varga, you had him for a long time.
Yeah, he was a good player for me.
Yeah, still decent.
32, not bad. Yeah.
Murias, which was one of the wingers that you used. Was that the winger you did use? Yeah, you did, yeah.
Yeah.
It was the other one that you didn't use that much. Mick Balogun, which was your right and left back. Didn't look too bad there. Milosevic, 33 now. Gascons, who started playing up front, ended up going to Real Madrid on a free transfer just this season, though.
Yeah.
But he played pretty much quite a lot throughout the season. But yeah, I think that's pretty much all of the big names that we had there. And a couple of these were obviously recent signings that we made that sometimes might not have grown into anything. Some of them have. I mean, he looks quite good. Amogu, who I took a gamble in the end there. There's Jesus Martinez, who you picked up. Alex, who you picked up from Real Madrid.
Yeah.
Eventually went to Celta Vigo there on a free transfer after not really playing so much. So, yeah. Victor Azon as well, of course. You had midfield for quite a long time.
Yeah, did you?
Still there. But the last thing I guess we've got to check is that Ballon d'Or. Who won the Ballon d'Or? Duarte finally won it.
Yeah, too really. Is that the season you've done the treble? Not sure, really.
No, I did the treble in 39.
Right.
So
I'm
I'm surprised I didn't win anything after that.
Yeah.
But there we go.
Usually when you win the Champions League, especially if you win your league as well, you're going to be in amongst that, aren't you?
Yeah. And then Deladler was a 3-time Ballon d'Or winner.
Yeah.
So he was also runners-up to Duarte that season that Duarte won it. That was the one season he got the 40 goals. Obviously, Guilherme, or Guilherme, however you say it, did win it in between, and Deladler was back up then as well to Chidi Obi Martin in third. So Deladler went for a stage of being in the top 3 best players ever 5 years in a row, which isn't bad considering I signed him for 325k from Stellenbosch in South Africa. So yeah, we'll end it on that. But
I'm glad I got one of my players in there.
Yeah, Duarte did pick up.
He deserved it after the amount of
end.
seasons that he was the top player for me.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm glad for that, really.
I mean, he was the main character of this Youth to Go because of how phenomenal he actually was for just £1 million. It's just a shame we never really seen the numbers for it. There was like 1 or 2 good seasons, 1 or 2 seasons where he barely played because of bad injuries. Yeah.
So that season, what season was that? 37 he won that?
Yeah, 2037. So
he got 30.
It was after the 40 goal season. So it was
he played 36 games, so he played most of the season. You could say there really, and he won it. So I'm pleased for him, really.
Right, there we go. Though Youth to Gold is over for another, well, possibly few months until the new game hopefully comes out, and then potentially we could start with a new one. But let us know what challenges you want us to take on next, and why not check out this video on screen right now, because Dad and I took part in the Zealand League, and this is the highlights of the first games that we played in it, including facing the big man Zealand himself.